Wider on the track, Esprit de Cot is prominent from Trinitro. Next in the field is Toured Up Express and Call It a Day. They're followed next in the field by Mealy Moss as they run towards the first. Let's join John Hanmer.
Toured Up Express, one of the leaders. So too Trinitro and also Esprit de Cot. And Trinitro was the first to fall. Trinitro was Royal Padica's another one who's gone. And also Senior El Bertrucci's a faller. As they come now to the next, and Art Prince went as well at the first, but it's Esprit de Cot and Bobby Joe, and Miko's Dream also fell, and we've lost one there, which looks like Dark Stranger, and Sparky Gale fell at the second, so plenty of grief already as we join Tony O'Hare with another faller, Choisty, and also Earth Mover.
Toured Up Express, one of the leaders with Esprit de Cot, also prominent. Star Traveller out in the centre of the track. Behind these is the last fling. Brave Highlander is in behind them as they all complete that fence safely. Celtic Giant brings up the rear. They're running down now towards Beecher's Brook for the first time. Esprit de Cot and Star Traveller. Bobby Joe on the inside ahead of Toured Up Express. They're followed by the last fling. And they're followed over Beecher's by Brave Highlander and Nicky D. And then comes Papillon on the inside. And we've lost Red Marauder at Beecher's as they come to the Foynaven fence. Esprit de Cot and Star Traveller. Bobby Joe, last year's winner, on the inside, makes a very bad mistake and almost unseated Paul Carby. Recovers, stays fourth, just being passed by Toured Up Express. Then Brave Highlander. Papillon is just behind them with Addington Boy, and then comes Escarta Feek in the last fling in Lucky Town as they come up to the canal turn. And it's Star Traveller on the outside who leads over it from in second place on the inside. Esprit de Cot, a mistake by Nicky D and also by Addington Boy as they head up towards Valentine's Brook. Star Traveller and Esprit de Cot, Toured Up Express, Papillon, Bobby Joe, Brave Highlander, Lucky Town, Addington Boy as we join John Hanmer.
And coming to the 10th, Star Traveller leads from Esprit de Cot, Toured Up Express, Papillon, then Bobby Joe recovered from that mistake, then comes Brave Highlander and Escarta Feek, then the last fling. And the faller there was Young Kenny. Young Kenny's gone at that one, tailed off his Celtic Giant as they go to the next open ditch, fence number 11. Star Traveller led over it and is clear now. They're all streaming over at the back. I didn't see a faller there. Camelot Knights right out of the back, but it's Star Traveller, the leader, from Esprit de Cot, Toured Up Express, Papillon, Brave Highlander. Then comes Bobby Joe and Addington Boy. They're followed by Lucky Town. And it looks as if Stormy Passage hit that very hard, probably went as well, but he's just gone out of my view, and it's Star Traveller, the leader. Stormy Passage definitely a faller, but Star Traveller leads from Esprit de Cot, Toured Up Express, Papillon, Bobby Joe and Addington Boy, and over to Jim McGrath.
Well, it's Star Traveller who's jumping for fun out in front by 3 or 4 lengths to Toured Up Express, and Esprit de Cot just behind them. Brave Highlander is there as well, and Papillon, who's running a great race as they swing now towards the 13th fence. Hollybank Buck is not that far away either. Further back in the field, then behind Hollybank Buck is Bobby Joe. They're followed by Escarta Feek and Mealy Moss as they head up now towards the 13th, and it's Star Traveller who leads them to it. Star Traveller on the inside with the red cap from Toured Up Express. There are loose horses up front, and Toured Up Express is a faller, and back in the field the Gopher has gone as well as they head up towards the 14th. Star Traveller the leader on the inside here from the last fling, the white face on the outside. Esprit de Cot behind them. Star Traveller a mistake but survived there, and Merry People's gone back in the field as they head up now towards the chair, and the leader is Star Traveller. From in second Esprit de Cot. They're followed by Papillon and Hollybank Buck, then Bobby Joe behind them, followed by the last fling, and then Brave Highlander in the centre as they head over the chair. Next in the field is Stormy Passage there in the centre, Lucky Town on the near side, then Escarta Feek. Mealy Moss is further back from Call It a Day. Jetta is next in the field as they come now to the water. Further back in the field, just behind Call It a Day is Nicky D, followed then by Village King and Sunny Bay, then Kendall Cavalier from Feels Like Gold. Then back in the field, Buck Rogers. Kingdom of Shades is next. Still continuing on is Camelot Knight, followed by Flake Dotes, A Gap to Listen Timmy, and Celtic Giant is the last one as they race now towards the Melling Road a second time. And the leaders on the inside, Esprit de Cot is up there with Star Traveller. Both have been there from the outset. Papillon behind them. Then the last fling out wider, followed followed by in the centre Hollybank Buck, then Brave Highlander out deep on the track from Addington Boy. As they head to the 17th, we join John Hanmer.
And Star Traveller the leader, only just from Esprit de Cotte. Brave Highlanders right up there too. Stormy Passage is right there. It was Druids Brook that went at the 12th, not Stormy Passage. As they come to the 18th, Listen Timmy's been pulled up, and it's Star Traveller from Lucky Town, then Papillon right there on the inner, then Esprit de Cotte, then Bobby Joe still in touch, and the last fling as they come to the 19th, an open ditch, and Star Traveller led over it. Can't see a faller at that. As they go down to the 20th, Star Traveller shows in front of Hollybank Buck going second, then Papillon, Brave Highlander, then Lucky Town, and then Addington Boy and Nicky D, and then comes Esprit de Cotte, Melly Moss getting closer, Bobby Joe's lost ground, then Stormy Passage, and Flaked Oats as a faller, Village King's a faller, and over to Tony O'Hare.
Over the fence before Beechers, Hollybank Buck and Star Traveller up there, Papillon on the inside. Lucky Town is just behind them, and they're followed by Brave Highlander in the last fling, and then comes Addington Boy as they come towards Beechers for the second time. Star Traveller, Hollybank Buck, Lucky Town the outside, then Brave Highlander, Papillon the inner, then the last fling. Buck Rogers has got closer, and we've lost Esprit de Cotte as a faller there at Beechers, and we've also lost another one at Stormy Passage as they come to the Foynaven for the second time. Star Traveller the leader from Hollybank Buck, Papillon the inside, Lucky Town and 4 Addington Boy 5. 6 behind these is Brave Highlander. Mealy Moss makes ground on the inside. Buck Rogers also improves, then Nicky D in the last fling, and they're followed by Jeddah. Call It a Day is next, then Escarda Feek, Bobby Joe's drop back, then Kendall Cavalier and Sunny Bay, and they're clear of Celtic Giant as they go over the canal turn, and Buck Rogers is gone at the canal turn. Up front, Lucky Town is taken over. Papillon, Star Traveller, Addington Boy improves on the inside. Mealy Moss going well just behind them, and then Hollybank Buck mistake by Star Traveller as we rejoin John Hanmer.
And they've got 5 to jump. It's Lucky Town from Papillon, Addington Boy, then Melly Moss and Star Traveller. This is 5 out. And Papillon and Lucky Town took it together from Addington Boy, who's close up with Melly Moss, and then Brave Highlander. Addington Boy's right there, but it's Papillon, the last ditch 4 out with Lucky Town. Then Melly Moss has come up to join them, then Addington Boy, Hollybank Back, Brave Highlander, Nicky D, Call It a Day, and then comes the last fling, and Jeddah as they jump 3 out, and Star Traveller's been pulled up, and it's still Papillon disputing the lead with Lucky Town. Norman Williamson still with his hands full on Melly Moss in 3rd place, then Addington Boy, Nicky D, Brave Highlander, and then Hollybank Back, Call It a Day, Jeddah, and the last fling, and they're well clear of Bobby Joe as we join Jim McGrath.
Well, as they race up now across the Melling Road and now head towards the final 2 fences in the 2000 Martel Grand National, and it's Papillon who shows the way from Lucky Town is up there. Mealy Moss, Norman Williamson sitting in behind. They're followed next in the field by Addington Boy. They're loose horses up there worrying Papillon as they race towards the second last in the Grand National. It's Papillon who shows the way. Up there too is Mealy Moss, then Nicky D coming there strongly in company with Brave Highlander at the second last, and Papillon lands over with a narrow lead. Here's Mealy Moss with the red cap on the outside. Nicky D's running a great race from Addington Boy, and they're followed next by Brave Highlander and Lucky Town coming towards the last in the National. Papillon led over it, but here's Mealy Moss on the near side. They're 5 or 6 lengths to Nicky D, followed next in the field by Addington Boy. They're racing towards the elbow, and it's the plunge horse Papillon who's found a bit extra. He sprinted 2 lengths in front for Ruby Walsh. Battling on in second as Mealy Moss switched to the inside. They straighten up for home, 100 yards left to go. Papillon on the near side, Mealy Moss the far side, trying hard to wear him down. It's Papillon holding on with 50 yards left to go, and Papillon wins the Martel Grand National for Ruby Walsh and Ted Walsh. Second is Mealy Moss, third then Nicky D, fourth is Brave Highlander, fifth then Addington Boy.
So they race towards Beechers, an unbelievable race here. Lance Armstrong is still going, but he's about 6 fences behind. Andrew Thornton must have got back on board him, but now a duel, would you believe it, at Beechers for the final time. It's Red Marauder with a 2-length advantage over Smarty. Red Marauder, he's over safely. Smarty over safely as well. The gap between them is 4 lengths. These two two in a most incredible race. Head now towards Foynaven for the final time. Richard Guest on Red Marauder, a 4-length leader over Smarty in second place. They're over Foynaven, these two. 6 or 7 fences behind is Lance Armstrong. Don't forget, I think he's still going now. A few have remounted. Blowing Wind has remounted. I think Papillon might have remounted, but all these are a long way behind as they now come towards the canal turn. And it's Red Marauder, loose horse again getting in the way. Red Marauder stuttered over that. He almost put the brakes on. Smarty over safely then as they come now towards Valentine's for the final time. It's still Red Marauder and Smarty. Red Marauder, he's up and over safely from Smarty. There may only be 2 left in it, but there's nothing to choose between them as they head down the side of the track for home.
So the race itself between Red Marauder and Smarty, but both Blowing Wind and Papillon are continuing. They are currently on their way down towards Beecher's Brook, and those two racing out 3rd and 4th places. But for the big prize of the Martel Grand National, Red Marauder and Smarty are level with each other, keeping each other company as they make this long journey back towards home at the next fence there. And Smarty has moved on by a couple of lengths now to Red Marauder. Further back in the field, Blowing Wind and Papillon are approaching the Foynaven fence, but as the leaders head back towards home, Red Marauder and Smarty, the two, will fight out the finish.
It's Smarty who's gone about 4 lengths clear then as they race towards the racetrack proper now, with just a couple of fences left to take in the Martel Grand National Handicap Chase. This is Mark Pittman's first runner in the race, Smarty. He's got a lead of about 4 lengths over Richard Guest and Red Marauder in second place. Richard Guest was runner-up in this race in 1992 on Romany King, and he's not out of it by any means. The two of them are hunting round towards the second last then. Don't forget those two about 5 fences behind. Blowing Wind and Papillon still going for place money at the moment. Lance Armstrong maybe as well, but now Red Marauder has poached a lead on Smarty. He races down towards the second last. Red Marauder about 5 lengths clear of Smarty. I wonder if Timmy Murphy can conjure anything out of Smarty now, as Red Marauder, who was a faller at Beecher's earlier on, is the leader here and going about 10 lengths clear. Red Marauder, he was a faller at Beecher's in another year, but Red Marauder into the second last. He's a tired horse, but he's over safely there. His lead is about 15 lengths over Smarty in second place. Blowing Winds in third, away behind. Papillon still going as well, but now the final fence. Red Marauder is clear in the Martel Grand National. The last, he's up and over safely. Red Marauder, he's getting a great cheer. What a moment this is for owner trainer Norman Mason and Richard Guest. They're now about 30 lengths clear. Smarty has got over the last as well. He's run a fabulous race in second place, but he's clearly got no more to give. The other two aren't even in sight. Papillon and Blowing Wind hunting round for third place honours only, but well inside the final furlong. It is Red Marauder who is going to win a most astonishing Martel Grand National. A first success in the race will be Richard Guest, second in 92. How he will relish this moment, the final few yards, and Red Marauder is the winner of the Martel Grand National. Smarty has virtually stopped to a walk, but he will get a mighty cheer in second place. We head then back about 2 fences to the other two who are still going, Blowing Wind and Papillon. I must admit I've not been able to keep the progress on Lance Armstrong. He's probably still plodding on as well. The crowd are giving Smarty a huge cheer for a fantastic effort.
They're under starters orders. They're off for the 2002 Martel Grand National.
Racing then for the Martel Grand National of 2002. Streamstown up the inside with Axo, and also in Iscara with Alexander Banquet are amongst those that are pretty prominent as they make their long journey towards the first of the 30 fences. Up on the outside, Wicked Crack has a handy position. The last fling is also handy. Blowing Wind towards the outside of the field is prominent as we join John Hunt.
Keep everything crossed then as they come to the first. Wicked Crack is just about the first over. We've got a faller there. Carry On Harry is down. Wicked Crack is down. Struggler's Glory is down. Quite a few of them fell there. Also further back it looks as though Marlborough Marlborough's gone. Also towards the rear, we've got one or two other fallers as well. In at the top is down as well. Red Arc came down at the first fence as well. Meanwhile, they're over the second. Supreme Charm is the leader at the third from the last fling. Mealy Moss, Celibate and Blowing Wind, very handy indeed. At the third, You're Good and made a mistake but survives. Smarty's well adrift already at the back of the field with Nicky D then as they approach the fourth, and the last fling and Supreme Charm over clear there. Celibate, Blowing Wind, David's Lad, Nicky D's gone there. Bad mistake further behind from Smarty. Another one that came down at that fourth fence was the pretty well fancied Samuel Wilderspin over the fifth and back to Richard Hoyles.
And Supreme Charm and the last fling are already in splendid isolation towards the head of affairs. There's plenty of grief in behind. We'll give a roll call of those still standing, with Celibate still racing in third place. David's Lad's prominent towards the outside, adopting a handy position as the leader of the last fling reaches Beeches for the first time. He's over in company with Supreme Charm. Then David's Lad, Celibate racing in mid-division. All of the remaining runners appear to have cleared Beeches okay as they continue on towards the next. And in front it's the last fling, about a length or so clear from Supreme Charm. Then comes Mealy Moss in third. Celibate races in fourth place. Kingsmark and Gun and Roses, I think, was a faller there. Gun and Roses may well have come down as they continue their progress on towards the next. And attempting to cut the corner here, the last fling leads them over the canal turn for the first time from Supreme Charm. Mealy Moss in company with Celibate. Then just behind these, Beau holds a handy position in fifth, just behind the leaders. David's Lad's always been well to the fore as they lead them over Valentine's. The last fling's in front. They all appear to have just about got over that safely. The stragglers include Streamstown. Back to John Hunt.
As they head towards the next fence, then the last fling is nicely clear from Supreme Charm in second place. As they come towards this next one, the last fling propped on landing. Celibate over safely enough in third. Mealy Moss travelling well further in behind them. And back to the first fence, Logician went there. Jeddah went there as well. And also Marlborough. So the last fling over in front here over the next fence. Just watching them stream over that. The stragglers now include Axo, You're a Good 'Un, and also Manx Magic as the last fling leads from Supreme Charm. Celibate running a blinder in behind them with Mealy Moss next in the field. They're then followed further back in the field by David's Lad, who's up on the wide outside of runners. David's Lad being hunted up all the time by a few others trying to close, and they include Blowing Wind and Royal Pradika. Mertzman still going just in behind them, but they head now back towards the home straight. The fences there include the chair. Richard Hoyles will see him over the next section.
And it's the last fling out in front, a length or so clear from in second Supreme Charm. Celibate races in third. Beau has worked his way through the field and shows in fourth place at this stage, just ahead of racing in fifth place Mealy Moss. In sixth, still up there, comes Marjed, who's done well to get this far. Then comes David's Lad up on the outside. Bindari towards the inside. Ad Hoc still standing, and with Blowing Wind and Kingsmark are all in mid-division at this stage as the last fling leads them over the next fence, which again, those that remain all clear safely. The back markers over it, well, they included You're a Good 'Un, who's well towards the rear. The last fling is out in front enjoying himself, but now Beau is moving up into second place and goes. Beau unseats his rider when just being brought through to challenge, and once again the last fling is left in splendid isolation on the run down towards the chair. So it's the last fling who leads from in second place Supreme Charm and Celibate, and they're attended by loose horses. Quite a lot have gone on the first circuit as Supreme Charm makes a mistake over the chair. David's Lad in fourth place. Again, all of those that remain are over the chair safely up towards the water jump, and the last fling is giving a bold sight out in front. Is 3 lengths clear from in second Supreme Charm, wins Celibate, then David's Lad, Bindari, Mealy Moss, racing in mid-division Marjed, Royal Predica alongside the same owners, Blowing Wind. Ad Hoc in mid-division being shadowed by Kingsmark. Then comes Spot the Difference. Jeddah is there as well. Then behind these comes Iniskara and What's Up Boys, who's also still standing. Then behind these comes Streamstown towards the back of the field in company with Manx Magic, who's just about last. By my calculations, about 20 to 25 are still standing as they cross the Melling Road and set out for their final circuit. Back to John Hunt.
Yes, it was Paris Pike who went at the first, not Jeddah, who's still going, but the last fling, what an exhibition so far from him. He leads on the approach towards the next fence from Supreme Charm in second place. The leader safely over, so too Supreme Charm. Celibate safely over that one as well. There was a mistake further down the field by Lyrene Wonder, but he's hunting along nicely enough in behind them. Streamstown still going well enough as well as the last fling leads over the next from Supreme Charm. David's Lad taking closer order now. Bindari, Celibate. We got a faller further back. That was Super Frankie down. Axo really struggling at the back of the field. Here's the ditch again, and it's the last fling out well clear from David's Lad. Supreme Charm Charm, Bindery, Blowing Wind still going nicely, and behind them together with Royal Pradika, Celibate. These are then being followed through by Jeddah, Lyrene Wonder, Mealy Moss up on the inside, and then a little bit further back Ad Hoc in company with King's Mark as they take the next fence, and there were one or two mistakes, and there's one gone down the field. That was Lyrene Wonder who is out of the contest at that one. So again, a plain fence before Beeches as the race really warms up.
And the last fling is having a really good time out of it in front from David's Lad. Then behind these, Supreme Charm, who's still in close attendance as the leaders just sort of gather themselves now for the final thrust. Bindery, Blowing Wind and Royal Predica. The two Peter Deal runners running bold races. King's Mark travels well. Jed is still in there with every chance at Celibate as they reach Beecher's Brook for the final time. And over it in front was for the first time Bindery with a narrow advantage. About a length or so clear from into second place. At the back of the field, Marjed may have been a faller there at Beecher's as Bindery leads the last fling over the next to Foyne-Avon fence. David's Lad made a mistake. The last fling also an error. What's Up Boys was none too fluent either, and it's Bindery who's gone to the front in the National. It's 3 lengths clear from David's Lad as they continue their progress on towards the canal turn. Supreme Charm is still prominent on the inside in third place. Blowing Wind in 4. King's Mark and Ad Hoc who saves every yard of ground there on the inside. The last fling is down at the canal turn. The last fling a faller when weakening. Bindery and David's Lad lead the field over Valentine's. King's Mark comes next, makes a mistake and hampers Ad Hoc. Back through the field, Blowing Wind on the outside, back to John Hunt.
Meanwhile, What's Up Boys improves towards the outer. Just 5 left to jump. The loose horse getting in Bindery's way, but he's the leader. Bindery from David's Lad. What's Up Boys is followed then by Ad Hoc and King's Mark, who are both going well. Blowing Wind still got every chance. A Spot the Difference gets 1 or 2 reminders further down the field as they race towards the next fence. Bindery, What's Up Boys, oh, David's Lad has gone there. David's Lad has gone and he's brought down 1 or 2 of them at the back. They include Spot the Difference. Just going back to the leaders, Bindery now with What's Up Boys. These are followed by King's Mark and Blowing Wind. Ad Hoc was brought down in that melee. He's out of it. And these 4 have gone nicely clear of the rest of them, headed now by Royal Pradika. Supreme Charm has got a lot to do all of a sudden. So too has Celibate as they race now down towards the closing stages with Bindery the leader from What's Up Boys in second place. The finish of the Martel Grand National described for you by Richard Hoyles.
And Bindery is out in front, still a long way from home, but he's still galloping on relentlessly. Bindery for Jim Cullity and Nigel Twiston Davis is 3 to 4 lengths clear. What's Up Boys being driven along. Another grey King's Mark, then comes Blowing Wind, and this quartet are quite a long way clear of their rivals as they race down towards the second last. And as they do so, Bindery with What's Up Boys being galvanised for an effort. 2 from home. What's Up Boys jumps himself alongside Bindery there, clear from Blowing Wind. Then comes King's Mark. Royal Predica is back in 5th place down towards the last. Bindery is being hampered by the attentions of a loose horse, and What's Up Boys and Bindery take the last together. Blowing Wind in 3rd. King's Mark is back in 4, but it's What's Up Boys, the grey in front from Bindery in 2nd. They remain a long way clear from Blowing Wind and King's Mark as they approach the final 200 yards. And in front, What's Up Boys being driven tenaciously clear. Bindery switches to the inside, but What's Up Boys, the Hennessy winner, is a length or so clear. Bindery is trying hard to get on turn and closing. What's Up Boys hanging right-handed. The prize snatched from his grasp. Bindery wins the National. Jim Cullity, Nigel Twiston Davis into 2nd. What's Up Boys, heartbreaking for Richard Johnson.
And they're off. He's let them go for the Martel Cognac Grand National, and Ballinclay King was slowly away together with Marjed, and also Red Striker slowly away. Bramble Hill Duke, one of the first ones to show. Also there is Monty's Pass together with this one, Wonder Weasel, Iris Bleu, very prominent early as well. So too is Maximise and the Bunny Boiler. Montifo and Tremolt out very wide, has got Royal Predica in behind him as they cross the Melling Road. They head to the first fence, and Richard Hoyles takes them into the country.
So the first, where there was so much drama last year, is led over by Tremolt, and at the first the Bunny Boiler is a faller. The Bunny Boiler may be the only casualty at the first, certainly not the grief of last year, as Tremolt leads Montifo towards fence number 2. Tremolt leading then from Montifo. Once again the field, the majority of them are all over safely. The one exception is Bramble Hill Duke, who's gone at the 2nd. So Bramble Hill Duke down at the 2nd. Tremolt leads Montifo and Blowing Wind. Up there early Maximise. is. And we've also got the Wonder Weasel down at the third. Wonder Weasel has gone at the third, but only 3 down, I think, so far as they head on towards the fourth. Tremalt is in front from on the outside. Blowing Wind, a bad mistake on the outside by Red Arc. The stragglers over it. You're a good uns towards the tail. Bindery is quite well back. Kalusty's well back. Chives is going up the inside, and Maximise is handy. One before Beecher's number 5 back to John Hunt.
And Tremalt jumping well, not usually his forte. He's the leader as they stream over the next fence, and all seem to take that one safely enough. Bindery well down the field as they head towards Beecher's Brook. So it's Tremalt, one of the big outsiders, leading them here. From Blowing Wind, Torduff Express, the giant Berejan is round the outside. Round the inner goes Montifaux. Monty's past and Maximise as well as they head over Beecher's. Carberry Cross made a bad mistake. He was down on his nose, but he survives as they now come out of Beecher's, and one who went there was Fidalgo. Fidalgo out the side door. Now Foynaven. Tremalt joined by Montifaux towards the inside. The smallest fence on the course. Most of the leaders take it well. Torduff Express, a slight mistake, and now head many chances. Montifaux and Tremalt the leaders here. From in behind, Blowing Wind also well there, jumping up his Chives towards the inner. He jumped pretty well. There was a bad mistake from Burlou further behind the field at the canal turn, but they now head on towards Valentine's Brook for the first time.
And Tremalt leads them over it from Montifaux. Maximise going up the inside as they all stream over Valentine's towards the back of the field. Bindery made a very bad mistake early on. He's struggling. Marjed is well back as well as Tremalt leads them over the next. Tremalt with Montifaux. A bad mistake by Iris Blur in midfield there cost him ground towards the back of the field. Marjed is still toiling. Also well back is Good Shul as they race on towards the next, which is another ditch. And it's Montifaux and Tremalt who leave the field over it. The majority of the runners are all still standing. Been very little grief. You're a good and made a bad mistake back through the field, and at the back of the field a very errant jump as well, and pulled up towards the back. I think is Chives. Chives is out of the race as they take the next. And it's Tremalt who's in front. Tremalt who shows the way from in second on the inside. Montifaux. They're being tracked through in third as they continue their progress by Berejan, who's racing pretty handily. Blowing Wind is just behind the leaders. Caterino's still standing as well. Up there, Maximise towards the inside of Blowing Wind. Gunnar Welburn going up the inside as well is quite handy in 6th or 7th. Ginjomba just behind the leaders. Royal Predica is creeping closer. Red Striker, Kalusty, Shotgun Willie's still there 2/3 of the way back through the field. Bindery is still towards the tail as they make their way back towards the racecourse proper.
And I'm afraid there'll be no fairy tale for You'll Never Walk Alone. He's out of the contest, pulled up at the contest as they now head back towards the racecourse proper and race now down towards the next 2 plain fences before the mighty chair, which will be the 15th. Gunnar Welburn on the inside, jumped very well there from Montifaux. All the leaders safely over that. Ballinclay King well down the field. Good Shul is losing touch. Bindery and Marjed are right at the back of the field together with Burlou as they head on now towards the one fence before the chair. And it's Gunnar Welburn over there safely enough. Gunnar Welburn, he's been jumping well. There are plenty still going in the National, approaching halfway. Gunnar Welburn from Montifaux. Torduff Express going very strongly indeed. Tremalt still hanging on in there as they come now down towards the chair. Tremalt towards the outside. Monty's pass towards the inner, and there, slow into that was Gunnar Welburn. Iris Blur made a slight mistake. Caterino's gone at the chair. Caterino and Mick Fitzgerald is out of it as they come towards the water. Montifaux the leader from Torduff Express. Monty's pass. The leader had a good look at that. In behind these, Tremalt, Carberry Cross, Gunnar Welburn. Ginjomba well in touch with Royal Predica. Berejan getting a reminder. Craighouse next, then Blowing Wind. Behind these, Maximise. Kalusty still going well in the middle of the field. Also the red cap of Goganart. Amberley House still going. You're a good one. Shotgun Willie 2/3 of the way down the field. Followed then by Southern Star. Ad Hoc further back. Then Jeddah. After Jeddah we got Robbo. Then Bindery. And then after Bindery comes Red Striker. Supreme Glory up on the outside as they cross the Melling Road. The back markers, they include Burlou, Emperor River. Also Marjed tailing off together with Good Shul as they race now over towards the next fence and Richard Hoyles.
Setting out on their final circuit then, and Torduff Express lands over the next fence in front. Stragglers, Burlou's well back through the field. Marjed's continuing but tailed off Good Shul. And at the back of the field, Emperor River is also tailed off. So they approach the second of this line of 6. Torduff Express with Monty's pass going well. Gunnar Welburn comes next and Montifaux. They're the front 4 from Carberry Cross. Ginjomba is just behind the pace in 5. Royal Predica's going well. Amberley House is in 7th place. Berejan as they take the big ditch. Jumped it well in 8th. A mistake by Ginjomba. And we've lost a few here. Ad Hoc's down. Maximise down. Robbo is also
also down, and also Gognar. So 4 have gone at the ditch as Gunnar Welburn leads them over the next. It's Gunnar Welburn who shows the way from Torduff Express. Monty's Pass has travelled well from in 4th place Monty Foe. Then comes Tremalt, who's dropping back through the field, passed by Amberley House. Royal Predica goes well. Red Striker getting on the premises as well, and also making ground as they take the next in about 7th or 8th. Supreme Prince from Craig House on towards Beechers for the final time.
Ballinclay King was pulled up, and Iris Blur also pulled up in the National. Good Shul is another one that's been pulled up. Down towards Beechers second time. Gunnar Welburn from Monty's Pass. Torduff Express in behind them. Amberley House will take it in 4th place. Montefiore pecked on landing, and Kilusty's gone at Beechers Brook. Kilusty is out of it. Bindery made a bad mistake as well. Further back, Baloo has gone as well as they head now to Foynehaven. Gunnar Welburn, Monty's Pass, Montefiore. They're the 3 leaders from Amberley House as they all take Foynehaven safely, these leaders. Over it, very tired, was Gingembre. Doesn't look like he's going to be winning. Red Arc just about the last one standing over Foynehaven as they cut now the canal turn for the final time. And it's Gunnar Welburn from Monty's Pass, Montefiore and Amberley House. These 4 have established a good clear lead now. They must be 8 or 10 lengths clear of anything else. Here's Valentine's for the final time.
And this little quartet have got away. Gunnar Welburn leading Monty's Pass, Amberley House and Montefiore. They're 10 lengths clear from Carberry Cross, Supreme Glory. A bad mistake, Torduff Express. I think the saddle slipped. The jockey's right on one side there and may have to be pulled up as the leader Gunnar Welburn takes the next. Gunnar Welburn not too tight. He's still in front from Monty's Pass. Montefiore is still there. Supreme Glory making ground. Torduff Express and Tremalt is also still going as they race on towards the next, which is the last ditch 4 from home. Gunnar Welburn, but Monty's Pass is right alongside now. Half a length between the 2. 4 lengths to Amberley House in 3rd. 3 lengths to in 4th place Montefiore. 15 to Supreme Glory. 3 to Tremalt. Bindery from a long way back is running on, has moved into about 7th or 8th place with still there Torduff Express, and also still going, I think, Blowing Wind, but a long way back with Carberry Cross as Gunnar Welburn and Monty's Pass begin to travel very strongly with Amberley House, and this 3 are 5 lengths clear from Montefiore, who in turn is clear of Supreme Glory in 5th. Tremalt leads the stragglers home as Gunnar Welburn and Monty's Pass race towards 2 out in the Martel Cognac Grand National.
Torduff Express and Mantle's Prince were also out. Red Striker was a faller, about 5 from home as well, but they've got very well strung out here. Carberry Cross looks to be struggling now, but they begin this long run towards the second last in the National, and it's Gunnar Welburn who shows the lead here. Barry Fenton, but he's joined now by Monty's Pass and Barry Geraghty. These 2 are stride for stride. Right in behind them is Amberley House, approaching 2 out now. Amberley House with every chance for Ginger McCain. That was 2 out. Monty's Pass jumped to the lead there. He's being pressed by Amberley House and Gunnar Welburn, who's in a brick wall. Then a gap back to Montefiore and then Supreme Glory, and after these a huge gap to Bindery. Here's the last. Monty's Pass, the leader in the National. He touches down with a 4-length advantage. Amberley House is in 2nd place, then Gunnar Welburn. Supreme Glory still running on as they head now towards the elbow in the National. Monty's Pass being chased all the time by Amberley House. Supreme Glory's run on manfully into 3rd place, then Gunnar Welburn and Montefiore and Bindery 6th, but it's Monty's Pass. He's got 150 yards left to last home here. Barry Geraghty in the saddle. He's had such a sensational winter, and now it's capped with victory in the Martel Cognac Grand National. Monty's Pass is the winner. Supreme Glory running on heroically for 2nd place. Amberley House ran a fantastic race for Ginger McCain to finish 3rd.
And they're off, racing for the Martel Cognac Grand National. Montreal was one that was quite slow away. David's Lad was also slow, but Alexander Banquet broke stride well, and along with Hedge Hunter towards the near side. Monty's Pass, also Gunnar Welburn's going to scrape paint with Bounce Back and Joss Naylor out wider. A forest of leaders up there. Jurencon towards the outside with Royal Atalza as they make their way across the Melling Road. Acarus is another one who is front rank, and also Arctic Jack as they take the first. Here's Mark Johnson.
Alexander Banquet was over in front, and Arctic Jack is down, and also Luskadoo is down, and Kelami is also down. Brought down at fence number 1, 3 casualties as they go towards the second, and over that one it was just the leader on the inside, Alexander Banquet. Mantle's Prince made a bad mistake, and out the back of the field, What's Up Boys, they go towards the big ditch. Alexander Banquet with on the outside is Al Capone, Hedge Hunter and Puntal, Gunnar Welburn, and Acarus was next in the field, and we've got one gone there. Shardam is on seat of the rider. Shardam is out of the race. What's Up Boys is last. The Bunny Boiler is last but one as they go to the one after the ditch, and over that one it was Hedge Hunter who was the leader, and we rejoin Richard.
Yeah, so far 4 of them have gone in the early strides, and they continue their own run towards the one towards Beechers. Another casualty towards the back of the field may well have been Montreal as they continue their progress on towards the next and over it. And in front, on the inside, is Gunnar Welburn, racing pretty handily as well. Up towards the outside is Al Capone, racing prominently the green cap of Hedge Hunter as they continue their progress on towards Beechers for the first time. Out a little wider on the course, Royal Atals has lost an awful lot of ground as Hedge Hunter leads them over Beechers. Brook Puntal's prominent. We've lost horses back in the field. There are plenty that are down. One of those two hit the deck was Acarus, who's gone at Beechers as they swing left-handed and race towards Foynehaven. And over in front is Al Capone. From in second, Hedge Hunter. Puntal is prominent. Back through the field, a long way back for Royal Atalza. And the cheek-piece is Wonder Weasels racing in mid-division as they continue their progress and try and cut the corner at the canal. Hedge Hunter on the outside of Al Capone. Gunnar Welburn. Puntal is prominent. Then the blue cap. We'd almost lost Alexander Banquet there, who made a bad mistake. I can't see Jurencon with the field at this stage. He may well have been a casualty as they take Valentine's.
Jurencon actually went at the 4th fence, and another one who went at Beechers Brook was Bramble Hill Duke. Another one who went out in the country was Risk Accessor as they go towards the next fence down the side, and it's Hedge Hunter up on the outside. Al Capone took that fence in second place. Both the leaders jumped it well. Puntal is still up there, very prominent indeed, as they now make the run across the side of the course and on now towards the ditch. And out in front it is Hedge Hunter, who leads by 2 lengths to Al Capone in second, and then towards the outside taking that fence in third was Lord Atterbury, and Puntal was 4th, and then Gunnar Welburn in 5, and Alexander Banquet is racing in 6, and Montes Pass is 7th, and 8th position then for Smarty, followed then by Justin Det as they go over the last fence down the side of the course. They're already very well strung out, and now they make the run towards the Melling Road with Hedge Hunter out in front. On the outside in second, Lord Atterbury and Puntal, and then Al Capone, and then these are being followed by Gunnar Welburn and Alexander Banquet, then Montes Pass, and then comes Bear on board. They're looking right back towards the rear of the field. The back marker is the Bunny Boiler as they join the Racecourse Proper and Richard.
Exeter Wave is another one who's out. He pulled up before jumping the one after Valentine's, so we've got about half of them left standing. Joss Naylor is a long way back. He is still standing, but so far Hedge Hunter's led the way. Puntal in second, Al Capone in third. In 4th place, the blue cap of Lord Atterbury. Gunnar Welburn comes next from Alexander Banquet, and then Montes Pass, and they're the front wave of about 7. Bear on board comes next. Clan Royal still standing with Justin Det and Takaji in midfield as they reach the first of the 4 up the home straight this time, at which Al Capone made a mistake. Over in midfield, Amberley House is still going with Takagi. A bad mistake by Mantle's Prince at the back of the field. The rider did well to recover the reins. Still standing the Bunny Boiler and David's Lad as they rise at the next, to which Hedge Hunter is still the overall leader. And reading back to others who are still continuing, Spot the Difference is a long way back, but he's still on his feet at this stage, and likewise Grey King's Mark and Royal Atalza. So they continue their progress on towards the chair, and it's Hedge Hunter who's jumped boldly out in front for David Casey. He rises at the chair about 3 lengths clear from Puntal. Lord Atterbury was over in 3rd place. All of the leaders have taken the chair, but Takagi was a faller right in front of the stands. He is the only casualty as they come up towards the water jump. They're pretty well strung out, and it's Hedge Hunter who leads by about 3 lengths from Puntal in second. Lord Atterbury is third, 6 lengths back to Al Capone as they stream over the water. Clan Royal's in 5th place. Alexander Banquet with Gunnar Welburn and Montes Pass. 8 lengths then back to Smarty on the outside of Bear on board. Amberley House comes next. Lecoudre's still standing in midfield with Justin Det, Wonder Weasel, Royal Atalza. 2 lengths to Ardent Scout, 6 to David's Lad. Then on the outside is King's Mark, weakening his Southern Star. Then behind these, the last 3 standing, the Bunny Boiler. Spot the Difference, Joss Naylor's tailed off. Mantle's Pride has been pulled up, so there's only about 17 left standing as they head out on their second circuit, back to the first down the back towards Beechers.
And Hedge Hunter's out in front to Puntal racing in second, and then towards the outside Lord Atterbury took that one in third. Clan Royal was over in 4th, and then out quite wide came Al Capone. Alexander Banquet's on the inside, followed then by Montes Pass, and then Bear on board as they go over the second one down the side. And there it was Hedge Hunter who was the leader. It was a loose horse who came down after him, but out the back of the field we've lost Alexander Banquet, who blundered and unseated the rider. Pulled up at the back of the field was Southern Star over the ditch. Hedge Hunter led, and the one who's gone in second place was Puntal. Puntal unseated the rider. Gunnar Welburn blundered, so too did Wonder Weasel as they make the run towards the one after the ditch, and it's Hedge Hunter who leads the way. To in second Clan Royal, then Lord Atterbury. Al Capone blundered, then came Montes Pass, and then Amberley House is making a bit of ground upon the outside as once again we rejoin Richard.
Gunnar Welburn was pulled up before jumping that one, and also out of the race is Joss Naylor, but it's Hedge Hunter who leads a much depleted field towards the one before Beechers, with up on the outside Clan Royal still pulling double. Lord Atterbury in third, 8 lengths back to Bear on Board, who's travelling strongly in fourth place. So up there as well, Monty's Pass. Then comes Amberley House and Le Coudre, who's getting into the race. Al Capone's on the retreat. Royal Italza, Smarty, Ardent Scout are still standing as they take Beeches for the second time. And over Hedge Hunter, Clan Royal's rider looks behind him. He'll see Le Coudre as the faller virtually brought to a standstill was Ardent Scout. Over Beeches, they're getting strung out. Clan Royal's rider's confident, even this far out on the outside of Hedge Hunter. In third is Lord Atterbury as they stream over the Foyne-Avon fence and head towards the canal turn. Coming wide on the course to cut the corner, Hedge Hunter for David Casey. Clan Royal for Liam Cooper and Lord Atterbury for Mark Bradburn. These three are 15 lengths clear of the others as they take the canal turn. Bear on Board, Monty's Pass and Amberley House turn 4th, 5th and 6th, and these 6 are a long way clear of Royal Italza as they race towards Valentine's.
And as they go over it, the leading 3 are going clear, and Hedge Hunter still out in front. He's putting up a great effort. In second place is Clan Royal. Lord Atterbury is back in third. There's 15 lengths now back to Monty's Pass and Amberley House and Bear on Board. And at that next fence, there was a blunder in third by Lord Atterbury, but now there is out in front Hedge Hunter by 2.5 lengths to Clan Royal in second as they go towards the final ditch. 4 from home in the National. And over that one, it was Hedge Hunter who led. He was more fluent than his nearest pursuers. In second was Clan Royal. 3 lengths then back to the third, Lord Atterbury. Amberley House has now got 4th, then Monty's Pass and then Bear on Board as they go towards the third from home. Hedge Hunter now being closed down to within a length and a half by Clan Royal over in second, Lord Atterbury in third, and then came Amberley House in 4th and Monty's Pass. But as they go to the Melling Road, Hedge Hunter leads by a half. To on the inside, confidently ridden, is Clan Royal, then Lord Atterbury. A break of 10 lengths then back to Amberley House, who's racing in 4th as they go on towards the final 2 fences, and Richard Hoyles.
Wonder Weasel and Al Capone are also out. There's no more than 13 still standing as they stream across the road to Taylor's, but it's 3 that it appears to concern for the Martel Cognac Grand National. Clan Royal, he now charts just about uncharted territory in terms of stamina. Up there throughout's been Hedge Hunter. Lord Atterbury completes the leading trio, and they're 15 lengths clear from Amberley House, who's in 4th place, about 12 lengths behind, and there's a long then gap back to Monty's Pass, who's back in 5th. They race down towards the second last. Clan Royal with Lord Atterbury in the centre, the blue cap. Then towards the outside is Hedge Hunter, who's been there throughout. Amberley House has 8 lengths to find. The long punishing run towards the last in the National. The far side, Clan Royal for Liam Cooper. Then Lord Atterbury in the centre. The stand side, Hedge Hunter. Amberley House still has 8 lengths to find as they take the last. Clan Royal plunges at the last fence. Hedge Hunter, his gallant attempt ends at the final fence, and up the running, Clan Royal's tired. Lord Atterbury's got 3 lengths to find. Clan Royal's going to have to be yanked back to take the elbow. Clan Royal's in danger of taking the wrong course. Lord Atterbury and Amberley House have now passed him. Clan Royal comes alongside, gives Lord Atterbury a broadside, but here's Amberley House trying to join in. 3 weary horses. Clan Royal the far side, Lord Atterbury the centre, Amberley House relentless progress down the outside. Amberley House for Ginger McCain is a length and a half clear from Clan Royal, and the Martel Cognac Grand National goes again to Ginger McCain. Amberley House and Graham Lee win the National. Clan Royal in second place, third Lord Atterbury.
They're off for the 2005 renewal of the John Smith's Grand National towards the wide outside. Spot the Difference gets the first call. Colonel Rayburn is also up there with the Grey Double Honour and Aston Ville, and then Bindery towards the inside. Native Emperor isn't too far away either, followed by Nil Desperandum, and then Frenchman's Creek is also prominent. As they cross the Melling Road, they go to the first, and Richard Hoyles.
And Double Honour's one of those that's very handy, and also up towards the outside, just looking for the red cap there of Spot the Difference. Frenchman's Creek's gone at the first, also gone at the first in the red cap. Lord Atterbury, last year's third horse, has gone at the very first fence this year, so we lose Frenchman's Creek and Lord Atterbury at the very first fence as they take the second, at which they all appear to be over safely. Polar Red is well back in the field. Forest Gunner carry forward currently in about 7th or 8th place. It's Colonel Rayburn, Glenelly Gale and Double Honour who lead the field over the ditch, at which Monty's Pass made a slight mistake, but so far the only 2 horses out of the race. Well, Bally Cassidy is also out of the race, along with Lord Atterbury as they take the 4th. Glenelly Gale from Double Honour. Strong Resolve the Grey is racing in a handy position. L'Aventure made a very bad mistake at the back of the field, and as they head towards the one before Beeches, Amberley House only has 1 horse behind at this early stage.
So as they go over the one before Beeches, Glenelly Gale and Tom Greenall have gone clear to Aston Ville, and the Grey Double Honour on the inside, Colonel Rayburn and Monty's Pass. Forest Gunners racing in about 6th, then towards the outside races Strong Resolve, as now they move out a little bit wide as they go towards Beeches Brook, fence number 6. Glenelly Gale's out in front, Peck, but he's over safely. Double Honour's over in second. Astonville was over in third. Bindery, Peck very badly. Also Europa made a bad mistake as well. Jakari is getting outpaced on the outside as they now go towards Foynaven. Glenelly Gale by 3 lengths to Double Honour. Astonville, Colonel Raven, and then Forest Gunner towards the wide outside. No better than midfield there was Amberley House, as now they begin to make the run towards the canal turn, which is fence number 8. And it's Glenelly Gale who's out in front here by about 3 lengths to Double Honour. Took it in second, jumped it big. Then Colonel Raven and Forest Gunner. Astonville out very wide. Inox jumped it well, and he's made 1 or 2 places. Nil Desperandum is making a bit of ground as now they go towards Valentine's. Glenelly Gale clear by 2 lengths to Double Honour over in second, and then Colonel Raven as now they head off down the side.
And Risky Accessor was another one that came to grief early on. He went at the second. Native Emperor was a faller over Valentine's as Glenelly Gale leads early on in the National. There's plenty still standing. We lost one in mid-division, which looked as if it was Merchant's Friend. Merchant's Friend is also out of the race. So up front, it's Glenelly Gale. Clan Royal's very prominent with Monty's Pass. Forest Gunners in about 6th or 7th with Colonel Rayburn as they rise over the next. Ad Hoc without a little wider, Royal Eau Claire and Inox in the yellow cap at the back of the field. Well, amongst those that are really beginning to toil, the Coudray is a long way back. Ballybow Rasher is well back as well as Glenelly Gale leads them over the next. And once again, the majority of the field are over. Amberley House is 2/3 of the way back through the field with Hero Calanche. Hedge Hunter is also just behind the leaders in about 8th or 9th place. So it's Glenelly Gale who continues to show the way from Clan Royal, then Double Honour. Monty's Pass, Strong Resolve. Astonville towards the outside with Inox. Take the stand, then Royal Eau Claire, Forest Gunner, Colonel Rayburn. Fonmore on the outside of Justin Det, Nil Desperandum, Amberley House, Jakari. Then towards the outside, Polar Red. They're about the first 20, but I'd say at this stage we've still got over 30 left as they head back towards the racecourse proper.
Astonville has just been pulled up on the run towards fence number 13, and Carrie Ford had to survive a desperate blunder at the previous fence to 12 on Forest Gunner, as now they come on then towards the fence which will be 2 out next time. Glenelly Gale takes them to the 13th. In second is Clan Royal, then Double Honour towards the outside. Monty's Pass jumped in 4th position, followed by Inox, who's going well out wide. Then towards the inside, Hedge Hunter, followed by Colonel Rayburn, and then Ad Hoc as now they race on towards the next fence number 14. And it was Glenelly Gale out in front to Clan Royal in second. Double Honour was over in third. In fourth, Monty's Pass, and these then being followed by Colonel Rayburn and Hedge Hunter. Inox next in their field take the stand, and then Strong Resolve, and then on the outside Royal Eau Claire, Forest Gunner in company then with Ad Hoc, and then Justin Det and Nil Desperandum as they go over the chair. Clan Royal and Glenelly Gale, a mistake by Double Honour, and the one who's got there was back in the field. Take the stand, blundered and has gone at the chair as they go now towards the water in the National of 2005, and it was Clan Royal who led. Glenelly Gale was over in second. In third was Double Honour, and Colonel Rayburn took it in fourth. Hedge Hunter is fifth, and Monty's Pass is sixth, and Forest Gunner is seventh, and Inox is eighth. Justin Det's racing in ninth, followed by Ad Hoc in 10th, and Fonmore is 11th. Heroes Calange is racing in 12th, and then on the outside Royal Eau Claire is 13th. Simply Gifted is 14th, and Jolly Bay is 15th. It Takes Time is 16th, followed then by Is No Good who's 17th. Folly Plaisant is 18th, and Strong Resolve, who blundered badly at the water jump, is 18th. He's then being followed by on the inside Europa. Then on the inside of these came the grey Marcus de Burlay as they go over the Melling Road. Next in the field is Arctic Copper, and they go towards the next once again, and Richard Hoyles.
And Clan Royal in the centre is in front in the National as they head out on their second circuit from Glenelly Gale. Hedge Hunter going up the inside route is also handy. Monty's Pass, a previous winner, and Inox is also closing off strongly. Lacoudre, Jakari, both well out the back and will shortly be pulled up. Over the next, it's Clan Royal from Glenelly Gale. Not too tidy, Double Honour racing in third place, but we still have a lot standing as they come to the big ditch, and Clan Royal's 5 lengths clear. It's Clan Royal who soars over the ditch from Glenelly Gale. Colonel Rayburn makes a mistake. Double Honour, Inox is next. Jolly Bay is travelling well on the outside with Monty's Pass. Forest Gunner still there on the inner with Hedge Hunter. Royal Eau Claire getting closer with Ad Hoc, and then Justin Det towards the inside with Heroes Calange as they rise at the next, of which Folly Plaisant made a very bad mistake and has gone. Folly Plaisant is a faller, interfered with Strong Resolve. Out the back, L'Aventure's struggling. Also Ballybow Rasher, Lacoudre tailed off. The one before Beecher's, Clan Royal leads the National, and Double Honour is a faller.
Yes, Double Honour went when just disputing second place. Jakari's been pulled up at the back of the field as now they come down towards Beecher's Brook, the 22nd on the second circuit, and now hounded by a loose horse on the outside, Tony McCoy, and Clan Royal, and he's been bought and he's refused at Beecher's. So it was Jolly Bay who took the lead. Ad Hoc is down at Beechers. Badly hampered Marcus de Belay, and also Bindery was badly hampered. So all changed. Clan Royal stopped by a loose horse, and now it's Hedge Hunter at Foynaven. Inox in second, Jolly Bay in third, Justin Dead in four, Glenelgale in five, Royal Eau Claire is racing in six, as now they go towards the canal turn. Fence number 24 in the National, and the leader here is Ruby Walsh on the favourite Hedge Hunter, and he's out in front of the canal by 2 lengths. Inox in second, Jolly Bay very wide. Justin Debt was next in the field, as now they begin to make the run down towards Valentine's, and as they come to it, the leader here on the inside is Hedge Hunter. On the outside for France in second was Inox, then Jolly Bay. Forest Gunner at the moment in about 8th place, but still has a chance. They go down the side.
Heroes Collonge, another one that's travelling well with Simply Gifted just behind the leaders. They've made relentless progress, but it's Hedge Hunter who leads the national field from Heroes Collonge, just in debt, Simply Gifted. Reminders for Inox, then Royal Eau Claire giving Christian Williams a great ride. Forest Gunner's still there on the outside for Carry Ford with Jolly Bay, then Monty's Pass. It takes time. Under a patient ride has crept closer into about 8th or 9th with Nil Desperandum. Also improving Polar Red, then coming off the bridle Europa. Strong Resolve has met trouble. Amberley House is well back with It To Do is no good, still going. Bindery still going. At the back of the field, Ballybow Rash are either refused or has pulled up before taking that, as a cluster of about 9 or 10 break away, and the roll calls Hedge Hunter by a length from Justin Debt, Heroes Collonge and Inox. Royal Eau Claire on the outside of Forest Gunner as they cross the Melling Road. Justin Debt, it takes time. Nil Desperandum and Jolly Bay, and this group of 10 or 15 clear of Amberley House, who's got a mountain to climb. Then Monty's Pass, Europa, Bindery. Strong Resolve is no good. L'Aventure's still going, but he's tailed off. But this group of 9 or 10, which include Forest Gunner, are turning back towards the second last, headed by Hedge Hunter, the national all to play for.
Hedge Hunter and Ruby Walsh lead the Grand National field towards the second from home, and the lead here is just a length and a half to the wide outside Polar Red, and then the yellow cap staying on is Inox, just in dead on the inside. Now Simply Gifted is now appearing on the scene. Neil Desperanham towards the outside, and that was the second from home in the John Smith's Grand National. Forest Gunner pecked on the outside, but he's staying on for Carry Ford. But it's Ruby Walsh and Hedge Hunter as they come down towards the final fence, and the lead here is about 2 lengths at the last of the National. He led there by 2. In second over that was Royal Eau Claire. Forest Gunner's in third. Simply Gifted is back in fourth. These are followed by Inox, but as they come now towards the final 4.5 and the elbow in the John Smith's Grand National of 2005, it is Hedge Hunter and Ruby Walsh, and the further they go clear. They're round the elbow. They've got less than a furlong to go, and now he goes for home on Hedge Hunter, and the caps, the hats, the papers, and the cheers are going in the air. Hedge Hunter is a winning favourite of the National. Hedge Hunter wins for Ruby Walsh. It's his second National. Royal Eau Claire was second. Simply Gifted was third.
That's it. They're ready and they're racing this time. And Native Upmanship has stood still at the start and has missed it about 25-30 lengths. On settling down, Lord of Illusion, the leader from Jack High, and up there too is Shotgun Willie. Rinkaree is there with Puntel, and out wider Bally Cassidy as they settle down. Further back in the field, number 6 Valverde. Out very wide is Silver Birch, in company there with Royal Eau Claire as they charge to the first of 30 fences. We join Ian Bartlett.
Shotgun Willie is just the leader over the first from Rinkaree, and Juvenile has gone. Royal Eau Claire is down. Tyne and Tyne again has fallen the first as well, and also Inox is a fallen. Fence number 1. There are 4 of them down by the looks of it at the first fence. They come over the second, down to the third. Lord of Illusion and Shotgun Willie, the pair in front. Rinkaree behind them in third place, then Puntel and Bally Cassidy towards the outside from Joe's Edge and Roscom and Silver Birch and Ebony Light. First gold with those from Garvivoni, and then comes Heroes Collonge and Is No Good, and Iris Royal and Amberley House, and Baron Windrush has gone. Baron Windrush are 4 up the third. Native Upmanship is 20 odd lengths behind the others. They get over number 4 with Roscom a faller. Roscom goes at fence number 4, and as they continue their journey we join Tony O'Hare.
Coming down now towards the fence before Beechers, and Shotgun Willie up there with Bally Cassidy. First goal on the outside. Lord of Illusion is prominent on the inner, and we've lost one at that fence too. It looks like Ebony Light that's down as they come towards Beechers for the first time, and Shotgun Willie on the inside. Right up there Bally Cassidy, the outside first goal. Wider still Garvivonian. Just behind these on the inside as they take Beechers, Rinkaree and Lord of Illusion. All the leaders safely over that. We've lost across just in dead towards the back of the field as they come towards the Foynaven. Shotgun Willie, the leader from Lord of Illusion. Ballycassidy, Puntal right up there. On the outside is first goal, Rinkaree just behind them, then Garvavonian and Silver Birch. Alongside these is Nil Desperandum, and they're followed by Joe's Edge. Hero Calange behind these, followed by Hedge Hunter, and then Direct Access as they go to the canal turn. Shotgun Willie passed on the inside by Lord of Illusion. Leaders all safe with the over mistake by Hero Calange as they head up now towards Valentine's Brook, and it's Lord of Illusion with Shotgun Willie, Ballycassidy, Rinkaree, Puntal, and Nil Desperandum behind these, and there it's Leduc is gone as we go to Darren Owen.
Field charge on towards fence number 10. Shotgun Willie in the centre. Puntal, Ballycassidy right up there with the red cap to the outside. It's Ballycassidy who leads from Shotgun Willie, Lord of Illusion. Rinkaree is up along the inside and then to the outside. First goal followed by Forest Gunner, and then further back to Silver Birch. Hedge Hunter is nicely in touch as they go on towards this ditch, and it's Ballycassidy over in front by a couple of lengths to Shotgun Willie, first goal, and Puntal a few lengths to Lord of Illusion. Hedge Hunter, the Real Bandit, Rinkaree, Silver Birch, Forest Gunner, then Nil Desperandum followed by Direct Access as they clear the next fence looking towards the rear end of the field. Native Upmanship is last. Feel they're about to cross the Melling Road, and it's Ballycassidy by a few lengths from Shotgun Willie. Puntal first goal to the outside, then Lord of Illusion, that one being chased by the Real Bandit with the red cap. They're back on the racecourse proper over to Jim McGrath.
Ballycassidy is the leader as they come now towards the 13th fence. Leads by 3 or 4 lengths to Shotgun Willie, who was favourite here 3 years ago. Puntal up in third place, the winner of the Betfred Gold Cup. Up in fourth is first goal to King George winner. In behind them is Lord of Illusion, and getting up on the outside with the red cap is the Real Bandit as they charge now towards this next fence. And it's Ballycassidy out in front by 4 or 5 lengths to Puntal and first gold, and on the outside the Real Bandit. Behind them on the inside is No Good as they come now to the 13th fence in the National, and all the leaders got over it well. In fact, they're all over it well. Native Upmanship clears at last as they head now towards the 14th, and it's Ballycassidy from Puntal. Behind them is the Real Bandit from first gold and Shotgun Willie on the inside. They're followed by Hedge Hunter in about 6th or 7th position as they all get over that one well. Risk Successor is back there with Is No Good, and Silver Birch the inside from Rinkaree. Nina Carberry with a white face there in the centre of Forest Gunner. They're followed next then by Rick Successor as they head over the chair, and the leader over it was Puntal. Silver Birch is gone. Silver Birch is gone, and Heroes Calange has been brought down. Jack High is a faller, and Sir OJ was hampered over the water. Puntal the leader from Ballycassidy. A gap then to first goal. The Real Bandit didn't handle it well. Hedge Hunter going well, 5th from Clan Royal, who's tracking him and also pretty relaxed at this stage. Behind Clan Royal on the inside, Lord of Illusion passed by Risk Successor. They're followed by Joe's Edge, and further back is Forest Gunner. They're followed by Direct Access and Inca Trail. Garvavonian has been pulled up further back. Then on the outside, the number 6 Valverde. Then Rinkaree back in the field. Shotgun Willie from Ottagam, and they're followed next by Sir OJ. Native Upmanship is back in the field with 27 still standing. We rejoin Ian Bartlett.
Whispered Secret was a faller at the first fence first time round as Puntal and Ballycassidy lead now at number 16 from first gold, and Hedge Hunter and Clan Royal and Joe's Edge, and then Inca Trail towards the inside from the Real Bandit. In behind these number 6 Valverde, then Ottagam and Colonel Rayburn, and Direct Access as the leaders come over the 18th now. Forest Gunner still in there with a bit of a chance, then Nil Desperandum. Rinkaree is further back. The big open ditch now. Puntal in the white and red. Ballycassidy the far side of him. They're over it together. Clan Royal, a terrible mistake. Hedge Hunter's taken third. Clan Royal and first goal together for number 6 Valverde. Then Risk Access, and behind this the Real Bandit and Inca Trail. In behind those is Forest Gunner, and then comes Joe's Edge towards the inside from Colonel Rayburn. Amberley House is well behind. Cornish Rebels pulled up. Direct Access has pulled up. Also pulled up is Leroy Miguel as we rejoin Tony O'Hare.
Coming to the fence before bleachers, Ballycassidy the leader, followed in second by Puntal, and they're being followed towards the inside by Hedge Hunter. Then comes Clan Royal, Risk Successor towards the outside, the Real Bandit Bandit. Behind these, number 6 Valverde with Inca Trail, as they come on now towards Beaches for the second time, and Ballycassidy out in front and clear. From Puntal, the Real Bandit, Risk Accessor, Hedge Hunter the inside, Clan Royal just behind him, then Inca Trail, Ballycassidy lands in front, Hedge Hunter jumps into second, and the leaders are all safely over. That one mistake towards the back by It Takes Time as they come on towards the Foynaven fence, and Ballycassidy is the leader. There's a faller at the back of the field there, so OJ was gone at Beechers, and up front it's Ballycassidy away from the Foynaven in front of Hedge Hunter. Clan Royal moving well now on the outside, and we've lost one there, First Gold at the Foynaven as they go to the canal turn now. Ballycassidy the leader, followed by Hedge Hunter and Clan Royal second and third. Inca Trail has made ground on the inside, and another mistake by Clan Royal. They're followed on the outside by the Real Bandit, then Risk Accessor, number 6 Valverde chases them ahead of Joe's Edge as they come up now to Valentine's, and Ballycassidy takes a heavy fall, leaves Hedge Hunter in front of Clan Royal. Inca Trail, number 6 Valverde, Risk Accessor, and the Real Bandit over to Darren Owen.
And it's the big players, Hedge Hunter from Clan Royal, these two, followed by number 6 Valverde. The Real Bandit is down the centre of the track as they jump the 5th last, and it's Hedge Hunter by a couple of lengths to Clan Royal in second place. Number 6 Valverde, green jacket, black sleeves, then Risk Accessor. Inca Trail's creeping into it, then Forest Gunner, followed by Joe's Edge and Nil Desperandum, and this is the last ditch, 4 from the finish, and it's Hedge Hunter lobbing along nicely for Ruby Walsh, tackled by Tony McCoy and Clan Royal, 2 lengths away Inca Trail, then number 6 Valverde, 3 or 4 lengths to Forest Gunner. Rinkery's pulled up, is no good, is out of the race, and Clan Royal has just out-jumped Hedge Hunter at the 3rd last. Number 6 Valverde is on the bridle for Slippers Madden. Inca Trail just in behind them. Colonel Raven has been pulled up, so still several chances. The Real Bandits out of the race, they cross the Melling Road, 2 fences left to jump. It's the big 3 in the market, Hedge Hunter, Clan Royal, number 6 Valverde, over to Jim McGrath.
It's Ruby Walsh here on Hedge Hunter, bidding to become the first horse to win back-to-back Grand Nationals since Red Rum 32 years ago. Clan Royal alongside him, Tony McCoy at the 11th attempt trying to win the big race, the Grand National. Then number 6 Valverde joining in and making a line of 3. In behind them is Inca Trail with the gold cap. Further back then Risk Accessor and Nil Desperandum. They're running up now towards the second last, and the leader here on the inside is Hedge Hunter. From in the centre it's Clan Royal. On the near side it's jumping it there, number 6 Valverde. They're clear of Nil Desperandum, and further back is Risk Accessor from Inca Trail. They come towards the last fence in the Grand National, and on the far side Hedge Hunter comes towards them, but he was out jumped by number 6 Valverde. The Irish National winner has taken the lead now as they charge towards the elbow. It's number 6 Valverde in front of Hedge Hunter, who's battling on. In behind them is Nil Desperandum. Clan Royal is now starting to weaken. They're on the elbow now as they turn for home. It's number 6 Valverde in front here. He's 2 or 3 lengths in front for Slippers Madden, having his first ride in the Grand National. As they come up towards the line, it's number 6 Valverde who's out-jumped and outstayed them for Slippers Madden. 20-year-old Slippers Madden wins it in his first ride. Second is Hedge Hunter, tight third between Clan Royal. A photo there with Nil Desperandum. That's it, they're off and running in the 2007 John Smith's Grand National, and Cloudy Bays has missed the start by about 10 lengths. Number 6 Valverde, one of the first away. Up there too in the early stages, Bewley's Berry and the Outlier is there as well, followed by Silver Birch and Eurotrek and Royal Eclair out wider. Joe's Edge takes up a prominent position as they charge towards the first of 30 fences. We join Ian Bartlett.
With the Outlier, one of the first to show. Longshanks, number 6 Valverde and Bewley's Berry are with them as they come to the first fence, and there is only 2 casualties. Tickram is down and Point Barrow has gone. Tickram and Point Barrow are both down at the first as the Outlier gets safely over fence number 2. Joe's Edge is right on the inside of the track. Ballycassidy and Royal Eclair are prominent with Bewley's Berry. Longshanks and Eurotrek and Naunton Brook, and then Hedge Hunter and Zabenz as they take the open ditch, the first of the big tests, which they're all over okay. Dondera is right at the back. Idle Talk is right towards the back of the field as well, as also its Graphic Approach, as the grey, the Outlier, leads them over fence number 4. Looks like most of them are safely over that, so 38 are continuing as we join Tony O'Hare.
Coming to the fence before Beechers, the Outlier on the inside. Up there too is Ballycassidy towards the outside, Naunton Brook and Nowhere, and not far behind these the Doug Longshanks on the inside. Dundera last of all at this stage as they come down towards towards Beecher's for the first time. The outlier on the inside of Bewley's Berry. Ballycassidy right with them, so too Naunton Brook towards the centre of the track. Son of Avucci not far behind them with Libertine as they go out over Beecher's. All the leaders are over safely, but Jack High was a faller, and also down was Livingston Bramble back in the field. And we also lost another one. It looks like the Duke that's gone as they go over the Foynaven. It's Naunton Brook the leader, followed by Bewley's Berry. Ballycassidy in third, fourth on the inside, the outlier. Munker Hoston has refused at the Foynaven as they go to the canal turn. It's Naunton Brook who leads, followed in second by Bewley's Berry. Ballycassidy in third, the outlier four, then Libertine, Longshanks, Royal O'Clair, then Lamy, Eurotrek behind these Simon, and then comes Silver Birch as they go to Valentine's with Naunton Brook the leader by 4 lengths. Bewley's Berry, Ballycassidy are next, and then comes Royal O'Clair and Longshanks, and Royal O'Clair was a faller there as we go to Darren Owen.
Candia Dallier went at the canal turn, and another one who went at the canal turn was Royal O'Clair, but the leader as they jump fence number 10 is Naunton Brook from Ballycassidy, Bewley's Berry, Libertine the outlier, then Longshanks who's to the inside running rail, Son of Avucci and Simon are racing wide. Now at the open ditch, and it's Naunton Brook who flies it by a few lengths to Ballycassidy, Bewley's Berry, then Longshanks, Libertine the mare, Son of Avucci and Simon. Lamy just in behind them, followed by Silver Birch, mid-division sit for Hedge Hunter, Bowenar, Slim Pickings, Kalami, then this, that and other, followed by Puntal and McKelvey. Joe's Edge is back in the pack, looking to the rear. Idle Talk is one of the back markers, and the long last is Dundera. So they're about to cross the Melling Road, and it's Naunton Brook by a few lengths to Ballycassidy, who sits in second. In third position is Bewley's Berry, followed by Libertine, Son of Avucci, Green Jacket to the left of picture, the grey, the outline not too far off them. They're going on now to fence number 13, and here's Jim McGrath.
Well, the rank outsider Naunton Brook is out in front here in the Grand National by 3 lengths to Ballycassidy. Bewley's Berry is very close, so too is Longshanks with the noseband, and just behind them is the grey, the outlier. Libertine giving Sam Whaley-Cohen a great ride here as they head now towards the 13th fence in the Grand National. Naunton Brook is 3 or 4 lengths clear of Ballycassidy as they draw towards the 13th now. Will it be lucky for some? Bewley's Berry clears it in third now. They all seem to get over it. The leaders in those up front are over it safely as they come now towards the 14th. Naunton Brook in front now from Ballycassidy. Then in third is Bewley's Berry, followed by Longshanks, and then the outlier. Further back then is Silver Birch. Next in the field, Slim Pickings. Bowenar is handy enough. Out wide is Libertine with Son of Avucci, and behind them Puntel, and further back is Kalami. Simon out wide as they draw out of the chair, and it's Naunton Brook on the far side who gets over it in the lead. The leaders clear it well. Mistake by Gallant Approach back in the field, but they've all cleared the chair. Those up front anyway as they come to the water. Naunton Brook leads from Ballycassidy. Then up in third is Silver Birch from Bewley's Berry and Longshanks, and by Cloudy Bays has refused at the chair. So as they rush past us now, it's Naunton Brook out in front from Ballycassidy, Bewley's Berry and Silver Birch. Behind them Longshanks, and further back is Lamy. Very handy from the outlier Libertine, and then the Hedge Hunter running well. Then on the inside there is this stage Slim Pickings from Puntal. 30 still standing in the National. Bothenar is next, and further back then Son of Avucci. Simon is out wider, followed by Puntal. McKelvey back in the field. Number 6 Valverde is still there, followed by Filson Run. Well back Tistat and Tuther as they head now towards the 17th. We rejoin Ian Bartlett.
And as they come to it now, it is just Ballycassidy who shows up in front to Bewley's Berry and Silver Birch, and behind this Longshanks and Hedge Hunter. Lamy going well. Libertine is there. Simon right towards the outside in company with Son of Avucci as they come to this plain fence where Bewley's Berry was just the leader. Shows over it safely enough as they come to the 19th, the open ditch the second time. Ballycassidy and Libertine and Silver Birch and Lamy behind the leader. From Simon and Son of Avucci and Longshanks, and behind those Slim Pickens, the outlier's gone and Idle Talk has fallen. The back markers are Celtic Sun, Eurotrek. Pulled up is Billy Forden. Dundera's still got it going, but is miles behind the others as Libertine makes a mistake in second position, but Bewley Berry still leads. Slim Pickens on the outside with Simon getting in contention, and behind those Celtic Sun made a bad mistake. Lamy is still there. We rejoin Tony O'Hare.
Over the fence before Beecher's, Bewley's Berry the leader, Libertine, Simon out wide, Ballycassidy just behind them, and racing down towards Beecher's Brook, Bewley's Berry and Libertine. Ballycassidy, Simon is next, Lamy just behind them with Silver Birch. Slim Pickings is making headway towards the outer, then this, that and Tuther, and they're followed by Filson Run as Bewley's Berry is gone at Beecher's. Down at Beecher's Bewley's Berry, and also Graphic Approach at the back of the field as they come towards the Foynaven now. And it's Libertine who leads, from Simon in second, Slim Picking shows third, Silver Birch is next, followed by Ballycassidy, Filson 1, Tissat and T'other. They're followed by Lamy, and then on the inside is McKelvey, followed by Hedge Hunter, Longshanks, number 6 Valverde, Kalami, Bowerna, Son of Avucci behind these, and then Clan Royal at the canal turn, Libertine from Simon, Slim Pickings, and they're followed over it by Silver Birch, a mistake by Kalami as they go to Valentine's for the second time. Libertine, the leader from Simon, Slim Pickings, and Simon is gone there as we go to Darren Owen.
And Ballycassidy has gone as well as they go on now towards the last 5 fences in the National. Libertine pressed by Silver Birch, Slim Pickings, and this is a plain fence. Loose horses causing a problem up front. Silver Birch, Slim Pickings, and then Libertine to the outside. Filson Run, Red Jacket of this, Tat and T'other, and also Hedge Hunters just in behind them. Coming on towards the last ditch. This is 4 from the finish. Slim Pickings, Silver Birch, Libertine, Filson Run, and this, Tat and T'other. A few lengths to McKelvey, then Hedge Hunter, driven along Lemmy, followed by Longshanks. Number 6 Valverde's going to have to fly. This is the third last, and the leading bunch are clear. Struggling Bowenar, Clan Royal, Son of Avucci, Kalami, they are all struggling. They're about to cross the Melling Road. Dundera's been pulled up, and it is Slim Pickings in front. 16 horses still in the race. They're on the racecourse proper. 2 to jump. Slim Pickings pressed by Libertine, Filson Run, then this, Tat and T'other, Silver Birch, McKelvey and Longshanks, and here's Jim McGrath.
Well, Slim Pickings is the leader now with 2 fences left to jump in the Grand National, ridden by Barry Garrity, who won this on Monty's Pass. Then in second there is Silver Birch, followed by Libertine, giving the amateur Sam Whaley-Cohen a great ride as they race up now towards the second last. McKelvey is battling on as well, but as they come towards the second last in the National, and Slim Pickings the far side is the leader, a loose horse between them. Then in second is Silver Birch. They draw towards it now. The 2 leaders jumping okay. Libertine in third, McKelvey fourth, followed by Filson Run, then Longshanks, number 6 Valverde. Hedge Hunters dropped away from Lamy, and Tistat and T'other is being pulled up. Coming towards the last now in the National. Slim Pickings grabbed now by Silver Birch on the outside, but preceded by the loose horse. A gap to McKelvey, then Libertine from Filson Run, but it's Silver Birch who takes the lead now as they race towards the elbow. It's Silver Birch out in front here. Slim Pickings is raising another effort, and McKelvey is running home like a train down the outside. Silver Birch in front with 100 yards to go in the National. Slim Pickings, and down the outside McKelvey. It's over the outside. McKelvey flying hard. It's Silver Birch in front though, and Silver Birch wins the National from second McKelvey. Third then is Slim Pickings, followed by Filson Run in fourth.
And they're off and racing to a first-timer. No Full is one of the first to show, and also Swift Astride is Chelsea Harbour. Cloudy Lane is front rank in the middle of the field without Wider Can Fly or Die, also racing front rank. He's towards the outside of the field as they make their way down towards the first. And in the centre we've got Melanda Meal, also handy is Chelsea Harbour. Filson Run is front rank as well. No Full still towards the inside as they now prepare to take the first off the fences in the 2008 National.
Melanda Meal it is then, who touched down together then with Bailey Breeze on the inside, who's up in the firing line as well. Down the centre of the course, and Snowy Morning is there. Mr. Poitman in a good position too. On the near side, Cloudy Lane, the favourite, takes it in about 6th or 7th place, and a faller on the inside there. It looked as though it was Black Appalachie that went there at the second. We also lost their backbeat as well. On towards the open ditch, Melanda Meal touched down in front, and a mistake. Tumbling Dice has gone there as well at the third fence, and also towards the back, Iron Man has unseated Christian Williams too. We also lost, I think Lamy might have gone as well. Racing on towards the next fence there. Comply or Die. Fundamentalist has gone there at the next, at the 4th fence. Fundamentalist a faller there. So too was Ardahay is down. So as they go towards the one before Beecher's Brook, then Mr. Poitman will lead them over the next then with Snowy Morning, and Melanda Meal also up with the pace too as Joachi. Back to Richard.
All seem to get over the 5th okay. Mr. Poitman continuing to cut out the running in company as well with Melanda Meal. Snowy Morning is front rank. They're being tracked through as well in a handy position by Chelsea Harbour as they approach now Beecher's Brook for the first time. Mr. Poitman on
the inside lands steeply. Back in the field towards the inside, we lost No Full. No Full was the faller at Beeches as they make their way now towards Foyne-Avon. And it's Chelsea Harbour on the inside. Melanda Meal also racing prominently as they all take Foyne-Avon. The back markers over it, well, they included quite well back Joachim, also well back is Vodka Blur at this stage as they now approach the canal turn for the first time. This swinging left-hander, Cloudy Lane's racing in about 10th or 12th place at this stage as they now take the canal turn. Darjon's out wide, Madison Duberle is the faller at the canal turn as they now straighten towards Valentine's. There was also another faller well back in the field who was hampered well after the fence as they take Valentine's.
Just picking out Hedge Hunter, Richard, who's in about 6th or 7th place now, just tracking on the inside. It's Melanda Meal, the leader, from Mr. Pointman as they go to Valentine's. Leads by 3 lengths then. Comply or Die's got a good position in the race as well. So too is Snowy Morning. Joachim's right up there too, Contraband. And then comes Hedge Hunter right behind the leading 6 or 7 as they go over the next fence. All seem to clear that okay. As a faller just behind them in the middle of the field there on the outside there. Could be that might have been Bewley's Berry that may have gone. He has indeed gone. Bewley's Berry a faller then as they go towards fence number 11, and taking that is still the outsider Melanda Meal, who's running a big race here in the early part of the National. Mr. Pointman and Simon is right up in the firing line as well. So too Darjon's. All of a sudden he's gone up into 4th place. Chelsea Harbour's not too far off the pace as well. So too is Joachim. Mr. Pointman behind these leaders too. Wider Comply or Die. Just behind them then is Cloudy Lane with a good sit, and Dundera in amongst the leading pack as well. Butler's Cabin is just tracking Mr. Pointman too. So too up there is Bewley's Berry. He's also survived the melee of the early part of the race. Turco's chasing them too. On High Cloy is up there as well. Dundera, Cloudy Lane waited with. So too is Nowhere. Norton Brook behind him. Back to Richard.
Filson Run was the horse that was badly hampered and unseated at Canal Turn. Kellerme it was who fell down the side of the course as well. So Melanda Meal and Chelsea Harbour continue towards the head of the fares. Darjon the Grey, Comply or Die is racing prominently towards the back of the field. Norton Brook is struggling as the loose horses fortunately clear out of the way as they make their way on towards halfway. Darjon continuing. Mr. Pointman brushed the inside of the wings there. Cloudy Lane's just begun to drift back in the field slightly at this stage. Butler's Cabin, however, is going quite strongly. Comply or Die and Bewley's Berry are also up there. Simon is another one who's begun to work now into the race for the first time as the leaders now begin to approach the chair. Mr. Pointman is over. The whole field appear to have streamed over the chair virtually without mishap. So this is the roll call of the remaining runners in the National. Up front, Melanda Meal, Simon the Grey, Darjon, Mr. Pointman the inside. Then over in about 5th place, Idle Talk from Chelsea Harbour. Turco made a bad mistake at the water. Bewley's Berry in 7th with Comply or Die. Butler's Cabin and Snowy Morning next from Mon Mome, who goes up the inside. Joachim comes next in about 15th place. Hedge Hunter is still going on the outside of High Cloy. Slim Pickings on the outside then of Cornish Set, who is also still going. Arda Hay towards the outside. Dundera is racing in about 16th or 17th. They're really well grouped here for a National. King John's Castle still standing as well. Likewise Nadover. There are an awful lot going out on the second circuit. Norton Brooks towards the tail. Bailey Breeze is still going. Cloudy Lane I think is still going, but he's quite well back as they head now down towards the first of the line towards Beecher's second time.
And indeed, Cloudy Lane, Richard, is in about the rear quarter of the field. He's only about 6 or 7 lengths off the pace, though. Darjon is probably just about the overall leader with Mr. Pointman. And on the near side, Comply or Die coming right there as well. Bad mistake, Darjon. Idle Talk, the one in the red cap of Trevor Hemming's third colours, has worked his way into a very good position on the inside. So too Mon Mome. Butler's Cabin giving a great ride to Tony McCoy's terrific leap by him at that open ditch. Just tracking them, Bewley's Berry. Snowy Morning is right up there in the firing line as well as they make their way. Bob Hall has been pulled up, and also another one that's gone is Point Barrow has also been pulled up as the runners take the next fence, number 20, and Comply or Die, a big challenger now. Joachim went at that fence. Comply or Die possibly disputing the lead with Darjon and Butler's Cabin and Mr. Pointman as they approach the one before Beechers.
And on the inside, Mr. Pointman's given Sam Thomas a great ride. Gone the brave route throughout. Butler's Cabin, Tony McCoy looming to the front as they approach his nemesis, Beecher's Brook, for the second time. Comply or Die is also right there. Snowy Morning's out wide on the course with Darjon as they approach Beecher's. Mr. Pointman up on the inside of Melanda Mill. Butler's Cabin's gone! Tony McCoy on the deck at Beecher's again. Second time round, no National for him. At the back of the field, beginning now to struggle as well as Chelsea Harbour as they now make the rest, or I should say Melanda Meal. Chelsea Harbour still right up there with Mr. Appointment. Snowy Morning is handy with Darjon out wide, Comply or Die. Bewley's Berry and Idle Talk. Simon tracks them with Nowhere. Green Cap of Hedge Hunter in about 9th or 10th. Slim Pickings is making good ground as they now approach the canal turn. Bewley's Berry got in a bit close there. Turco makes a mistake on the outside. Bailey Breeze is continuing but a long way behind. Dundira is completely tailed off as they head towards Valentine's.
Well, there's one or two of them trying to work their way into the picture, and Cloudy Lane is certainly one that's trying to make some ground. So too is Hedge Hunter, but they're making their way. Turco is a faller at that particular fence. Coming up towards the next, Simon has been pulled up as well. He's gone too. Bewley's Berry trying to work his way in. Snowy Morning on the inside of the course. Mr. Appointment is there as well. Working further out, then Comply or Die, just tracking Darjon. And then on the inside of the course, oh, bad mistake, Mr. Appointment there. Blundered his way over that one. And we also lost one at that particular fence. Looks as though King John's Castle has gone. They're making their way then up towards the next. On the inside, it's Bewley's Berry from Snowy Morning. Comply or Die's moved up into 3rd place there. Slim Pickens is there too as well, also trying to make some progress on the inside. The hoop jacket of hoop cap of Chelsea Harbour is in about 5th or 6th position, and Bewley's Berry, Snowy Morning from King John's Castle, and then on the inside comes Comply or Die, Slim Pickings and Chelsea Harbour, followed then by Cloudy Lane, who's trying to get into contention. Hedge Hunter feeling the pinch. They've got 2 fences left to go, and Bewley's Berry leads the national field.
Yeah, there's still plenty of chances here. Darjon was the grey that went down the side of the course. Simon fell at Valentine's 2nd time. It's Bewley's Berry, Snowy Morning, Comply or Die who need the national field. Slim Pickings has picked his way through the field into contention with King John's Castle. Cloudy Lane staying on. Dowley into 6th place as they take 2 from home, and there Snowy Morning comes to head. Bewley's Berry, Comply or Die travels strongly. Then Slim Pickings behind these. King John's Castle, the grey, a gap of 4 lengths to Cloudy Lane. The last in the national, Comply or Die and Snowy Morning from King John's Castle. Slim Pickings can't go on, neither can Bewley's Berry. They set off up the run in. Comply or Die for Timmy Murphy and David Pipe, the grey. King John's Castle has the leader in his sights, however. Back in 3rd place, Snowy Morning as they race towards the elbow. Comply or Die with Snowy Morning and King John's Castle pursuing him inside the final 200 yards. Comply or Die is pulling out plenty on the run towards the line, and just like his father, David Pipe will trade a national winner. Timmy Murphy and Comply or Die won the national. King John's Castle was 2nd, Snowy Morning 3rd, Slim Pickings in 4th, a 2-3-4 with these, the Irish. Bewley's Berry, Cloudy Lane, Nadover got round, Bailey Breeze got round, also Chelsea Harbour, Mon Mome, High Cloy, also completed was Cornish Set. Hedge Hunter got round again, so did Idle Talk, and he is the last one, I think, to finish, although Melanda Meal's about a furlong behind the others.
It is Black Appalachie from Silver Birch. Here the echo close up, then Irish Invader. Idle Talk is in close contention to the inside as they head on now towards the 13th. Comply or Die still going. Offshore Account in the white jacket just in behind them, followed by Irish Invader. Then State of Play in the blue colours. Spot the red cap of Battle Cry to the inside. They go on now towards the 13th. The leader by 3 lengths is Black Appalachie, and here's Jim McGrath.
It's Black Appalachie, Dennis O'Regan, well clear of the field. He leads by 4 or 5 lengths, coming to the 13th fence. Silver Birch, the winner 2 years ago, in 2nd, followed then by Hear the Echo up in 3rd, a very handy 3rd as well as they draw towards it now. In Irish Invader just behind them, so too is Offshore Account, is not that far away. Idle Talk is further back in the field, so too is Battle Cry the inside. Darkness is right there in the centre as they run towards the 14th now, and out very wide Kilbeggan Blade. Heading over the 14th, and it's Black Appalachie who led over it and did it quite well too. They all got over it safely as they head up now towards the chair, and it's Black Appalachie who leads Idle Talk and Silver Birch in the centre. On the near side is Hear the Echo from Irish Invader and State of Play. Behind them Battle Cry as they jump the chair. Further back in the field then Snowy Morning, the inside. Offshore Account is out wider, all over the chair. Mistake, no, one down. Cloudy Lane is gone, coming up to the water, and the leader here is Black Appalachie by 4 lengths. Just scrambled over it though. From come in second, Silver Birch. Sebenz is down. Sebenz is down at the water. He landed awkwardly. So going out with a circuit to go now. Black Appalachia, the leader from Silver Birch. Here the Echo is next, followed by Idle Talk, and then Irish Invader. The inside next is Battle Cry, followed then by Offshore Account and State of Play from Darkness and Snowy Morning. Lamy is next, followed then by Mon Mome, and then My Will is right there in centre field. Kalami is next. Comply or Die is wide, then Pre-Sleep. Well back is Southern Vic. Big Fella Thanks, Parsons Legacy. Butler's Cabin about 18th or 19th out wide. Then Can't Buy Time. Rambling Minster nowhere. Well back in the field too is Syrium as they race now to the next, the 17th. Here's Ian Bartlett.
And Eurocheck has been pulled up before jumping the 17th. It's Black Appalachia from Idle Talk and Silver Birch. And here the Echo and Irish Invader and State of Play is there. Comply or Die towards the outside of runners with Offshore Account also. They get over that one, and we have some fallers. Fleet Street is down. Can't Buy Time is down. Black Appalachia at the open ditch to Silver Birch and Idle Talk, and here the Echo and Offshore Account. Then comes Irish Invader at State of Play and Comply or Die. Rambling Minster has been pulled up before jumping that as they come down the next. Still Black Appalachia. Silver Birch with the blue sleeves. Then on Idle Talk on the inside. Irish Invader. Here the Echo is there. Comply or Die now making significant progress on the outside as we rejoin Tony O'Hare.
Coming to the fence before Beechers, and Black Appalachia continues to lead them. From here the Echo and Silver Birch. Then Offshore Account. Idle Talk on the inside. They're followed by Irish Invader. Comply or Die is towards the outer as they come to Beechers for the second time. Black Appalachia. Here the Echo, Silver Birch. Offshore Account. Irish Invader. Idle Talk on the inside. Mon Mome is just in behind them. Black Appalachia is gone. Black Appalachia is down. Silver Birch is gone too. So is Parsons Legacy as they go on now towards the Finehaven fence, and here the Echo left disputing it with Offshore Account, and they're followed in third place by My Will, who's moved up, made a bit of a mistake. Irish Invader. Idle Talk is next, then Mon Mome. Behind these is Pre-Sleep, then Comply or Die. Big Fella Thanks, Butler's Cabin, then Lamy and Snowy Morning, and then Southern Vic, and behind these is State of Play with Darkness and Cornish Centres. They jumped the canal turn, and the leader there was Offshore Account. Mistake by My Will as they turn now to face Valentine's, and it's here the Echo, Offshore Account, Idle Talk on the inside. Mon Mome 4, 5 Lamy, 6 is My Will, Irish Invader, Southern Vic over to Darren Owen.
And nowhere has been pulled up before Valentine's. They have 5 fences to jump, several loose horses in front of the field. It is Offshore Account, Idle Talk. Here the Echo, My Will, Comply or Die is racing very wide as they jump this plain fence. Irish Invader just in behind them. Butler's Cabin has a few lengths to find on the leaders. They now go towards the open ditch, 4 from home. Offshore Account, My Will, Comply or Die. Here the Echo, to the inside is Idle Talk as they take off. Irish Invader is still in the mix. Lamy hunting them up. Pre-Sleep to the outside. Tony McCoy shakes the reins on Butler's Cabin. To the inside, Southern Vic is getting into it. So it's Offshore Account who leads the field at the third last. Offshore Account being followed by Idle Talk, then My Will. Comply or Die is still close up towards the outside. Looking back, Cornish Set is the last one going. So the field crossed the Melling Road. It is Offshore Account, Idle Talk, and then My Will to the outside. Comply or Die, looking to win another national, is still in contention. Pre-Sleep is still close up, then Southern Vic just in behind them, followed by Mon Mome, Big Fella Thanks. So still many chances, 2 fences left to jump. It is Offshore Account, My Will, Comply or Die is Jim McGrath.
Any one of a dozen horses could win the National of 2009. Offshore Account on the inside, just the leader from My Will. Ruby Walsh looking for his third win in the race. State of Play and Mon Mome coming there strongly. Comply or Die hard ridden now, followed by Pre-Sleep on the near side. Further back is Southern Vic, and coming into it, Artia, a rank outsider. They come to the second last. My Will, Ruby Walsh get over it. It's Ruby Walsh on My Will from State of Play. Switch to the inside now, Comply or Die, and Mon Mome is joining in as well. They come up towards the last now, and over on the far side, it's Mon Mome. It jumps up sides, Comply or Die. Behind them is My Will, then State of Play. Further back, Snowy Morning, Big Fella Thanks, and then Syrium is running on. But Mon Mome has taken the lead now as they race towards the elbow. It's Mon Mome out in front here by 4 or 5 lengths. Comply or Die battling on, then State of Play and My Will. But it's Mon Mome who's clearing away up towards the line now. They race to the line. It's Mon Mome, Liam Treadwell, who's going to win the Grand National at the first attempt. It's Mon Mome who's going to come home a very, very easy winner by the best part of 10 lengths. Comply or Die
and racing, and King John's Castle has refused to leave the starting area, so a casualty before the race has really begun. Irish Raptor, Black Appalachia amongst those that show up on the run towards the first. State of Play and Ballyholland going up the inside. Hello Buds towards the centre of the racecourse. Snowy Morning is also racing handily as they make their way down towards the first. Eric's Charm is another one who's very handy in company with Vic Venturi. Beat the boys as they prepare to leave the ground at the first.
Which Eric's Charm goes at the first. Several casualties in behind as well. Vic Venturi was quite badly hampered, but as a melee clears, Eric's Charm appears to be the only faller. Hello Bud is prominent as they go towards the second and probably lifted off just ahead. All the leaders over safely. We've lost Pablo to Charmille at the second, however. Hello Bud goes to the big ditch, and Black Appalachia and Ballyholland and Pre-Sleep and Snowy Morning and Irish Raptor. Beat the boys is close up. Leaders are over it safely, watching the stragglers get over it. Ballyfitz and Nozick and Flintoff are towards the rear, with Ellerslie, George and Royal Rosa and Made in Taipan. Connor Castle, meanwhile, in the noseband takes a prominent position as they jump the fourth, and led there from Hello Bud and Black Appalachia. I think we lost My Will further back in the field there at the fourth fence. Looks as though he's gone. Connor Castle leads as they go down towards the fence before Beechers from Black Appalachia and Hello Bud.
Connor Castle out in front to Black Appalachia over in second place. Niche Market made a mistake, and there's one gone at the back of the field. Made in Taipan is down at fence number 5 as they go now towards Beechers Brook, and it's Connor Castle who leads Black Appalachia and then Hello Bud, followed by Snowy Morning and Dream Alliance. They take Beechers. Connor Castle out in front to Black Appalachia over in second. All the leaders jump it well. There was a peck by State of Play on the inside, but he survived. Flintoff is the back marker. Nozick is last but one as Connor Castle takes them towards Foynaven. Is clear by 4 lengths to Black Appalachia, Hello Bud, and then Ballyholland on the inside. Dream Alliance, Irish Raptor, Snowy Morning, Pre-Sleep, and then Big Fella Thanks and Joe Lively. Comply or Die is next, followed then by State of Play towards the inside, and then backstage as they cut the corner now at the canal, and over it but going wide was Connor Castle to Black Appalachia in second. Hello Bud was over in third. Over in fourth came Ballyholland. All the leaders again are safely over, but down at the back of the field was Can't Buy Time. He has gone at the canal. They take Valentine's.
Where once again Connor Castle was in front from Black Appalachia, followed over by Hello Bud, Ballyholland in the very pale jacket. Dream Alliance with the flashy white faces just in behind them as they go to the fence after Valentine's. Connor Castle over safely from Black Appalachia and Hello Bud, a nod on landing from Dream Alliance. Towards the rear, the package, a bad mistake in rear from Nozick. Flintoff is in danger of tailing off. Cloudy Lane is well back with Royal Rosa, Ellerslie, George and Ballyfitz as Connor Castle leads them out over the ditch from Black Appalachia. Then a small break to Hello Bud, Ballyholland and then Irish Raptor, followed by Big Fella Thanks and Joe Lively as they make their way towards the final fence on this section of the course. Connor Castle over safely. Black Appalachia hit it, as did Ballyholland. Very bad mistake by Beat the Boys, but he kept his feet, almost came to a halt. They head across the Melling Road, led by Connor Castle from Black Appalachia and Hello Bud and Ballyholland. Then Big Fella Thanks. Comply or Die with the green sleeves towards the outside is prominent, with Snowy Morning in the yellow jacket. Pre-Sleep is racing just in behind these with Irish Raptor and Joe Lively, and then backstage Maljamar in orange jacket is in midfield. Serium is towards the inside, also midfield at this stage for Niche Market. Dream Alliance has lost 1 or 2 positions, then Beat the Boys. Character building and Nina Carberry at this stage pretty well back. Flintoff is struggling to keep up with them. The package and Ollie McGurn remain towards the rear of the field with Ballyfitz as they prepare to rise at the next.
There's as many as 34 or 35 still standing here as in front Connor Castle runs down the first of the fences that lead them towards the chair. A massive number, as you can see, still on their feet, even though Flintoff is tailed off. Nozick is towards the rear. The package has been hard at work, received reminders as many as 3 fences ago as Connor Castle leads them to the fence, and a circuit's time will be the last from Black Appalachia, Hello Bud, and we lose there Irish Raptor. Irish Raptor is a faller, and Royal Rosa unseats back in the field when well behind as they head towards the chair. It's Connor Castle who will lead them from Black Appalachia, then Hello Bud. Ballyholland comes next. Big Fellow Thanks and Snowy Morning are racing in about 5th or 6th place as the leaders are at the chair. Watching them over it, a bad mistake there. Arbor Supreme is the one that's gone at the chair. Arbor Supreme is the faller. So towards the water jump, Black Appalachia and Connor Castle. Black Appalachia in front. Hello Bud third. Ballyholland fourth. Big Fella Thanks from on the wide outside. Comply or Die, Snowy Morning. Can't Buy Time's well placed just behind the leaders, or should I say Don't Push It is well placed just behind behind the leaders on the outside of State of Play. Then Maljimar on the outer towards the inside, racing in about 10th or 11th is backstage from Niche Market, Madison du Burlay. Serium comes next with Pre-Sleep, Joe Lively. Vic Venturi ahead of the grey Perea as they lead us across the Melling Road. Amongst those towards the rear of the field, the package Tricky Tricksters quite well back at this stage. Calypso de Creek, also Character Building. Nozick towards the rear. Dream Alliance has lost a lot of ground. Ballyfitz is towards the tail. Tailing off is Beat the Boys and Flintoff as they head out towards the first down the side.
And over the 17th, it was still Connor Castle in front from Black Appalachia. The leaders have cleared it safely. Mon Mome's creeped a little closer now into midfield. Beat the Boys is completely tailed off, struggling as the leaders go to the next, the 18th. Connor Castle from Black Appalachia. Break to Hello Bud and then Ballyholland and Big Fella Thanks. And Maljimar, the orange jacket, is sneaking closer. Then Comply or Die, Madison du Burlay and Don't Push It and backstage as they take the ditch. Connor Castle over in front from Black Appalachia and Hello Bud and Ballyholland and Big Fella Thanks and Maljimar. Madison du Burlay is unseated. The package is unseated as well. Cloudy Lane was badly hampered in rear. Flintoff has just about got over it. Beat the Boys, meanwhile, has been pulled up. Connor Castle safely out over the next from Black Appalachia as they continue their progress down towards Beechers. Backstage has gone. There were 2 or 3 others who went there. Nozick was another one who went. But it's Black Appalachia and Connor Castle who go to the fence before Beechers. Clear.
And Vic Venturi has also come down at that melee at the previous fence as they go now towards Beechers Brook, and back. Black Appalachia has now come to take the lead over Connor Castle in second, and these two have gone clear of in third position. Big Fella Thanks, they come towards Beechers. Black Appalachia and Connor Castle pecks on landing. Hello Bud on the inside was over in third. Maljimar back in the field was the faller at Beechers Brook. Maljimar is down. Ballyfitz has also fallen at Beechers Brook as they go towards Foynaven. Black Appalachia, Connor Castle a mistake. Hello Bud, and then these are being followed by Big Fella Thanks, and then Tony McCoy getting closer on Don't Push It. Then there's a break back to Ballyholland, followed by State of Play, Comply or Die, and then Syrium, followed then by Mon Mome and Snowy Morning, Joe Lively, and then Tricky Trickster as they go over the canal turn, and it's Black Appalachia who's out in front by 3 lengths now from Hello Bud and Big Fella Thanks. They go towards Valentine's.
We've lost Ellerslie George out at the back of the field. Black Appalachia in front over Valentine's from Hello Bud and Big Fella Thanks. Don't Push It, Whitecap up into 4th. Connor Castle beginning to drop off them. Then a break to State of Play. Mon Mome receiving reminders. Serium, Ballyholland next, and then Comply or Die and Snowy Morning as they take the fence after Valentine's, where Don't Push It made quite a bad mistake there. And Mon Mome has gone. Mon Mome is a faller down on the inside, went back in about 8th position. Black Appalachia goes towards the next, just ahead from Hello Bud and Big Fella Thanks. The purple jacket down the inner. Don't Push It is next. They're clear from State of Play, Comply or Die, Connor Castle, then Snowy Morning as they make their way on towards the next. Calypso de Creek out the back has gone, and Black Appalachia got too close to that one, was joined by Hello Bud and Don't Push It. Then Big Fella Thanks and State of Play, Comply or Die. Snowy Morning, Tricky Trickster in the pink jacket is being pushed along. Further back then to the likes of Character Building and Joe Lively, and then Connor Castle and Serium, and a long break to Cloudy Lane as they head back towards the racecourse proper, having gone over the Melling Road. Niche Market is tailed off, looks like pulling up. Pre-Sleep is tailed off, so too is Ollie McGurn and Perea, and it's Black Appalachia who leads the national field from Hello Bud, but Don't Push It, and AP stalking in behind with Barry Geraghty and Big Fella Thanks, and this group of 4 are clear with 2 to jump.
So 2 fences left to take in the national. Black Appalachia, Hello Bud, Big Fella Thanks, and out towards the outside. Tony McCoy on Don't Push It as they approach the second last. Don't Push It and Hello Bud joined by Big Fella Thanks and Black Appalachia towards the inside. Black Appalachia not lying down, but Tony McCoy senses his national weight may be about to end as Don't Push It looms alongside and leads the last at the national. On the inside, Black Appalachia, Big Fella Thanks in third. Hello Bud, Character Building running on, may grab a place with Snowy Morning, but off up the run in, it's Don't Push It for Tony McCoy. Black Appalachia fighting back grimly on the inside. Don't Push It in front, ears pricked, idling. Black Appalachia trying to preserve the run up the inside, but Tony McCoy, the winning most national hunt rider of all time, has waited a long time to land his first John Smith's Grand National. First all rounds, Tony McCoy, JP McManus, John Joe O'Neill. Don't Push It won the national. Black Appalachia second. State of Play placed again in third. Big Fella Thanks, Hello Bud, Snowy Morning, Character Building, Cloudy Lane, Tricky Trickster, Joe Lively, Comply or Die, Serium. The stragglers back may include Perea, also Pre-Sleep may well come home. A couple pulled up, I think, behind these were Niche Market and Connor Castle. Ollie McGurn is also going to finish. The National of 2010 is won by Tony McCoy.
And they're off. For the 2011 John Smith's Grand National, that's Rhythm and Surface to Air have jumped off a little bit behind the others. Golden Kite is prominent towards the outer. State of Play on the inner is up with the leaders with Vic Venturi and Killiglen. Because I Couldn't See an Ornoada Samoza are handy with Hello Bud. The Midnight Club in a pink jacket is tracking the leaders as they make their way down towards the first midfield for Skippers. Brig, Quali Base tucked away on the inside with Character Building as they rise at the first.
And Hello Bud was the leader over the first. All the leaders took the first safely. There's one down at the back of the field. That's Rhythm has gone at the first. That's Rhythm is down, going towards fence number 2, and it's Hello Bud who will just lead with Ballabriggs towards the outside. There's one gone in the centre. Vic Venturi has been brought down. Because I Couldn't See was the faller, brought down Vic Venturi. Hello Bud and Ballabriggs are the leaders with Santa's Son racing in third as they take the open ditch. A mistake by Santa's Son. All the leaders again are safely over at the back of the field. Very slow over. That was King Fontaine, but only 3 have gone so far as they go on towards the fourth. And it's Ballabriggs who just about has the lead with Santa's Son towards his outside. The leaders again are all safely over that fence, but meanwhile in the midfield we do have a faller. Calgary Bay has gone. Ornay is also down as they go now towards fence number 5.
Majestic Concord is well prominent towards the outside as well with Ballabriggs as they take number 5. Hello Bud just behind the leaders as they prepare to take Beechers for the first time. They appeared all to take that safely. So Majestic Concord racing on the outside. Santa's Son is well prominent. Quinns is also front rank with Ballabriggs as they make their way towards Beechers Brook for the first time. Santa's Son lands just about on all fours. The leaders are all over safely, but we've lost Ornoada Samoza in midfield. Also down is the t'other one. Dooney's Gate may also be a faller, and West End Rocker has also gone at Beechers. Over Foynhaven, the lead with Santa's Son. They're all over Foynhaven safely. King Fontaine is well back. Character Building is last of those that are still standing as they head now towards the canal turn. Killiglen and Santa's Son are first over it from Hello Bud as they take the canal turn. The 2 leaders ahead of Majestic Concord, who makes a mistake, back through the field. A couple awkward on turning are Pirea as they now turn towards Valentine's.
And Cut by Time also made a mistake as they went over the canal turn. They take Valentine's Brook and all the leaders are safely over. Still at the back of the field are the likes of King Fontaine and also the Grey Character Building as they go towards the next. And it's Majestic Concord towards the outside with Santa's Son the first 2, Killiglen, followed then by Ballabriggs and Niche Market. The leaders are all safely over. Hello Bud then towards the inside. Tidal Bay has gone on the outside at the rear of the field. Tidal Bay is down. They go now towards the open ditch, fence number 11, and it was Majestic Concord who had the lead over Santa's Son, who took it in second. Ballabriggs was over in third. Niche Market was over in fourth. Quali Bay has gone on the inside. The grey Quali Bay is down. Going now towards the next fence number 12, and it's Santa's Son put in a mighty leap towards the outside of Majestic Concord as they stream over that, and a very bad mistake by Golden Kite. Great recovery by Shane Hassett as they make the run now over the Melling Road, and it's Majestic Concord and Santa's Son with Ballabriggs towards the inside racing in third. Niche Market on the outside is in fourth. Killiglen is racing in fifth. Surface to Air is in sixth. On the inside, Hello Bud is in seventh. Oscar Time is in eighth, followed in ninth position by the Midnight Club, and then last year's winner Don't Push It, who's then being followed by on the outside, or rather on the inside, the White Blaze of Grand Slam Hero as they make the turn on towards the next.
So Majestic Concord and Santa's Son disputers as they make their way around towards the 13th with Niche Market with the hoops on the sleeves. Ballabriggs with the noseband, the white cap is tracking them, and then Killiglen with Surface to Air. The Midnight Club, Ruby Walsh in the very pale pink silks is not far off the pace as Santa's Son leads out over that one. The leaders are over safely. Grand Slam Hero back in the midfield was a faller, however. We lost Grand Slam Hero there. Character Building and King Fontaine are well back with Perea. Quinns is also towards the rear as Santa's Son leads out over the 14th from Majestic Concord. Then Ballabriggs and Niche Market, Killiglen, Surface to Air. In behind these, Oscar Time with the noseband, and then the Midnight Club and Don't Push It to Comply or Die as they get themselves organised for the chair. Santa's Son from Majestic Concord as they rise. Ballabriggs joins in alongside them. The leaders stream out over the chair. Character Building, one of the last to get over it. Quinns was pulled up before the chair, but everything else jumped it. They go to the water. It's Ballabriggs who leads the national field from Majestic Concord. Santa's Son is in third. Niche Market is in fourth. Surface to Air is in fifth. Then Oscar Time, Killiglen and the Midnight Club from Don't Push It. Then Comply or Die and Skipper's Brig and Waterfriend and Hello Bud who cuts the corner from In Compliance. Behind these, Silver by Nature, and then Big Fella Thanks, who's followed by Blue Sea Cracker, Can't Buy Time, Arbor Supreme. In behind these, working back through the field to Royal Rosary, still going out the back with Golden Kite and Character Building. Still towards the rear of the field, King Fontaine and Perea as they head across the Melling Road. 27 of them still standing as they set out on their final circuit in the John Smith's Grand National and head down now towards fence number 17.
And as they go towards it, it is Ballabriggs who leads the way to Santa Sun towards the outside, over in second, and over in third Majestic Concord, and then Killy Glen. The leaders are all safely over that as they go on now towards fence number 18 before the open ditch, and it's Jason Maguire and Ballabriggs who's out in front to Santa Sun, who will take it in second place, and then Killy Glen followed by Majestic Concord and then Niche Market. They now go towards the open ditch, and at the back of the field, Can't Buy Time is unseated at that fence. Can't Buy Time is out. Going now towards the open ditch, Ballabriggs led, Killy Glen over in second, a mistake by Santa's Son. All the leaders are safely over, and now history is being made in the Grand National as for the first time a fence is going to be omitted. They do not take fence number 20 going round the outside. So out in front it is Majestic Concord, taken on by Killy Glen as they make the run now on towards the next, and they will also be omitting Beecher's Brook.
They will indeed. So Ballabriggs is leading the field towards the next from Killy Glen as they head towards the one that it normally before Beecher's, which they will be bypassing. Mistake in midfield. Royal Rosa also made a mistake. Chief Jan George is pretty well back at this stage, so then they're going to bypass Beecher's Brook. They're being waved around it, and Ballabriggs it is who leads the national field from Killy Glen and Niche Market. Oscar Time in fourth place from Santa's Sun. The Midnight Club travelling very powerfully at this stage with Surface to Air, then Majestic Concord as they make their way down to Foynehaven. What a Friend is just behind the leaders in about 8th or 9th place, with also In Compliance travelling well. Ballabriggs leads them over Foynehaven. Comply or Die is quite well back amongst the stragglers. King Fontaine character building backstage is still going, has about 3 or 4 behind with Perea. So they're heading towards the canal turn. It's Ballabriggs who leads Niche Market and Killy Glen as they prepare to take the canal turn. Santa's Sun takes it in 4th place. Surface to Air, the Midnight Club. Majestic Concord unseats the rider at the canal, which Chief Dan George and character building are towards the back. Ballabriggs, a bad mistake at Valentine's.
But he did survive. Ballabriggs is still there, and he's still just about got the lead, but he's taken on by Niche Market towards his outside. Perea is totally tailed off at the back of the field. He's last of those who still remain. Going over the next, Ballabriggs, Niche Market, a bad mistake by Killy Glen, whose rider went to the buckle end. AP McCoy just begins to ride along. Don't Push It for the first time. He's currently in 6th place towards the outside. Ahead of him, Oscar Time is staying on for Sam Whaley-Cohen as they go over the next, and down was Killy Glen. Badly hampered there was at the back of the field the Midnight Club, but a good recovery as they go on now towards the next, and on the outside Niche Market, on the inside Ballabriggs. Santa Sun has been pulled up. Oscar Time was over in 3rd. A mistake there, a significant error by Don't Push It, who was very low over that fence. State of Play made a mistake, but he was beaten at the time. Down Arbor Supreme at the back of the field as they go over the Melling Road in the National, and it is Ballabriggs and Jason Maguire out in front to Niche Market racing in 2nd. On the inside Oscar Time is in 3rd, and then Big Fella Thanks, and then last year's winner Don't Push It now being pushed along by AP McCoy as they make the turn with 2 to jump in the National.
Niche Market on the outside is being pushed along alongside the nose-pounded Ballabriggs, but Sam Whaley-Cohen is poised in behind on Oscar Time in the orange sleeve jacket. AP niggling away on Don't Push It. Big Fella Thanks with the checks on the sleeves. Then a break back to Surface to Air. They make the long run towards the second last, and it's Ballabriggs who will lead at the second from home. Oscar Time on the inside. Niche Market. Big Fella Thanks produced in the centre, and then Don't Push It. There's one left to jump in the National. It's Ballabriggs for Donald McCain and Jason Maguire, chased by Oscar Time and Big Fella Thanks. Ballabriggs is over the last 2 lengths clear. Oscar Time and Big Fella Thanks chase him towards the elbow. Niche Market is back in 4th. Don't Push It is 5th, and 1 pace in front Ballabriggs, but Oscar Time is ranging up to have a go at him. They head towards the elbow with still over a furlong to go in the National. Oscar Time and Sam Whaley-Cohen get to the quarters of Ballabriggs and Jason Maguire. Ballabriggs finds a bit more. He's game and he's all heart. Ballabriggs, Oscar Time got to him, but he can't get past. Ballabriggs driven out by Jason Maguire. Donald McCain follows in his father's footsteps, and Donald McCain trains his first John Smith's Grand National winner.
And they're off for the 2012 running of the John Smith's Grand National. In Compliance just a little bit behind the others, and also Calgary Bay and Neptune Collonges was ridden away from the start, with Always right up there in the early stages, and so too is Giles Cross. Also prominent is State of Play as they cross the Melling Road, and it's Giles Cross with Swing Bill, and according to Pete, who is right up there with towards the outside Alpha Beat as they go over the first.
Giles Cross, one of the first to rise because I couldn't see, and we lost Viking Blonde. Viking Blonde is the faller at at the first as they head on towards the second. So out in front, Swing Bill with Because I Couldn't See, Shakalaka Boom Booms according to Pete, and also Tharawat as they take that. Organised Confusion made a mistake at the second. We've also got fallers. West End Rocker is down. West End Rocker is a faller at the second, and Junior is the other one. West End Rocker and Junior both out at the second. A very bad mistake by Vic Venturi at the open ditch, but he is over okay. Well behind the others is Arbor Supreme as they head on towards the fourth. Shakalaka Boom Boom leads the early stages of the National. They're all streaming over that. They appear to have got over it safely. Arbor Supreme was very slow towards the back of the field as they're on to the one before Beecher's. Shakalaka Boom Boom, Swing Bill according to Pete, front rank.
And Seabass and Katie Walsh have gone handy as well as they stream out over the fence before Beecher's. State of Play has gone. Brought down Rare Bob. Chicago Grey has also been brought down. So a few casualties at the fifth. They make their way down towards Beecher's. And on the approach to it, Shakalaka Boom Boom and Seabass, and according to Pete and Deep Purple and Planet of Sound, Shakalaka Boom Boom lifts off ahead. The leaders go streaming out over it safely. Most of the principals over it, but Synchronized has gone. Synchronized has gone at Beecher's. Shakalaka Boom Boom leads them to Foynehaven. From Seabass and Always Right and Giles Cross, who makes a very bad mistake. According to Pete, is right behind them. Alpha Beat has gone at Foynehaven. Alpha Beat is down, and it's Shakalaka Boom Boom who leads them towards the canal turn. From Always Right and Seabass, Planet of Sound on the outside, and then according to Pete and Deep Purple, Killy Glen is over next, and then Swing Bill as they stream out over it. Black Appalachia has gone. Organised Confusion has gone. Because I Couldn't See has gone. Several others have gone in behind as well as they make their way out over Valentine's.
Tatton, another one who came down. Organised Confusion, as Stuart said, out of the race. Arbor Supreme is well behind. Shakalaka Boom Boom, Planet of Sound, Seabass, Hello Bud, and also Always Right are the first five to rise, at which Deep Purple makes a bad mistake at that fence. In midfield, Treacle has gone towards the back of the field, and Arbor Supreme have all but refused and has unseated the rider. Shakalaka Boom Boom, Planet of Sound from Always Right. Over in fourth is Seabass. Giles Cross is pulling up before that fence, so Giles Cross is also out. Hello Bud from According to Pete, behind these Deep Purple. Sunny Hill Boy towards the outside, still going in company with Swing Bill as they take the next fence. Over Midnight Haze, Calgary Bay, a slight mistake there by Kappa Blur. Blue Cap of Keycover Fontaine racing in midfield. On his own is well back in the field, but is still on his feet, as indeed are the likes of Neptune Equesta. Also well back is the Midnight Club, so a much reduced field as they turn back towards the stands for the first time with Planet of Sound, Shakalaka Boom Boom, Seabass and Always Right heading the national field.
And Rare Bob was another one to come down in the very early stages of the race, and it is Richard Johnson and Planet of Sound who leads them now onto the racecourse proper. Leads by about 4 lengths now to Shakalaka Boom Boom, who's racing in second position. Katie Walsh and Seabass towards the outside, followed by According to Pete and Always Right. Then the veteran Hello Bud. These then being followed by Deep Purple, who survived a couple of shuddering mistakes on the first circuit. The Grey Swing Bill was next, followed by Midnight Haze, and then Ballard Briggs, last year's winner, going round on the inside. He's just in racing in advance of Calgary Bay. Towards the outside is Sunny Hill Boy, who is next, followed by On His Own, and then Kappa Blur. And there was a mistake as they crossed over the fence, which will be the last in a circuit's time, by Always Right. Last of all is Vic Venturi, and Mon Mome is last but two as they race on now towards the chair. And the leader is Richard Johnson and Planet of Sound as they come towards fence 15, the chair, and he led there by about 3 lengths to Shakalaka Boom Boom. Over in second, Always Right is down. A bad mistake by Swing Bill. Vic Venturi was very slow over that, but Always Right was the one who came down at the chair. So with a circuit to go, over the water jump in the National, and it's Planet of Sound who led. Shakalaka Boom Boom was over in second, and Seabass was in third. Hello Bud was over in fourth position. According to Pete was over in fifth, followed by Sunny Hill Boy in sixth. Calgary Bay is in seventh. Neptune Collonge is in eighth. Towards the outside, Quisco Fontaine is racing in ninth, followed by Ballard Briggs in 10th. And then towards the outside is On His Own. These then being followed by Midnight Haze and then the Midnight Club as they race on towards the Melling Road. Kappa Blur is next, followed by, after these, In Compliance, then Swing Bill, and after Swing Bill, Deep Purple, who's hard driven. Then towards the inside is Weird Al, followed by Tharawat, and then towards the outside, Vic Venturi as they go over the next.
Killy Glen was a faller at the canal turn on the first circuit as they all face on the first one down towards Beecher's. Quiscover Fontaine was a faller there and hampered Vic Venturi. They're also going to buy bypass, it would appear, the one before Beecher's Brook. So the second of these run down towards Beecher's. Planet of Sound leads Shakalaka Boom Boom. Seabass giving Katie Walsh a great ride. On his own, likewise, for Paul Townend. Towards the inside,
Deep
Hello
Purple
Bud. Deep Purple is being pulled up towards the back of the field, according to Pete Sunny Hill Boy. Then over in 8th is Neptune Collonge, just ahead of Kappa Blur. Behind these is In Compliance. Calgary Bay still going with Midnight Haze. Balla Briggs is about 7 or 8 from the back at this stage. Neptune Equester is still going as they prepare to bypass the one before Beecher's. A mistake by the Midnight Club as right towards the back of the field we have Mon Mome as they now prepare to bypass the fence before Beecher's Brook.
So on the long run down to Beecher's for the second time, it is Planet of Sound who leads the John Smith's Grand National Field from Shakalaka Boom Boom and the 14-year-old Hello Bud. On his own has gone prominent, and then Seabass with Sunny Hill Boy towards the outer. According to Pete with the white faces, followed by Kappa Blur and the grey Neptune Collonge as they rise. Planet of Sound over in front. On his own is a fall and has brought down, according to Pete, was brought down. Weird Al was badly hampered, so too was Tharawat. Vic Venturi has been pulled up. It's Planet of Sound over Foynaven with Shakalaka Boom Boom and Hello Bud and Seabass who hit it. Then Neptune Collonge and Sunny Hill Boy and Kappa Blur. In Compliance and Balla Briggs and Midnight Haze and Weird Al and Calgary Bay and Swing Bill and the Midnight Club and Neptune Equester and Tharawat, and those are the only ones still going in the National as they take the canal turn. Shakalaka Boom Boom was over in front. Most of the principals streaming out over it. Balla Briggs was over in midfield. A slight mistake from the Midnight Club. Tharawat was the last to take it as they go to Valentine's.
Shakalaka Boom Boom out jumped by Planet of Sound. Seabass was down on his nose, but he's still handy in round about 4th place. Neptune Collonge and Hello Bud, two of the old timers in the field, giving a bold sight. These 5 ahead of Balla Briggs, who's creeping into contention on the inside, with behind these towards the outer In Compliance. A bad mistake there by Midnight Haze. Calgary Bay still going, as is Weird Al. Likewise, the red cap of Kappa Blur, and then Neptune Equester towards the back with Tharawat. That time Shakalaka Boom Boom's turn to out-jump Planet of Sound, who's being ridden along. Sunny Hill Boy makes progress. Weird Al was a faller back in the field. So Shakalaka Boom Boom, Planet of Sound, Seabass, Hello Bud, the grey Neptune Collonge, Sunny Hill Boy, Balla Briggs jumped that well into 7th. In Compliance, Kappa Blur, Calgary Bay. Ryder lost the iron, swerving to avoid a loose horse. Swing Bill goes past him. Then behind these, a couple of lengths back to Calgary Bay. Midnight Haze, the Midnight Club still going. So's Tharawat and Neptune Equester, but a leading group clustered up of 8 runners begin the turn back. Plenty of chances despite the depleted field.
So as they make the turn back towards home, Katie Walsh on the outside on Seabass now lays it down to Barry Geraghty on Shakalaka Boom Boom. These the first 2. Hello Bud, and then on that one's outside, Sunny Hill Boy. Next is Balla Briggs, who is now creeping into contention with Neptune Collonge on the inside, and In Compliance are right around the outside. In Compliance jumps to the outside of Sunny Hill Boy, followed by Seabass, Shakalaka Boom Boom, and then the yellow of Neptune Collonge, followed by Hello Bud, and then Balla Briggs and Kappa Blur continues to come on. The final fence of the Grand National, and on the outside, Sunny Hill Boy, and on the inside of him, that is Seabass. These the first 2. Neptune Collonge is battling on in 3rd, followed in 4th by In Compliance, Shakalaka Boom Boom, and then Balla Briggs, who begins to rally around the outside. They go around the elbow. Sunny Hill Boy and Richie McLaren have got the lead over Seabass and Katie Walsh, Neptune Collonge and Daryl Jacob. They've got another 150 yards to go. Sunny Hill Boy with Neptune Collonge on the outside, bearing down, racing towards the line. Sunny Hill Boy and Neptune Collonge in a head-bobbing, pulsating finish to the Grand National. Seabass was back in 3rd. Kappa Blur was 4th. In Compliance, followed by Tharawat, who stayed on. Then on the inside, Hello Bud and Balla Briggs, Shakalaka Boom Boom and Swing Bill.
They're off. They jumped away for the 2013 running of the John Smith's Grand National. The 40 runners hurtled their way to the first with Because I Couldn't See and the grey Swing Bill prominent, with Balla Briggs and Sol and Kappa Blur and Chicago Grey down the inside with Rare Bob, Mr. Moonshine and Big Fella Thanks in the centre, and Oscar Time chases them as they prepare to rise.
And it will be Balla Briggs right out in front with Across the Bay as they got over the first fence. All the leaders are safely over, and they are all safely over the first fence. Lost Glory was was last with Chicago Grey at the back of the field. They go over the second across the bay with Balthazar King on the outside. The first two over the second fence, and again they are all safely over. They're going towards the open ditch, fence number 3. Balthazar King on the outside of across the bay, the first two, and then Tifa 3 across the bay hit that fence pretty hard. There was also a mistake by Chicago Grey right at the back of the field together with Lost Glory as they go towards fence number 4. Balthazar King will have the lead by a couple of lengths. He crossed over that. Again, all the leaders were safely over. Indeed, it looks as though all 40 have safely got over the first 4 fences.
And this is the one before Beeches, and it's Balthazar King, the leader across the bay, is right up there with the leaders. So too is Kellespree, Imperial Commander. Oscar Time to the inside. Aurora's Encore's racing down the centre. The Rainbow Hunter back in mid-division. Further back to Tarquinius, and now the field are facing up to Beecher's Brook. The back marker is Chicago Grey. So it is Balthazar King, the leader. From across the bay, Kellespree, Imperial Commander, and then Tifa 3. Oscar Time is there to the inside. Aurora's Encore, Seabass back in midfield. Just watching the back markers going over Beechers, and they are all over Beechers. Now for the Foynehaven. Balthazar King across the bay. Oscar Time, Kellespree. Sol just in behind them, and then comes Tifa 3, and Seabass is just off the leaders. There was a bad mistake towards the back there from Viking Blonde, and now the back marker is 90th minute. The canal turn is coming up, and across the bay will take off in front of the canal turn from Balthazar King, Oscar Time, Sol Kellespree, and then Tifa 3, followed by Seabass, Aurora's Encore, and Swing Bill. Imperial Commander always waning, and Ballard Briggs, and now they're coming up towards Valentine's.
Treacle has come down at the canal turn. The Rainbow Hunter was also another faller at the canal turn, and 90th minute is getting tailed off. Big Fella Thanks has also come down as they took the canal turn. A bad mistake at the next before the ditch by Aurora's Encore, but it's across the bay who leads Balthazar King racing in second, and then Oscar Time and the grey Kellespree leads another grey Swing Bill, who's also right up there with Soul Through on the inside, Tifa 3 and Ballard Briggs. For Paddy the Plasterer made a bad mistake as they crossed over that open ditch. Also very slow Viking Blonde at the back of the field together with Lost Glory as they go towards the one before the Melling Road. Balthazar King led across the bay over in second, and Sol on the inside jumped it in third. Oscar Time is in fourth position, followed then by Swing Bill and Kellespree, who's towards the inside. Next is Imperial Commander in company with Seabass. Tatnan has gone at the back of the field. Tatnan is out of the race as they cross over the Melling Road and go towards halfway in the National. It's across the bay, Balthazar King and Sol and Oscar Time.
90th minute has been pulled up, but incredibly there are 35 horses still going in the John Smith's Grand National, and across the bay leads as they approach the 13th from Balthazar King, with Sol tracking the leaders and Oscar Time with the orange sleeves. Tifa 3 in the stripes is next, and then Kellespree as they move towards the fence, which will be the second last in a circuit's time, and it's across the bay, giving Henry Brook a great ride out in front. He leads by a couple of lengths from Balthazar King in the red jacket, who hopped over in second under Richard Johnson. Watching the stragglers go over. Viking Blonde is tailing off. Lost Glory is towards the rear with John Collin, What a Friend and Major Malarkey in Chicago Grey and Mumble's Head as across the bay leads them over the 14th. Balthazar King still sitting in second. Then a brace of greys. Kellespree with a red cap from Swing Bill. Oscar Time and Tifa 3 and Sol Imperial Commander, the black and white on the outside track there by Katie Walsh and Seabass. Brother Ruby's next door on his own as they go to the chair. Across the bay led from Balthazar King. Sol made a bad mistake, was impeded, and Colbert Station has unseated AP. Colbert Station has gone at the chair. They go to the water. It's across the bay from Balthazar King and Oscar Time and Tifa 3 and Kellespree and Swing Bill. Aurora's Encore and Imperial Commander, and then Sol. Roberto Goldback is next, and then on his own and Seabass and Kappa Blur and join together, and Mr. Moonshine, who was a bit short of daylight on the inside, and then they race back towards the midfield where the likes of Tarquinius sit. Further back to Always Waning and Ballard Briggs, and for Paddy the Plasterer, Sunny Hill Boys well towards the rear. What a Friend is at last of those still going as they head down towards the Melling Road and the long run towards the 17th, and it's still across the bay from Balthazar King, Tifa 3 on his own and Seabass shadowing each other and getting closer. They rise at fence 17.
Across the bay towards the outside of Balthazar King, and then Tifa 3 there between 9 horses as they crossed over that next plain fence. John Cole is totally tailed off, and Lost Glory is being pulled up at the back of the field. Going on towards the next plain one. Across the bay on the outside, dived at it, made a mistake. Through on the inside, Oscar Time. Roberto Goldback was not fluent over that. Chicago Grey, another mistake. What a Friend jumped it slowly and is immediately pulled up. Going over the open ditch across the bay, T for 3, followed by Oscar Time, and then Balthazar King, Aurora's Encore and Soul, Swing Bill, Seabass, and then On His Own, followed by Tarquinius and Mumble's Head and Kappa Blur as they go over another plain one, and across the bay has got a lead of about 3 lengths.
So as they go towards the one before Beaches, is across the bay, the leader by about 3 lengths, being followed by T for 3, and then Aurora's Encore, Tarquinius and Mumble's Head as they jump the one before Beaches, because I couldn't see, has been pulled up back in the pack, and they go over that, and Seabass made a mistake there. They go now towards Beaches Brook, and for Paddy the Plaster also made a bad mistake, and it's across the bay who leads the field towards Beaches. T for 3 in the mix with Oscar Time, Aurora's Encore, Balthazar King, and then Seabass, a mistake there from across the bay. Watching the midfielders going over it in midfield, Tarquinius with Swing Bill, and then a Kappa Blur being followed then by On His Own and Rare Bob, and then further back to Mr. Moonshine, and they're up the Foynehaven fence, and over the Foynehaven it is across the bay, and T for 3 up the inside, looking back. Weird Al made a bad mistake at the Foynehaven, so they go towards the canal turn then, and it is T for 3 and across the bay. Just in behind these, the Dark Jacket of Sol being followed by Oscar Time, Aurora's Encore, Balthazar King, Seabass, Swing Bill, and then Kappa Blur, and now they're about to face Valentine's, a whole host of them pulling up. Ballard Briggs pulled up, Weird Al pulled up, for Paddy the Plasterer has been pulled up, and so too has Kellisbury.
And John Cole is another one who has also been pulled up, and On His Own has gone back in the field at Valentine's. Going over the one after Valentine's, 5 out across the bay, led Oscar Time and T for 3, Aurora's Encore. Tarquinius made a mistake. St. A also made a mistake. Harry the Viking has been pulled up at the back of the field as they go towards the final open ditch. Across the bay, and Oscar Time on the inside, T for 3, and Aurora's Encore with the first 4, followed by Kappa Blur, and then on the inside is Soul. Next in the field, Balthazar's King, then towards the outside, Seabass, and then Tarquinius. At the back of the field, Mr. Moonshine has been pulled up as they go over the third from home in the National, and it's across the bay on the outside of T for 3, and through on the inside is Oscar Time, and that's the first trio as they go over the Melling Road. That group are then being followed by Aurora's Encore, who's now in 4th. Balthazar King is next in the field, but still many chances as they go towards the final 2 fences.
It's Oscar Time for Ireland and T for 3 for Wales, and they lead the national field as they head around towards the second last. Aurora's Encore is chasing them in 3rd. Then across the bay, behind these, Kappa Blur trying to make some progress towards them, and then Rare Bob, who's staying on. Seabass is being driven along in about 7th place as they race towards the penultimate fence. T for 3, Striped Jacket, driven along on the outside of Oscar Time. They're followed by Aurora's Encore with some 3 to 4 lengths to make up, and then in behind these, Rare Bob and Kappa Blur, and a bad mistake from across the bay. Seabass and Swing Bill are next, and it's T for 3 who goes on down towards the last from Oscar Time and Aurora's Encore. T for 3 went through the top of it, joined by Aurora's Encore, running a huge race on the outside, the 11-year-old. They race towards the elbow in the Grand National, and it's Aurora's Encore for Sue Smith and Ryan Mania. T for 3 is chasing. Oscar Time is back in 3rd. A furlong to go in the National. Aurora's Encore with a loose horse for company. His 4 lengths clear from T for 3. Oscar Time is now beaten off, and it's Aurora's Encore for a huge shock in the National. The 11-year-old is driven out. A first ride in the race for Ryan Mania. He'll win for Sue Smith, and Aurora's Encore wins the John Smith's Grand National. Kappa Blur is 2nd, T for 3 3rd, Oscar Time is 4th, Rare Bob 5th, then Swing Bill, Sol, Tarquinius and R, always waning, Major Malarkey joined together, Seabass and Katie Walsh next, then across the bay, Balthazar King, Quiscover Fontaine and Any Currency.
They're off. And Battle Group has not gone with them. He has refused to start. Battle Group is already out of the race. He's planted himself at the start, and Golan Way is already a long way behind the others. Hunt Ball is also right out the back, and so too is Mombeg Dude, as T for 3 is right up there in the firing line, and so too is across the bay as they prepare to rise at the first.
And the Grey Rose of the Moon is also among the leaders as they take the first fence. Twirling Magnet was a faller at the first and quite badly hampered Golan Way in the process, but the rest seem to have got over it safely. Onto fence 2 they come. Wayward Prince up with the leaders with Across the Bay and a noseband and the package towards the outer. Burden Porters come down at fence 2. Horse galloping away loose, none the worse, and now they come to the big ditch. Prince de Beauchesne, Red Cap up the inner long run is prominent. Leaders go streaming out over the ditch. We've lost Big Shoe at the ditch. Big Shoe unseated. Onto fence 4 they go. Across the Bay, long run, Wayward Prince just ahead of Rose of the Moon and the package. Leaders over safely. Chance de Roy made quite a bad mistake. Alvarado is towards the rear with Bucker's Bridge and Golan Way. Tidal Bay is well back at this stage. Also towards the rear last time, Dalbin, Cruise Linen and Vesper Bell as they take the 5th.
As they jumped the 5th, it was Long Run who touched down just in front there from Mountainous in second, and then came Rose of the Moon with Across the Bay next in the field from Wayward Prince and T for 3, and then Colbert Station just in front of Mr. Moonshine. Then down towards the inside, Rasta Marie as they come to face up to Beaches. Across the Bay the leader as they tip Beaches. General bunching up the inside, and might have lost one on the inside there as they went over Beaches Brook. As they head down towards Foynehaven, it's Across the Bay who leads the way from Long Run, and then came up the inside Prince de Beauchesne just in front then of Mountainous as they make the way towards the canal turn. Then Wayward Prince and Balthazar King, the package and T for 3 chase up with 1 in a Milan. Next in the field is Rocky Creek and then Golan Way and the Rainbow Hunter as they take the canal turn now, and Golan Way is down at the canal turn and Tidal Bay has been brought down. Tidal Bay's down at the canal turn and also been unshipped there as Our Father as Across the Bay and Long Run lead, and Long Run's gone at Valentine's.
Down at Valentine's. Mountainous is also down at Valentine's, and the Rainbow Hunter gets only 1 fence further than 12 months ago. He's gone as well as they go to the fence after Valentine's. Across the Bay left in a clear lead from Mr. Moonshine in the blue and yellow. Colbert Station is tracking them with Rocky Creek in the red, white and blue. Prince de Beauchesne still prominent towards the inside. Then Rose of the Moon who's leading a cluster of greys as Across the Bay safely takes the ditch. T for 3 back in midfield with Double 7 who made a mistake on the run down towards Beaches first time. Cruise Linen and Vesper Bell still towards the rear with Shaka Laka Boom Boom and Leona Barne and Chance de Roy and Bucker's Bridge as they step out over the next. Swing Bill meanwhile is in mid-division. Walk On is another one who's towards mid-division as they go over the Anchor Bridge crossing and heading back towards the grandstands with Across the Bay leading the field from Colbert Station, and then Rose of the Moon and Rocky Creek and Mr. Moonshine and Prince de Beauchesne. Pinot de Rey is tracking the package. Balthazar King in a red jacket is out wide from Wayward Prince. Monbeg Dude is towards midfield, tracked there by Hawks Point. Swing Bill, Walk On as they swing on in to face the next.
So it is Across the Bay who has got the lead now by around about a length and a half or so as he faces up on towards the next fence in the home straight. Racing in second is Colbert Station, and then towards the inside in third position is Mr. Moonshine, who's racing alongside one of the greys, Rose of the Moon, and then Balthazar King as they cross over that fence. Pinot de Rey made a very bad mistake and badly hampered 1 in a million, but both of them have survived. Very hard driven now is Vintage Star, who's been well off the bit for about half a mile. Vesper Bell's made blunders and has dropped right out the back of the field as they go over the fence, which will be the last in a circuit's time. Shakalaka Boom Boom was very slow over that fence. So they now come on towards the 15th, which is the chair, and it's Colbert Station who is now tracking the leader Across the Bay. Across the Bay, hounded by Loose Horses as he comes into his takeoff stride, but he's jumped it okay to Colbert Station, who's over in second. T for 3 is down. T for 3 has gone on the inside and is the only one to come down at the chair. So they go towards the 16th of water. It is Across the Bay who leads by 3 lengths. Colbert Station over in second. Mr. Moonshine was over in third. And then towards the inside, Prince de Beauchesne was in fourth. Rose of the Moon is in fifth as they go into the turn. Double 7 and Wayward Prince, and carried out is Across the Bay. Across the Bay, the leader, was carried out by Loose Horses. He has now rejoined, but he's now lost a great deal of ground, about 40 lengths one would imagine, as they make the run on towards the Melling Road. And a new leader sweeping around the outside. It is Rocky Creek and Noel Feely who have now come through to head the field to Mr. Moonshine, Prince de Beauchesne and Colbert Station in the firing line with name of the on the outside, Name of the Moon and Rose of the Moon I should say, and then after these the white cap of AP McCoy on double 7. Wayward Prince is being driven, and then Pinot de Rey making ground, so to his Hunt Ball.
Over fence 17 they go, and Colbert Station was just ahead across the bay, is now toiling, having been badly hampered. Raz de Marie and Quito de la Roca well behind as they come to the 18th. Rocky Creek just about led the field over it from Colbert Station. Double 7 is much closer. McCoy in the white cap wide of the package. Mr. Moonshine just behind him as they come to the ditch, the 19th. Prince de Beauchesne, one in a Milan in a yellow jacket, tracks them, watching the leaders get over it safely. Mistake from one in a Milan. Shakalaka Boom Boom blundered in rear. Quito de la Roca is just about last of those still going as they move on towards the next. Rocky Creek from Mr. Moonshine. Colbert Station took it in third, and then double 7. Shakalaka Boom Boom meanwhile has been pulled up. Rose of the Moon is still going not far off the leaders, also still going the likes of Vintage Star. Mon Mome very patiently ridden in midfield as they go on towards the fence before Beeches.
And at the 21st fence, it was Rocky Creek who led the field as they jumped the one before Beaches from Mr. Moonshine in second and double 7, then Colbert Station. The package in behind those with Balthazar King and Vintage Star is next in the field. Up the inside, Prince de Beauchesne still well in touch along with Pinot de Rey as they take Beaches for the second time. Bad mistake on the inside from one in a Milan, and he's down. One in a Milan has gone at Beaches for the second time as they make their way down to 4 in Avon. And out in front, Mr. Moonshine with Rocky Creek. These are first pair from Prince de Beauchesne close up in behind with Pinot de Rey. Double 7 is with the leading group as well. Then Balthazar King. Next in the field is the package. Vesper Bells tracking those through. Then Rose of the Moon and Chance de Roy from Monbeg Dude and Alvarado. Then came Walk On. Next in the field is Hunt Ball, then Swing Ball. Behind that one is Vintage Star. Lena Burners trying to make a bit of ground. Colbert Station's going to be pulled up at the back of the field. Wayward Prince is the last one going as they jump Valentine's.
Also pulled up, we've had Trio de Lane. Quito de la Roca has been pulled up. Most of those still going have got safely over Valentine's, where Mr. Moonshine in the colours carried successfully 12 months ago is out in front from Rocky Creek and double 7. Pinot de Rey, Rose of the Moon was a faller when just beginning to struggle. Looks as though Vintage Star is pulling up at the back of the field as they move on towards the next. Mr. Moonshine and Rocky Creek pretty much together. Double 7, Chance de Roy, Red Cap getting closer, and then Pinot de Rey and the package. And then towards the outside, Balthazar King. Leona Barney has been pulled up as they move on now towards the third last. Mr. Moonshine and Rocky Creek take it as one. Chance de Roy right behind them with double 7. McCoy only a couple of lengths off the lead. Others out the back of the field that are still going but tailed off include Hawks Point and Raz de Marie as they go over the Anchor Bridge crossing and heading towards the last 5.5 furlongs of the Crabbies Grand National. Rocky Creek with Pinot de Rey in a white jacket joining him. Balthazar King coming up there on the outside. Wayward Prince unseated when tailed off at the third last. Double 7 meanwhile is close up in fourth. Mr. Moonshine is back to fifth, and then Chance de Roy as they turn for home and the final two fences.
And it is Rocky Creek on the inside who has now taken the lead. A 12th ride in the race for Noel Feely. On his outside, Pinot de Rey. A 7th ride here for Leighton Aspel as Walk On is going to be pulled up before the second from home. Richard Johnson and Balthazar King towards the outside will take that one in third, and then AP McCoy on double 7 was over in fourth as they race on now towards the 30th and final fence in the Crabbies Grand National, and it's Pinot de Rey who comes to the final fence with Leighton Aspel. They have a lead of 3 lengths over Balthazar King over in second. Double 7 is now into third. Rocky Creek is in fourth, and then Chance de Roy is in fifth. Monbeg Dude is in sixth, and Swing Bill is in seventh as they race now on towards the elbow. It's Pinot de Rey who is now clearing away. He's out in front by 6 lengths as he goes around the elbow to Balthazar King in second place, and on the outside is double 7, but with another 150 yards to go in the Crabbies Grand National, it is Pinot de Rey for Dr. Richard Newland. A 7th ride in the race for Leighton Aspel will be a winning ride as Pinot de Rey wins the National. Balthazar King was in second and double 7 was in third. Alvarado stayed on for fourth, followed by Chance de Roy, Rocky Creek, Monbeg Dude, and these were followed home at long intervals by Swing Bill and to the inside Raz de Marie.
And the runners now advance on the tape, and they're off for the 2015 Crabbies Grand National. A field of 39 on their way down to the first. Bob Ford in the stripes is handy with St R, River Choice down the inner, Wickhill with the red cap. One of the greys, Portrait King, Gasline Boy caught by surprise. At mid-pack towards the centre of the field, shut the front door. AP with a distinguishing white cap as they rise at the first.
Bob Ford was just about the first one to take off. Gasline Boy has got at the first, Alco's got at the first, and Eli Brown has also come down at fence number 1. Quickly on towards the second. Bob Ford on the inside leading from Portrait King and Saint R. Looking back through the field, they've all safely got over fence number 2, and now to the big open ditch, and it's Bob Ford and Portrait King from Saint R caught by surprise, and Ruby Light is blundered, an unseated rider, and Corrin Wood is all but down there at the back of the field. It's going to be pulled up as they race towards the 4th, and Prominent Rebel Rebellion along with Portrait King caught by surprise and Soul, then Rocky Creek, and just in behind is Spring Hill. Towards the back of the field is Tranquil Sea along with Super Duty and Monbeg Dude, and over to Mark.
Shut the front door at the moment, racing in around about 10th place. He's only about 4 or 5 lengths off the lead as Rebel Rebellion takes him over the fence, taken before Beecher's Brook. There's a faller back in the field there. There was a mistake by Chancellor Roy as they go down towards the next, and this is Beecher's Brook and it's Rebel Rebellion. Union East has gone. Union East went at that fence as they go over Beecher's. Rebel Rebellion was the leader over Portrait King, who was over in second. River Choice is down at Beecher's Brook, and very badly hampered was Monbeg Dude, but he did survive. Only one has gone at Beecher's as they go over Foynehaven, and it's Rebel Rebellion who led Portrait King over in second, and then Soul towards the outside over in third. Super Duty is right out the back of the field with Monbeg Dude. Also Tranquil Sea is struggling, and so too is First Lieutenant as they go down towards the canal turn. Rebel Rebellion by 3 lengths to Bob Ford on the inside, who took it in second. Balthazar King is down, and Ballycasey has been brought down. So as they go now towards Valentine's, it is Rebel Rebellion out in front to Sol, who take it in second, followed next in the field by Portrait King.
And watching all get over Valentine's, OK, Super Duty, one of the last on touching down, as up top Rebel Rebellion leads the way with Portrait King, and across the bay then Saint R and Soul. Still close up on the inside is Bob Ford, just ahead of Oscar Time and Godsme Judge, and then the Druid's Nephew. Out wider caught by surprise, and then Rocky Creek. Just in behind these is Mon Paran as they come to take the next one. And with the loose horse alongside, Rebel Rebellion landed in the lead from Portrait King. Next in the field is Saint R. Shot the front door isn't too far away. Then the Druid's Nephew. Rocky Creek out very wide on the field. Then Montperain and Alvarado is sitting in midfield as they kip over that one with at the back of the field Super Duty. One of the last, Tranquil Sea, is second from the back. First Lieutenant's also some way behind as they now begin to make this journey on towards fences 13 and 14. The field being led by Rebel Rebellion,
who is nicely clear in the hands of Ryan Marn in those green and yellow colours to the grey Portrait King. Across the bay in a sheepskin noseband, the light blue jacket out wide with Sol in the dark colours on the inside, followed by St R. Then the Rainbow Hunter, who's already got further than the last 2 runnings. AP Whitecap has got shut the front door in about 6th or 7th position, just ahead of Many Clouds and then Rocky Creek as they make the run around towards fences 13 and 14. Alvarado with the big white faces in mid-division, just ahead of Montperrin, with Caught by Surprise and the Druid's Nephew towards the outer. Rebel Rebellion over the 13th in the lead. Oscar Time took it in midfield towards the inside. Bob Ford is right down on the inside running rail, followed by Dollar Tulo, and then Awega Star and Wick Hill and Spring Hill and Lord Windermere, and over the 14th they go. Rebel Rebellion still leading. St R was in a little tight to it. At the other end of the field, Super Duty is last of all, some way detached. Cause of Causes meanwhile is last of the main cluster. Tranquil Sea is some way behind. Chancellor Roy is held up as they move towards the chair, and Rebel Rebellion leads at it from Sol. The first 2 on landing, watching the leading group stream out over it, and they've all, those that remain, have just about got over the chair, and onto the water they go, and it's Rebel Rebellion who leads the Crabbies Grand National Field from Sol, and then across the bay and the Rainbow Hunter St R. Many Clouds and Portrait King and Shut the Front Door, who's poised. Then Oscar Time from Awega Star and Rocky Creek, who's out wide, being followed by the Druid's Nephew, and then behind these races Royale Knight from Bob Ford. The Rainbow Hunter is handy on the outside, Caught by Surprise is towards midfield with Wick Hill and Awega Star. Montperrin is racing around in the last cluster with Lord Windermere. Monbeg Dude is well back at this stage with Cause of Causes and Knight in Milan and Chancellor Roy and Lord Windermere, and First Lieutenant and Tranquil Sea. Super Duty is last of those still going as they move on towards fence 17, and still up ahead Rebel Rebellion, St R, and across the bay with the Rainbow Hunter.
And taking the 17th and just about in front still, Rebel Rebellion from the Rainbow Hunter, the Druid's nephew. St. Taran shot the front door in front of Godsmead Judge, and up the near side is Sol as they come to take the 18th. Rebel Rebellion in a little tight, watching the whole field get over that okay. Pulling up though just before that fence was caught by surprise. Now come towards the open ditch. The Rainbow Hunter has hit the front with the Druid's nephew, then Rebel Rebellion and St. Tar from Sol. Then shot the front door in 6th place from Portrait King, and then Rocky Creek. Behind Rocky Creek is Royal Knight, and then across the bay just in front of up the near side then Many Clouds, and then came Oscar Time. Behind Oscar Time is Spring Hill, then Chance de Roy. Montparnasse was driven on landing. First Lieutenant still towards the back. Knight in Milan is trying to make some progress. Cause of Causes is way back, and last of all Super Duty and back to Mark.
The Rainbow Hunter led them over the fence taken before Beeches Brook. They will not be jumping the canal turn. Sol on the inside with the Rainbow Hunter, followed towards the outside by the Druid's nephew, who's racing in 3rd. St. R is in 4th. Many Clouds is going well on the inside in 5th. So too is Shut the Front Door towards the outside as they cross over Beeches Brook. The leaders are all safely over Beeches and going now towards 23, which is Foynaven. And it is the Druid's nephew on the outside of Sol, the first two. The Rainbow Hunter was over in 3rd. Many Clouds in 4th, and now they're being angled around the canal turn, which they will not be jumping, and it is the Druid's nephew who leads the Grand National field to Sol in 2nd, Many Clouds in 3rd. Shut the Front Door is absolutely cruising for AP in 4th position. St. R is in 5th, the Rainbow Hunter in 6th, Portrait King is in 7th, Oscar Time is in 8th, 90 Milan is in 10th, Rocky Creek is in 11th, then Montparnasse towards the outside as they now go over Valentine's.
And jumping over Valentine's, still right up with the speed here, the Druid's nephew from St. R. Many Clouds and Shut the Front Door towards the outside. Super Duty's been pulled up as they take the one after Valentine's, and the Druid's nephew is down, crumpled on landing. The Druid's nephew's gone. The Rainbow Hunter has also gone further back in the field there. So on towards the next one. Many Clouds is now the leader. Shut the Front Door to the outside, now filling out 2nd from St. R. Then Sol back in 4th ahead of Portrait King, then Oscar Time. Further back to last year's winner, Pinot de Rey. Then Knight in Milan. Lord Wyndham has been pulled up further back in the field. Rocky Creek's just off the gallop at the moment as they took the 3rd last. Portrait King has gone there. Many Clouds leads the way in the National from Shut the Front Door under AP McCoy in 2nd place. Back in 3rd then is St. R from Sol, just in front of Oscar Time, then Royal Knight who's trying to make ground. Behind that one then is Pinot de Rey from Knight in Milan and Alvarado. Further back to Godsmead Judge and Monbeg Dude, and back to Stewart.
2 fences left to jump in the 2015 Crabbies Grand National. It's Many Clouds and last year's winning jockey Leighton Aspel who lead. St. R in Paddy Brennan up on the outside, and then the soon-to-be 20 times champion AP McCoy on Shut the Front Door, just beginning to niggle away in 3rd place as they run on down towards the 2nd last. Royal Knight, Oscar Time with the orange sleeves making headway for Sam Whaley-Cohen. 2 out. Many Clouds over in front from Shut the Front Door and St. R who are chasing. Royal Knight took it in 4th, then Oscar Time followed by Monbeg Dude, Solid Alvarado, and it's Many Clouds in the colours of Trevor Hemmings who will lead at the final fence in the National. Lands 3 lengths clear. St. R chases him off towards the elbow. Shut the Front Door back in 3rd and now looking one-paced. Monbeg Dude is staying on in 4th, then Royal Knight and Alvarado just over a furlong to go in the National. Many Clouds and Leighton Aspel 4, maybe 5 lengths ahead of St. R. Monbeg Dude is still staying on stoutly, has moved into 3rd and then Shut the Front Door. Many Clouds. St. R is trying to get on terms, cutting him back near the line. Many Clouds clinging on tenaciously from St. R in the colours of Trevor Hemmings. It's Many Clouds who wins the Crabbies Grand National. Leighton Aspel again, this time for Oliver Sherwood. St. R is 2nd, Monbeg Dude is 3rd, Alvarado 4th. AP bows out in the National in 5th place on Shut the Front Door. Then Royal Knight from Tranquil Sea, Cause of Causes, Sol, Chance de Roy. Pinot de Rey, last year's hero, got round from Montparnasse, Owega Star and the rest.
The runners are being called towards the tape and they're off to a first timer. They're off and racing in the Crabbies Grand National of 2016, and as they stream down towards the first fence, St. R is one of the first to show, along with Silvinaco Conti. Double Ross is also pretty prominent. Le Rev and last year's winner Many Clouds aren't too far away. Then came Rocky Creek and Gooniella and Wonderful Charm, and they're about to rise at the first.
And it will be St. R and Double Ross who will share the lead as they go over the first of the 30 fences. All the leaders are safely over. We do have one down. Hadrian's Approach has gone at fence 1 and seated the rider. On towards fence number 2, and Double Ross will have the lead over St. R, who crossed it in second place, and First Lieutenant is down and Holywell is down at the back of the field. So 3 have gone as they come towards fence number 3. Arkin making ground towards the outside, and Arkin will lead the Romford Pelly, who jumped that one in second place, and they've all safely got over the open ditch, and quickly they go towards fence number 4, and it is Arkin followed by the Romford Pelly, and then Double Ross, who jumps that fence in third position. St. R was over in fourth. The Druid's Nephew made a mistake.
Many Clouds has got a good position on the inside running rail in the sheepskin noseband, about 7th or 8th. He's tracked there by Relive. Silviniarco, Conti and Katenko upsides him as they take the fence before Beechers. Arkin was the leader over it, not on landing from the Druid's Nephew, who's 2/3 of the way back, and Home Farm was slightly hampered by a loose horse. And now they make their way down towards Beechers. It's Arkin from the Romford Pelé, Double Ross and R. The Last Samurai in a noseband. Rule the World with a blue cap. Arkin the first to take off and land, jumps it well. Leaders get out over it safely. Bad mistake by Vic's Canvas. Somehow he managed to keep his feet. On towards Foynhaven they go. They're being led by Arkin from Double Ross and the Romford Pelé. The Last Samurai and St. R. Many Clouds has got a good position on the inside. Rule the World and Katenko, Silviniarco, Conti, Larev shut the front door. Morning Assembly, Pendra, Gilgamboa and Guniella in midfield as they come to the canal turn. Arkin goes to it just ahead of Double Ross. They take off and land together. The Romford Pelé is unseated there when tracking the leaders, watching the stragglers go over it. On his own is well back with Home Farm, the Druid's Nephew, just a par, and Cruise Linen as they take Valentine's.
And it was Double Ross and Arkin who were the first two over Valentine's, at which all the leaders jumped it safely. On his own made a mistake at the back of the field. He's last but one, and Home Farm is the back marker. Still right there on the inside is Many Clouds. He's going to jump the next fence in around about 5th or 6th place. Once again, all the leaders safely over. Union East made quite a bad mistake. So it is Arkin who leads them now on towards the open ditch. To in second place is Double Ross, and then St. R is in third, and the Last Samurai jumped it in fourth. Shut the front door was over in 5th. There was a mistake by Guniella, and also a mistake right out the back of the field by Cruise Linen, who is struggling, and also a mistake, and pulling up immediately is Rocky Creek, who's out of the race. It's Arkin who leads them over the fence before the Melling Road, and he's gone clear by a couple of lengths as the others stream over it, and they go back towards the grandstand with Arkin out in front, followed by Double Ross, and then on the outside is St. R. Back in fourth is the Last Samurai, and then Many Clouds, who's had a good trip to this point.
He certainly has. The field at the moment, though, being led by Arkin, and Henry Brooke having his 4th ride in the Grand National, just slightly hampered, though, by the loose horse at that point. He's got him back on track, though, now. Arkin here with Double Ross on the inside. St. R, last year's runner-up between them. And then close up behind is the Last Samurai, followed by last year's winner, Many Clouds, in a handy 5th at this point. And then Shut the Front Door, followed by Rule the World and Larev. Then Gilgamboa and Pendra next, ahead of Vic's Canvas, who made that bad mistake at Beechers. Next in the field then is Katenko. Then came Bally Casey as they come towards the 13th fence. Arkins was still the leader there over that. From St. R in second, Double Ross in third. The Last Samurai back in fourth, and then Shut the Front Door, followed by Rule the World and Gilgamboa. Silviniarco Conti is going to be pulled up before the 14th. Silviniarco Conti is out of the race as the rest of the field get over the 14th okay, and now head the way towards the chair, preceded by a loose horse. It's St. R, Many Clouds, Arkin, the Last Samurai. Just ahead of Shut the Front Door, then came Rule the World and Gilgamboa from Vic's Canvas and Gallant Oscar, then Larev, and behind these Guniella as they take the chair now. Looking back through the field, we've got a couple down at the back there. It looks like Sir Deschamps has gone at the chair, and we've also got another one down on my own has gone as well. As they take the water, St. R just landed in the lead there. From Arkin in second, a bad mistake there from Black Thunder at the back of the field as St. R led the national field. From Many Clouds in second and Arkin back in third. Then came Larev just in front of Double Ross and the Last Samurai and Shut the Front Door. Then came Vic's Canvas and Rule the World from Gilgamboa and Gallant Oscar, then Guniella, Uccello Conti, and then Pendra, followed by Triolo Delane and Verlion Rouge. Cruise Linen is next on the inside, and then came One Night in Vienna followed closely by Just a Par and then Union East, and further back to Ballynagore and Wonderful Charm and Bally Casey as they approach now the 17th.
St. R out very wide with towards the inside many clouds, and between them is the Last Samurai, and those will be the first three as they cross over the next. The leader St. R made a mistake, Bally Casey made a mistake, Bywise made a mistake, Home Farm is tailing off, the Druid's Nephew is tailed off, Sol is struggling badly as they go over the next plain one, and it was the Last Samurai, Many Clouds and St. R the first three. There was a very, very bad mistake by Gallant Oscar, whose rider is now about to be unseated before the next, which is the Open Ditch, and Many Clouds has jumped to the lead in the Grand National. Over Last Samurai took it in second, Uccello Conti made a mistake, Ballynagore has unseated his rider back in the field as they go on now towards the next plain one, and it's the Last Samurai and Many Clouds the first two, followed by Le Rêve, who's now making ground on the inside with St. R next.
So Many Clouds as they run down towards the fence before Beechers alongside the Last Samurai. Last year's runner-up St. R is handy. Then on the inside Le Rêve, followed over by Double Ross, who jumped up well. Rule the World is just behind the leader. Sol is pulled up. The Druid's Nephew is being pulled up. Wonderful Charm has also been pulled up at the back of the field. The leaders make the run down towards Beechers, and it's the Last Samurai from Many Clouds, Double Ross, Le Rêve, Vieux Lion Rouge making a bit of ground on the inside. Vic's Canvas. Leaders get over it safely. Uccello Conti making ground on the inside. Lost one towards the rear of the field. Katinko came down there as well. And also One Night in Vienna. Aachen has been pulled up. Over the Foinaven they go. Many Clouds leading them as they now head towards the canal turn from the Last Samurai. Vieux Lion Rouge and Le Rêve right behind the leaders with Vic's Canvas. St. R has lost a couple of positions, and then Double Ross and Rule the World and shut the front door, and Gil Gamboa. Uccello Conti and Morning Assembly out over the canal turn. The leaders go, they get over it safely. Triolo Delaine makes a mistake. Back in the field, Cruz Linen is last of those still going as the leaders now head towards Valentine's, led by Many Clouds.
Black Thunder was another one who was pulled up. Home Farm has also been pulled up, and it is now the Last Samurai who leads. Many Clouds in second. Le Rêve is in third. Vic's Canvas now racing in fourth. Shut the Front Door is trying to make ground. Vieux Lion Rouge is next as they go over the next, and Many Clouds makes a bad mistake. Pulling up at the back of the field is Double Ross. A bad mistake when tailed off by Union East. So it is now the Last Samurai. The one who's out very wide is Morning Assembly, who's right there on the premises as they go over the Open Ditch, and a bad mistake there. A shuddering error by Rule the World. Pulling up at the back of the field is Cruz Linen. So they've got three to jump in the Grand National, and the leader is the Last Samurai. Two in second place, Vic's Canvas. Many Clouds is on the inside. Morning Assembly towards their outside. They're then being followed by Gil Gamboa. The grey Bally Casey is trying to make ground. Le Rêve now begins to weaken as they cross over the Melling Road with two fences to take in the National. It's Morning Assembly towards the outside of the Last Samurai, and there, right on the inside, back in third, is Vic's Canvas.
So they're on the way towards two out in the National. The Last Samurai with a small lead from out wide and Morning Assembly. Vic's Canvas, the veteran, is right there with every chance, but slightly squeezed up against the rail. Many Clouds is under pressure next, and then came Gil Gamboa as they work down towards the penultimate fence. And it's the Last Samurai who shows the way under David Bass from Vic's Canvas. Morning Assembly, Rule the World and Gil Gamboa. Then came Uccello Conti, followed by Many Clouds, who's hard under pressure. Then Vieux Lion Rouge at two from the end. The Last Samurai rose the leader from Vic's Canvas in second. Rule the World back in third. Then Gil Gamboa. Bally Casey's gone in behind those at the second last as they come to the final fence. And Vic's Canvas joins level now with the Last Samurai. Over in third, Rule the World. Gil Gamboa in fourth. Then Uccello Conti and Vieux Lion Rouge. Now the running ahead of them. And Vic's Canvas draws alongside the Last Samurai. Rule the World is staying on to the outside. Gil Gamboa back in fourth. They approach the elbow three with a chance. Vic's Canvas toward the rail. The Last Samurai in the centre. And here's Rule the World on the outside, who's coming home strongest of all. And it's Rule the World, the horse who's never previously won a race over fences. He's going to win the biggest one of them all here. And it's Rule the World who wins the National for Mouse Morris, and a dream first ride for 19-year-old David Mullins. Rule the World won the National, beat the Last Samurai. Vic's Canvas third. There Gil Gamboa clear from Guniella. Then Uccello Conti, Vieux Lion Rouge. Morning Assembly shut the front door. Then Union East, Le Rêve and Bywise.
And they're off.
for the 2017 Randox Health Grand National. Perfect Candidate had to be ridden away from the start. Dr. Harper is towards the rear of the field early on with just a par. Bishop's Road is also well back. Among those prominent on the run down to the first, Rawade Frank, The Last Samurai, Rogue Angel, Uccello Conti and Thunder and Roses. They pick up at the first.
And just about the leader over the first was Highland Lodge. Got a couple down towards the outside. Vincente's gone at the first. It looked like Cocktails at Dawn has also gone at fence number 1. It's Highland Lodge who will lead them at the second from Stellar Notion, and Double Shuffle is quite prominent as well as they make their way towards the open ditch, all safely over fence number 2. Wada Frank, Highland Lodge right up in the leading line here, along with Thunder and Roses as they take the ditch, and then Double Shuffle and Perfect Candidate from Sapphire Row and Shantou Flyer. They're all over the ditch, okay. Good to know, chasing up the leading group. Along them with on the inside Rogue Angel, and then Black Line as they clear the next one, the 4th. Dr. Harper, one of the last over. Just about last was Just a Par, as we now pick them up at the 5th.
So heading down to the one before Beaches, Wada Frank, Highland Lodge, Stellar Notion, Double Shuffle the outside. The Last Samurai is there on the inner. Towards the back of the field at this stage, Just a Par, Dr. Harper, 1 for Arthur, well back with Dropout Joe. Midfield, Vieux Leon Rouge, Sapphire de Reur, 2 from the left, the extreme left, Perfect Candidate. The Young Master is tracking Wada Frank, Saint R in behind. Here's Beecher's Brook. Wada Frank is over that. The Young Master's gone. Hamper definitely red very badly. And also Razda Marais is unseated. And they've a bit of drama there at Beaches as they run on to Foynhaven. Bishop's Road just apart, well back, as now Rogue Angel leads the way towards the canal. Thunder and Roses, the Gigginstown horses, 1, 2 and 3 at the moment, with Wada Frank on the outside. The Last Samurai on the inner, then Saint R, Highland Lodge and Good to Know. As they reach the canal turn, Stellar Notion is next in the field, jumping that with Shantou Flyer and Black Lion, Uccello Conti. More of that next, in company with Pleasant Company, and it looks as though being pulled up as they reach Valentine's Brook is definitely red.
Definitely Red is out of the race then before Valentine's, and Thunder and Roses jockey Mark Enright was knocked out of the saddle, so Thunder and Roses is out of the race there at Valentine's. On to the next plain one, it's Rogue Angel who will have the lead in the National. Got over that one a couple of lengths in front of Wada Frank, who's racing in second. The Last Samurai back in third. Then Saint R and Good to Know. Wider out is Highland Lodge. Then Double Shuffle and Pleasant Company next in the field as they take to the next one, this open ditch. And Sapphire de Reur has gone at the back of the field there. Sapphire de Reur is out of the race there. Meantime, it's Rogue Angel still up top with Wada Frank as they go towards the next one, just in front of Highland Lodge and Double Shuffle as they got to the landing side. Then Good to Know and Pleasant Company just ahead of Vieux Leon Rouge, who's got a good spot just in behind the leader. Saint R is next on the inside of those runners. Then Black Lion and The Last Samurai ahead of Perfect Candidate, who is next. Gasline Boy racing midfield on with O'Foylan's Boy, and then Le Vatican and Tenor Nivernais back through the field to find Measure of My Dreams and Dropout Joe, Le Mercure, and then to the inside Houblon de Zobo. Lord Windermere is quite a long way back through the field early on, and so too is one for Arthur, and back behind him then is Regal Encore as they start to turn back towards home the first time.
So approaching fence 13 and out in front in the red headgear is Rawade Frank to Rogue Angel close to the rail. Highland Lodge then with a purple cap and Double Shuffle away to the left rising. Vieux Leon Rouge in a striped jacket is just in behind. Good to Know's got the sheepskin noseband. And then Pleasant Company and Centaur. At the back of the field it looks as though Stellar Notion is pulling up. He was tailed off at the time. Moving on towards fence 14. Rawade Frank followed over by Rogue Angel and Highland Lodge and Good to Know and Double Shuffle and Perfect Candidate, and then Pleasant Company, Uccello Conti and Centaur. The Last Samurai in the dark blue and yellow is down on the inside track by Cause of Causes, Le Vatican, and then Wonderful Charm and Dr. Harper as they head towards the chair, and drawing to it Rogue Angel and Rawade Frank rise pretty much together. Leading pair take it well. Highland Lodge was the next one over. Back in the field, Measure of My Dreams has gone at the chair. Most of the others got over it safely, and on down to the water they come. It's Rawade Frank from Rogue Angel. Highland Lodge and Good to Know. Double Shuffle took it in 5. Then Vieux Leon Rouge followed over by Pleasant Company, Centaur, Black Line, Perfect Candidate, Uccello Conti, Gasline Boy, Shantou Flyer, O'Foylan's Boy, then The Last Samurai, and there Rawade Frank hampered by a loose horse. He was virtually carried off the track. He managed to get back into it. Wounded Warrior meanwhile is well back. He's behind Course of Courses and more of that, and then Lord Windermere followed by Tenor Nivernais and Le Vatican. Le Mercure is 3/4 of the way back as they cross the Melling Road from Dropout Joe, followed further back in the third by Houblon de Zobo. One for Arthur as only got 4 or 5 behind. Katie Walsh is well back on Wonderful Charm. The field covered by more than 30 lengths. Dr. Harper and Just a Par continue towards the rear of the field, and they move on now towards fence 17.
And over the 17th, it was Wada Frank who led the way again from Rogue Angel and Good to Know. Close up behind his Black Line, and Verlion Rouge has gone well to this point. Then Double Shuffle and Highland Lodge just in behind. Then Gasline Boy back down to the inside, Saint Tar and Uccello Conti. And then Pleasant Company. Watching all of them get over that one okay. Now down towards the big open ditch again. Rogue Angel and Wada Frank just ahead of Good to Know. Verlion Rouge. Then Black Line close up in 5th from Saint Tar. Pleasant Company and Gasline Boy from Double Shuffle and Highland Lodge. Then more of that just ahead of Perfect Candidate, and behind that one then is just in behind that one is Dropout Joe as they go towards the next one, and over this one towards the back of the field Regal Encore. Just a Par is still way back along with Oublon de Zobo and Bishop's Road.
So Rogue Angel going the inside route and has the advantage to Wade Franck. Vieux Leon Rouge, Good to Know just in behind with Saint R. In the outside, Black Lion is very prominent with Double Shuffle. Highland Lodge out wide along with Perfect Candidate as they run to the Beecher's Brook number 22 for the second time. Cause of Causes in about 10th position. Pleasant Company just tracking them with Gasline Boy as they get to Beecher's, and Wade Franck leads Saint R right round the inside. Uccello Conti blundered a catastrophic blunder and has unseated Daryl Jacob as they now run towards Foynaven at the head of affairs. Then it's Rogue Angel that leads. Black Line getting into it. Wada Franck, Vieux Leon Rouge, Pleasant Company, Saint R, Double Shuffle in the next position as they run towards the Canal Turn, number 24 for the second time. They're followed by Gasline Boy and Lord Windermere. Perfect Candidate, Highland Lodge, O'Fwayland's Boy as Rogue Angel leads over the canal to Wada Franck in second, Black Lion in third, and then Vieux Leon Rouge, Saint R in there once again with Perfect Candidate as they reach second Valentine's.
And it was Rogue Angel who led them over Valentine's again. Pleasant Company made a really bad mistake. Ruby Walsh has done very well to hang on there as Rogue Angel leads from Black Lion to the outside of those. Wada Frank remains prominent in third from Verlion Rouge and Pleasant Company. Getting into it now is Cause of Causes, then Gasline Boy. Double Shuffle is next. Perfect Candidate made a very bad mistake and will be pulled up before the final open ditch. Shantou Fly has also been pulled up at the back of the field. Black Lion now drawing level here with Rogue Angel up top. It's 2 lengths away, Wada Frank. Then Verlion Rouge with every chance. Cause of Causes next. Then Pleasant Company, Gasline Boy, Lord Windermere, Saint R. And then Good to Know in front of O'Fwayland's Boy as they took the third last. Then one for Arthur, who's now looking to stay on late. Followed by Levatican and Highland Lodge, who's rather weakened out of it as Black Lion has gone clear. Black Lion by about 5 lengths now to Rogue Angel. Back in third, Wada Frank. Then Cause of Causes staying on from Verlion Rouge and Gasline Boy. From one for Arthur, and behind him then is Lord Windermere from Saint R. Further back to Good to Know, O'Fwayland's Boy and Levatican as they turn for home.
It's the most experienced rider in the race, Noel Feely, aboard Black Lion for trainer Nigel Twiston Davis, seeking his third national success, who leads them on the long run to the second last. Cause of Causes in the hoop jacket, and then the striped sleeves of Vieux Leon Rouge. Double Shuffle meanwhile is being pulled up. One for Arthur for Scotland is closing in on the left, and he jumps into second behind Black Lion as they took the penultimate fence. They're chased by Cause of Causes, Gasline Boy in the purple jacket, then Vieux Leon Rouge and Saint R from Lord Windermere and Pleasant Company. The final fence, one for Arthur, jumped through to take over, chased by Cause of Causes. Black Line in third, and then Gasline Boy. They're racing towards the elbow in the National, and it's one for Arthur, out in front for an historic Scottish success, chased hard by Cause of Causes and Jamie Codd. One for Arthur, and Derek Fox though are over 3 lengths clear. They've got a half furlong left to go in the National. It's one for Arthur. Cause of Causes isn't getting any closer. Only the second ever Scottish train winner of the National. One for Arthur, for Derek Fox and Lucinda Russell win the National. Cause of Causes second. An heroic effort from Saint R in third. Black Line in fourth. Then Gasline Boy, Vieux Leon Rouge, Regal Encore, Lord Windermere, Pleasant Company, Oublon de Zobo, Ballinagore got round. So too La Mercury, Good to Know, Just a Par, Vatican. The Last Samurai, Tenor Nivernais got round, and one or two of the others are still coming in.
Tiger Roll in about 10th or 11th position, just racing behind Bless the Wings. Over the next, Uccello Conti, Double Ross, the Dutchman, Milan's Bar, Pleasant Company. A mistake there came from Tenor Nivernais. Chase the Spud is still well towards the rear with Delusion of Grandeur as the field continue on to this next obstacle and running on towards the 12th fence with Uccello Conti and Double Ross. Milan's Bar. See You at Midnight, the pink and purple on the outside, the white cap Annabelle Fly. The check jacket Pleasant Company, Valser Lido on the inside, then Alpha de Zobo, a blue cap, Rachel Blackmore ahead of Bless the Wings and Saint R, who's made a couple of mistakes. Beta Zeal, the grey, is towards the outside. Gasline Boy, ridden patiently by Robbie Dunn. The purple is also just behind the leaders, racing in company with Road to Riches, Total Recall. Raz de Marais is well back in the field with Carlingford Lock and Vieux Leon Rouge, but into the home straight first time, it's Uccello Conti with a loose horse for company leading the Randox Health Grand National Field.
Uccello Conti out in front then from Double Ross, who's running in second. Milan's Bar is still very much prominent. The Dutchman and Pleasant Company are close up in behind, along with Seawhip Midnight in the pink and purple as they take the 13th. And it was Uccello Conti who rose first. Just in front then of Double Ross in second. Milan's Bar in third from Pleasant Company, and then came the Dutchman. Just in behind that one then is Alpha de Zobo in the blue cap from Bless the Wings. Wider out then is Annabelle Fly. Down towards the inside then is Valsalido with the white cap. That one then being followed by Warrior's Tale, Centaur and Tenor Nivernais behind those, along with Gasline Boy. At the back of the field looks like Chase the Spud's going to be pulled up there before they take the chair. Getting to the chair now, Uccello Conti's going to lead over it from Pleasant Company in second. Down there was Alpha de Zobo at the chair. Centaur has been brought down as well. So Centaur and also out at the chair there was Alpha de Zobo as Uccello Conti led them towards the water from Pleasant Company, the Dutchman and Double Ross. From Milan's Bar is landed next from See You at Midnight. Then came Valsalido. Behind Valsalido then is Bless the Wings and Tiger Roll and Children's List. Behind Children's List is Warrior's Tale. Next in the field then towards the outside Annabelle Fly. And then behind Annabelle Fly is Bay de Zille. Then Road to Riches down to the inside from Verlion Rouge. Total Recall is way back through the field in company there with Pendra and Shantou Flyer. Behind Shantou Flyer then is Thunder and Roses, who's one of the last still going. Right out the back there, Raz de Marais is ridden along, and then came the last Samurai. Majo is still going, but he's a long way behind. Delusion of Grandeur has been pulled up. They've got 14 more fences to take as they begin their second circuit. Double Ross, Milan's Bar, Uccello Conti and Pleasant Company are right up there.
Over the 17th then, Uccello Conti leads the field in the Grand National with Pleasant Company for close company. Double Ross and Milan's Bar to the outside, along with See You at Midnight. And these are followed by Bless the Wings in company with Children's List as they get over the next fence and head on towards the open ditch for the second time. Fence number 19, Uccello Conti, along with Pleasant Company, Double Ross and Milan's Bar. Big jump by Pleasant Company. The Dutchman is following them with on the outside See You at Midnight, Children's List. In the next position with Tiger Roll, Valser Lido. Annabelle Fly is to the outside, and then Warrior's Tale as they come to fence at number 20. And getting over that towards the rear is Pendra, and just about the last touching down over that is Thunder and Roses as we now move on to the one before Beecher's second time.
So heading towards fence 21, they are going to be bypassing Beecher's Brook second time, so they'll have to angle towards their outside here as Pleasant Company leads the field to the nose banded Uccello Conti, and then Milan's Bar and See You at Midnight and Double Ross and Valsalido and Children's List and the Dutchman and Bless the Wings, who's in mid-division, followed by Gasline Boy and the grey Bay de Zille is tracking Annabelle Fly, who's got the white cap, then Road to Riches and Vieux Leon Rouge and Tenor Nivernais and Total Recall. Pendra is well back at this stage with Raz de Marais as they draw towards the Foynehaven fence. Those that remain have successfully bypassed Beecher's, and it's Pleasant Company in front from Uccello Conti. See You at Midnight landed over Foynehaven in third. Valsalido with a white cap. Gasline Boy is back towards midfield. The Dutchman has gone there at Foynehaven when just behind them. They come to the canal turn for the second time. Pleasant Company, Uccello Conti. See You at Midnight. Valsalido lifts off in fourth. Uccello Conti makes a terrible mistake. A slight error from Beda Zeal. The Last Samurai is still going in rear. Thunder and Roses is last of those that remain as they take Valentine's for the second time.
Pleasant Company and David Mullins to Uccello Conti. The outside See You at Midnight Children's List. Bless the Wings. Tiger Roll. Valsalido following them. Milan's Bar starting to lose ground now. Annabelle Fly very wide on the course. Double Ross has also lost some ground. Shantou Flyer has been pulled up, and the Last Samurai is also being eased out of the race, as it is Pleasant Company and See You at Midnight under Brian Hughes. Thunder and Rose is also pulled up. Getting over the next, Uccello Conti made a terrible mistake and gave Daryl Jacob no chance. Uccello Conti out of it. Total Recall well back in the field. See You at Midnight and Pleasant Company. Tenor Nivene has been pulled up as well. Tiger Roll asked up over this third last and jumped it well. Valsalido is next, and then Bless the Wings Children's List, and then Milan's Bar, Gasline Boy, Annabelle Fly, and Double Ross ahead of Road to Riches. Vieux Leon Rouge still going is Razda Mare under strong pressure. Pendra, Beda Zeal, Total Recall, Carlingford Lock, and looking like being pulled up at the back of the field is Warrior's Tale as they make the run back towards home. And Tiger Roll coming in between Bless the Wings and Pleasant Company. Valsalido 4, Annabelle Fly is in 5th, and about to go into 6th position is Gasline Boy. 2 left to jump.
So 2 to take in the National. Pleasant Company with the lead. Tiger Roll is only a length in behind. Bless the Wings is back in 3rd. Then came Annabelle Fly, and Valsalido is next in 5th from the staying on. Gasline Boy 2 from the end. Pleasant Company makes a mistake, and Tiger Roll has come there cruising to the outside. Tiger Roll now into the lead from Pleasant Company. Bless the Wings in 3rd, then Annabelle Fly. There's the then clear from Valsalido and Gasline Boy. Tiger Roll by 3 lengths, and he's doing it easily from Pleasant Company in 2nd. They're 10 lengths away to Bless the Wings. Annabelle Flies back in 4th as they run now towards the elbow, and it's Tiger Roll who's out in front under Davy Russell, the oldest rider in the race. He sends his mount clear at the elbow by 5 lengths to Pleasant Company in 2nd. Bless the Wings in 3rd, then Annabelle Fly. They're halfway up the run-in though, and it's Tiger Roll under Davy Russell for Gordon Elliott. He'll win his 2nd national if he can see out the final 100 yards. Pleasant Company's gaining ground. Tiger Roll seeing it out. Tiger Roll, maybe just from Pleasant Company at the line. Then Bless the Wings and Annabelle Fly 3rd and 4th. Clear from Milan's Bar. Then came Road to Riches and Gasline Boy. Valsalido, Verlion Rouge, Razda Mare, See You at Midnight, and Beda Zeal.
He's got them, and they're off in the Randox Health Grand National of 2019. On the run to the first of 30 fences. General Principle is one of the first to show, in company with Magic of Light, and Vintage Clouds is well to the fore. Monbeg Notorious is on the inside, along with Noble Endeavour, as they prepare to leave the ground at number 1.
So the grey Vintage Clouds is up among the leaders, and Vintage Clouds has gone at the first. He's come down up for review, I think, is another we've lost at the first fence as well. So a couple of casualties as they come on quickly to the second, with a nose-banded mare. Magic of Light has gone up to join the leaders. T for 2 at this stage is a long way back in the field, and Rock the Casbah is just about last as they come to the big ditch, the 3rd, and Step Back has taken over. Jumps it ahead of Magic of Light and Go Conquer and Don Poley in the black jacket. Rock the Casbah makes a very bad mistake at the back of the field, but they've all cleared it, and they're going on towards the 4th, and it's Step Back and Go Conquer, Ballyoptic and Magic of Light and Walk in the Mill, and Vieux Leon Rouge and Minella Rocco, and Ramses Deteye is back in midfield. Tiger Roll is also in mid-division, and then towards the inside, Valsalido tracking Noble Endeavour and Captain Redbeard as they come to the one before Beechers.
At fence number 5, then Step Back landed over with the lead from the men. Magic of Light in 2nd. Close up there is Ballyoptic together with Go Conquer and Verlion Rouge. Out wide of Minella Rocco as they approach Beechers now, with Warrior's Tale next, with Ramses Deteye and Live Love Laugh not too far behind, with Joe Farrell at Beechers Brook. Step Back landed with the lead, watching the field get over. They all appear to be safely over. The final one was Monbeg Notorious, who was driven on the landing side. They head on down towards Foynaven, and it's Magic of Light together here with Don Poley. Had a bad mistake there from Ballyoptic at Foynaven. They're all over that one okay. Another mistake though from Monbeg Notorious as they run down towards the canal turn. It's Rathfinden who's now come through to just about lead from Magic of Light and Step Back and Don Poley. Then came General Principle and Walk in the Mill and Ballyoptic and then Go Conquer, and Pleasant Company from Noble Endeavour. On the inside then is Captain Redbeard, then came Live Love Laugh, and Mon Mome Notorious remains to back marker.
Over Valentine's they go, and Rathvinden out in front, jumping soundly to Magic of Light and Step Back and Pleasant Company and Don Poli. General Principle with the orange cap and Walk in the Mill and Ballyoptic and Go Conquer. Minella Rocco towards the outer, then Live Love Laugh in a pink jacket as they step out over the next. Ramses de Teye is slightly worse than mid-division, with the other of the Greys, Lakeview Lad with a green cap there tracking Vieux-Lyon Rouge. Mon Mome Notorious continues tailed off. One for Arthur is a long way back with Rock the Casbah as they go out over the open ditch. Towards the rear also we've got T for Two and Just a Par. Meanwhile towards midfield Regal Encore is tucked away, so too Noble Endeavour. Single Farm Payment is 3/4 of the way back as they take the next on the run back towards the Anchor Bridge crossing. Up ahead Pleasant Company with the yellow sleeve, Step Back out wide, Rathvinden between them. Then Regal Encore going a bit closer with a nose banded Magic of Light from Walk in the Mill and Go Conquer. Minella Rocco and General Principle just in behind these. Ballyoptic, Tiger Roll, the star on the cap for Davy Russell, has got a good position as they make the run around now towards the next pair of fences, numbers 13 and 14.
So turning towards the home straight for the first time, they will be bypassing fence number 17 here. It's Step Back in front of Pleasant Company in second. Rathvinden is there in third. Walk in the Mill and James Best next in the field. Paddy Kennedy and Magic of Light. Minella Rocco is to the outside of the field. Blow by Blow is wider still. Tiger Roll follows the leaders in company with General Principle and Regal Encore as they get to the 14th. Ballyoptic is also just in behind them in company with Annabelle Fly. The white cap, Vieux-Lyon Rouge in midfield with Lakeview Lad and Warrior's Tale on that one's outer. Noble Endeavour to the inside, followed by Captain Redbeard as they jump the one before the chair. A mistake back in the pack there came from Outlander, well towards the rear, along with Just a Par, Rock the Casbah, and the winner 2 years ago, One for Arthur, has only got the struggling Mon Mome Notorious behind as the field approach the chair. Taken once and once only. Pleasant Company, Rathvinden, a bad blunder there from Magic of Light. They all have managed to get over it, however, as they come on towards the water. Pleasant Company, Rathvinden, Step Back, Walk in the Mill, Go Conquer, Magic of Light and Live Love Laugh. A mistake from Rathvinden when in front there. To the outside, racing in about 10th position is Minella Rocco, who is in company with Joe Farrell at this stage. Ballyoptic just ahead of those two. Valtor, the green jacket, in company with General Principle as the field head out in the country once again, and they are going to have to keep towards the outside of the course here because they are being waved around fence number 17. And sticking to the inside, it is Minella Rocco in company with Step Back and Pleasant Company. Magic of Light, Rathvinden, Live Love Laugh still very much up there with Walk in the Mill.
So over 3/4 of the field still going as they go beyond the halfway point in the Randox Health Grand National and make the run now on towards the next plain fence. Step Back in the cheek pieces with Rathvinden, the red cap, and Pleasant Company. Regal Encore down towards the inner track there by Valtor. Step Back jumping markedly out to his right there. Towards the rear of the field, a very bad mistake by Blow, almost came to a standstill, and they come to the ditch for the second time. Rathvinden, Magic of Light, Live Love Laugh in the pink jacket. Ballyoptic made a mistake. Jury Duty has unseated and Rock the Casbah has fallen, and General Principle has also gone at the ditch. On towards the next they go. Live Love Laugh is going to pick up just ahead of Rathvinden. Step Back towards the outside. Go Conquer in the blue and yellow jacket is still there. Towards the back of the field, still One for Arthur. Don Poli's lost his position. Marla Beach is a long way back at this stage as they go to the One Before Beaches once again.
Looks like Minella Rocco is going to pull up before this one as they jump the One Before Beaches, now being led by Walk in the Mill from Rathvinden. Blow by Blow's been pulled up at the back of the field. Live Love Laugh has got every chance at the moment right in that leading wave. Walk in the Mill, Magic of Light, Rathvinden, Pleasant Company and Ballyoptic at Beaches now for the second time. Over Beaches they go, and Single File Payment made a small mistake on the inside, but once again the remaining runners are all safely over Beaches Brook. They head down to Foynehaven, being led by Rathvinden from Pleasant Company and Magic of Light. Tiger Roll nicely up on the inside at that fence. Ultra Gold made a mistake as they went over Foynehaven as they make the journey down to the canal again. Rathvinden from Live Love Laugh, Pleasant Company, Magic of Light, Tiger Roll, Walk in the Mill, Ballyoptic, then Valsalido, Regal Encore ahead of Vieux-Lyon Rouge and Annabelle Fly. Valtor made a mistake at that one, so too did Noble Endeavour. Step Back's going to be pulled up after the canal turn as Rathvinden leads them over Valentine's
and makes a mistake in the process. Rathvinden, he
hit it quite hard. He managed to keep his feet, but he's been passed by the nose-banded Magic of Light. Pleasant Company with the yellow sleeves is still there. Then Live, Love, Laugh. Rathvinden now back in fourth as they take the next from Walk in the Mill. And Tiger Roll nodded on landing there. He just stuttered his way over it, but he kept his feet okay. Captain Redbeard and Regal Encore are right behind him with Valsalido and then Valtor. Bless the Wings in midfield. Looks like Noble Endeavour is being pulled up, and another mistake from Tiger Roll, and Pleasant Company has gone at that one. Got a couple of others gone at the back of the field. Might have been Ballyoptic who went as well. And it's Magic of Light, the mare, going towards the third last in the National. She jumps it soundly from Rathvinden. Tiger Roll, despite those errors, is right there on the inside under Davy Russell. Then Live, Love, Laugh. A small break to Regal Encore, who's followed by Walk in the Mill as they go across the Anchor Bridge Road. And then back towards the inside, Captain Redbeard from Annabelle Fly with the white cap. Way back in the field, just a par is pulling up by the looks of things. T for 2 is a long way behind, and they're heading towards the final 2 fences in the National.
It is Magic of Light. She leads the way here. Tiger Roll in second position. Can he emulate the Great Red Rum? He's in second place. Rathvinden is in third at this stage. Regal Encore, Walk in the Mill, trying to stick in there. Live, Love, Laugh to the outside. Annabelle Fly looking to plug on. One for Arthur. The Black Jacket is starting to make ground from the rear as they get to the second last in the Randox Health Grand National. Magic of Light and Tiger Roll is poised on her girth. Rathvinden is in third place. It is in fourth position, then Walk in the Mill as Tiger Roll out jumps Magic of Light at the last. Rathvinden is in third place, and it is Tiger Roll who now takes the advantage, coming to the elbow from in second position. Magic of Light, Rathvinden, one for Arthur, staying on into fourth. It's been 45 years, and now Davy Russell shakes up Tiger Roll. Magic of Light in second, Rathvinden in third. Walk in the Mill is back in fourth. Tiger Roll is remarkable. He comes up towards the winning line under Davy Russell to win his second Randox Health Grand National. Tiger Roll joins the greats and beats Magic of Light, a massive run in second. Rathvinden third, clear of Walk in the Mill, Annabelle Fly, and then one for Arthur. Regal Encore, single farm payment finishing so too. Outlander leading home many finishers in the Randox Health Grand National of 2019.
Here they come. They're off for the 2020 Randox Grand National. 40 runners getting away, and as they head towards the Melling Road, one of the slowest away, Give Me a Copper's out the back early on. Sub-lieutenants towards the rear as well with Ballyoptic. Any second now is prominent though. Kimberlite Candy is also prominent. Jet towards the outside with Yala Enki, Double Shuffle and Acapella Bourgeois, and here's the first.
And they jump over the first, and we've got a faller down towards the inside. One down on the inside is Lakeview Lad. Lakeview Lad has gone at fence number 1. On towards the second, Jet's prominent out wide on the track along with Any Second now. Handy down towards the inside is Cloth Cap along with Lord de Menil. They're followed by Minella Times and Burrow Saint and Double Shuffle and Yala Enki at the big ditch. These are then followed by Farclar, wider out Cabaret Queen, then Acapella Bourgeois, Talk is Cheap, and Minella Celebration. Back through them to find Kimberlite Candy, who's currently racing with Canelo, then Amy Delbois and Balco de Flo as they get over the next one, the fourth. Last one there was Annabelle Fly. Looks like Magic of Light is unseated rider. Magic of Light is out of the race as they go to the one before Beaches.
And Clothcap and Tom Scudamore, they're taking the brave route down the inside here in the green cap. Jet is right there alongside, and out wider is Yala Enki, Cabaret Queen and Double Shuffle as they head on down towards Beaches Brook. Lord de Menil is in the firing line as well, and they're followed by Acapella Bourgeois and Farclar as they jump Beaches now and sailing over, all safely over, definitely read well down the field. Mr. Malarkey is out the back of the field as well with OK Corral, and now quickly onto the Foynaven fence. And up front it's Cloth Cap on the inside of Jet, Yala Enki. They're followed by Any Second now in the white cap. Minella Times is handy in the green with the white starred cap. Definitely red on the inside, out wide a Double Shuffle as they approach the canal turn. Cabaret Queen is out wide of Burrows Saint as they jump the canal, and Jet rises first from Yala Enki. Cloth Cap round the inside, and they're all safely over with just about the last to land. Annabelle Fly as now they head on to Valentine's Brook.
And Jet and Cloth Cap are together in the lead. Lord Dominion made a mistake going out over Valentine's. Watching the rest of the field, they've all got over safely. Jet, Yalarenki and Burrows Saint with Farclar and Cabaret Queen. Then Minella Celebration, Lord Dominion, Double Shuffle and Cloth Cap to the inside any second now. Made a bad mistake there, but it was a good sit from his rider Mark Walsh as they run on now down towards the next one, which is another open ditch. And it's Jet, Minella Celebration, Yalarenki, Burrows Saint, Cloth Cap up the inside from Double Shuffle. Minella Celebration is unseated rider going out over that ditch. Minella Celebration's out of it. Jet, Yalarenki, Farclar, Lord de Benil, Cloth Cap and Double Shuffle, followed by Minella Times and Farclar. Burrows Saint out wider on the track, then Talk is Cheap. We've got a faller down towards the inside. Double Shuffle has gone at that one. Double Shuffle has crashed out at fence number 12. It's Jet who leads them over the Anchor Bridge crossing. From in second, Cloth Cap. Then Lord de Benil and Yalarenki, followed by Farclar. Then Burrows Saint and Cabaret Queen. Behind those, Minella Times and Disco Rama. Then Chris's Dream, Talk is Cheap. Behind those, Potter's Corner, Verlion Rouge and Acapella Bourgeois from Bristol to May. And then Canelo, the long mile to the inside any second now. Made that mistake earlier on. Then Kimberlite Candy as they begin to race towards the 13th, and Jet is in the lead.
And as many as 36 of them head down towards this fence, with Jet, the orange sleeves, being tracked by Lord de Menil in the cheek pieces. Cloth Cap still right down on the inside, good position for Tom Scudamore, the green cap, and is being followed through by Minella Times. Anabar Fly is going to be pulled up before the 13th. Shattered Love is a long way back with Mr. Malarkey, and OK Corral as a couple of loose horses spearhead the field approaching the 14th. Jet will pick up and land 3 or 4 lengths ahead of Lord de Menil and Cloth Cap and Burrows Saint and a pale jacket right in behind them. Towards the rear, Taking Risks made a mistake. Give Me a Copper is in the last group of 4. Milan Natives quite a long way back as well with Hogan's Height as they come towards the chair, and it's Jet and Sam Whaley-Cohn with a clear lead at the chair. Soar out over it. Cloth Cap took it in second, and then Lord de Menil. Leaders are over safely. Canelo has gone, and Mi Debois has also gone. Couple of fallers at the chair. Out the water, Jet going further clear from Cloth Cap. Lord de Menil jumped it in third. Then Burrows Saint, Minella Times, Cabaret Queen, the grey Farclar, Vieux-Lion Rouge and Yala Enki from Discorama, and then towards midfield, Alpha de Zobo and Chris's Dream is cutting the corner from Talk is Cheap and Acapella Bourgeois. Then Tute Permis and Potter's Corner definitely ready, is being pushed along. Further back to Bristol de May, any second now, Kimberlite Candy, OK Corral, Balco de Flow, then Class Conti as they move towards the Melling Road from the Long Mile and Hogan's Height and Shatters Love and Bally Optic and Milan Native, Sub-Lieutenant, Taking Risk, Give Me a Copper, and Mr. Malarkey is last of those still going. But as they approach the 17th, Jet and Sam Whaley-Cohn are still in a clear lead.
Jet over the 17th is clear by 10 lengths over Cloth Cap. Is over in second. Burrows Saint has landed in third. A very bad mistake there from Milan Native. Mr. Malarkey's been pulled up. Taking Risks has also been pulled up before the 17th as Jet has jumped over the 18th with about a 12-length lead over Cloth Cap in second. Then Discorama and Burrows Saint and Farclar coming to the big open ditch. It's Jet. Steadies and over safely. 12 lengths clear from Cloth Cap, Burrows Saint, Discorama. Then Minella Times, Cabaret Queen and Farclar from Verlion Rouge and Acapella Bourgeois. Then Balco de Flow and Black Line from Chris's Dream. Alpha de Zobe, Yalarenki and Talk is Cheaper the next ones. Then Kimberlite Candy in the long mile together with Shattered Love. And then Milan Native. Verlion Rouge has gone there. Verlion Rouge is out of the race as they now go down towards the one before Beaches, and Jet is still well clear.
With a commanding advantage, must be 8 or 10 lengths clear of Cloth Cap in second place. Burrows Saint moving easily in the pink jacket. Cabaret Queen's on the outside. They're followed through by Bally Optic, refused at the back of the field. Back on the inside, Minella Times is still handy, but Jet leads by a widening margin, if anything, over Beeches Brook. Leads by a good 10 lengths, maybe 12, to Cloth Cap and Burrows Saint. And then behind these is any second now as they stream over. Hogan's Height is right out the back. So too is Class Conti. Pulling up, there is the Long Mile as they jump the Foynaven fence, and it's Jet that continues to lead in the hands of the amateur Sam Whaley-Cohn, well clear of the favourite Cloth Cap, and Burrows Saint on the outside as they approach the canal turn, and Jet being angled across, and he jumps it well. Cloth Cap, Burrows Saint, they're followed by Disco Rama, and then behind these is Minella Times in the green cap. Chris's Dream nipping round the inside at Valentine's Brook. Jet is clear.
Jet still well clear then at this point, going out over Valentine. Still must have about a 10-length lead. Give Me a Copper made a very bad mistake towards the back of the field. Sub-Lieutenant still going, but it's a long way behind. Talk is Cheap has been eased right off as they jump over the next one, and Jet is clear, going out over fence number 26. It's Jet by 10 lengths to Burrow Saint, Minella Times and Discorama. Then Farclard, Cabaret Queen and Cloth Cap, who's been ridden along, going towards the final open ditch, and that was 4 out. It's Jet not so far in front now, but it's still 8 lengths or so. Chris's Dream is unseated rider over that final ditch. It is Jet clear, going towards 3 out from Burrow Saint. Cloth Cap's going to be pulled up before the next one. Cloth Cap is out of the race as Jet leads, but only now by about 4 or 5 lengths to Burrow Saint, who travelled strongly there in second place. Minella Times is to the inside of him. Then Discorama, Black Lion has got notably closer now. Then to the outside, Cabaret Queen. Balco de Flo is also now looking to play his part. Then Any Second now and Farclar. These were ahead from Alpha Desobo. Then Shattered Love way back to Milan Native. Give Me a Copper and Class Conti as they head towards home. There's still quite a few chances. Jet has now come back to them, about to be joined by Minella Times. Balco de Flo between them, Burrow Saint. Any Second now, Discorama and Black Lion right behind.
Jet is running his race. It was a gallant race, but he's fading back through the field swiftly. Balco de Flo with the orange cap. Burrow Saint in the pale pink silks. Minella Times, the star on the cap on the right for Rachel Blackmore. And she lands just in front over the second last Rachel. It's Minella Times from Balco de Flo. Burrow Saint, Any Second now. The hoops with the white cap staying on. Then Discorama. Here's the final fence in the Randox Grand National. And over in front and over 2, 3 lengths clear Minella Times from Balco de Flo. Any Second now continues to stay on. Burrow Saint wandering out into the centre of the track. They head towards the elbow with over a furlong to cover in the National, but it's Rachel Blackmore and Minella Times who are out 4 lengths clear of Balco de Flo, and Any Second now. Burrow Saint back in 4th is running on empty. 150 yards to go in the National. Minella Times for JP McManus, Henry de Bromhead, and more significantly Rachel Blackmore. History in the National. Minella Times wins from Balco de Flo. Any Second now is 3rd, Burrow Saint 4.
And they're off for the 2022 Randox Grand National. The runners stream down towards the first of 30 fences and towards the Melling Road, and Fiddler on the Roof is one of the first ones to show, together with Sam Crow. Annabelle Flying Eclair Surfer right up there as well. Together there within the centre of the racecourse, prominent Freewheeling Dylan as they prepare to take the first.
Cocoa Beach and Longhouse Poet down at the first. Enjoy Dalen. Another one has gone at the first. It might have been Mount Ida. On towards the second, Cocoa Beach with Longhouse Poet. 2 for Gold out wide, went through it. Then after these, Lost in Translation, Freewheeling Dylan, and then Annabelle Fly in a red cap just behind it. Claire Sir, Sam Crow towards the inside, followed then by Fiddler on the Roof as they jump the ditch, and a couple have gone there. It looks like Eclair Surf and Annabelle Fly are down at the ditch. On towards the next, and over Cocoa Beach from 2 for Gold, followed by Lost in Translation, Freewheeling Dylan, and then towards the inside Cloth Cap, and then a little wider is Class Conti as they race now to the 1 before Beaches.
Grey Cocoa Beach, who leads them over the 5th, with Longhouse Poet towards the inside, the red cap and Cloth Cap tracking them. Nose Bandit 2 for Gold is right up there, with Lost in Translation, a Yellow Jacket and Augusta Gold and Remainder Sanam, and then Escaria 10 as they make the run towards Beaches. And it's Cocoa Beach the Grey who's going to lift off just in front with 2 for Gold right alongside. Leaders are over OK. Black Lion made quite a bad mistake, but it looks as though the bulk of the field has cleared Beaches, and they're now bearing down on the Foynehaven fence, the smallest on the course. Cocoa Beach and 2 for Gold, followed by Longhouse Poet and Cloth Cap and Lost in Translation. Freewheeling Dylan is up there with Augusta Gold towards the outside. Sam Crow and a yellow cap down on the inner as they close on the canal turn. 2 for Gold and Cocoa Beach from Longhouse Poet and Cloth Cap and Lost in Translation and Freewheeling Dylan. Good jump on the inside from Fiddler on the Roof, who cut the corner. Death Duty is down. Run While Fred is down. Darasha Counter also down at the canal turn. 3 out there, and the rest are going over Valentine's.
Over Valentine's, it looks as though Minella Times might have gone there. Check on that. It's 2 for gold with Cocoa Beach with close-up Cloth Cap. Then on the outside is still lost in translation. Minella Times is a faller. Snow Leopardess is well back at the moment. Augusta Gold was a faller at that last fence as they move on to the next. 2 for gold and Cocoa Beach the grey. Schoolboy Hours has been pulled up as they jump this one. Longhouse Poet is right there with Cloth Cap in the white sleeves, white cap. They're followed by Lost in Translation, Freewheeling Dylan, and then Romanda Sanam is quite handy. Fiddler on the Hoof is still there, right there with Samker on the inside in the yellow cap, and they're chased by Any Second Now, and still towards the back Snow Leopardess as they make their way towards the Anchor Bridge crossing, and it's Cocoa Beach that leads from 2 for gold in second place. Then Longhouse Poet on the inside. Wider out is still Lost in Translation, Freewheeling Dylan, then Romanda Sanam just hunting up the leaders. Santini is not too far behind them as well. Any second now. Also Good Boy Bobby just behind Noble Yeats and Domaine de Lille towards the inside as they race on towards the next couple of plain fences. Then it'll be the chair.
So making the way towards the 13th fence, and it's Cocoa Beach who's out in front under John Joe O'Neill Jr. and shows the way from the green and red of 2 for gold in second. Lost in Translation and Freewheeling Dylan and Roman de Sanam are the next ones. Discorama has been pulled up at the back of the field. Discorama is out of the race. Good Boy Bobby made quite a bad mistake going out over the fence number 13 on towards the 14th now, and it's Cocoa Beach and 2 for gold the leading pair. Close up behind is Cloth Cap together with Lost in Translation. At the back of the field there, quite a few bad mistakes. Mighty Thunder certainly clouted it. They're on the way towards the chair though. 2 for gold together with Cocoa Beach. The loose horse just getting in the way a little there of Lost in Translation. Cloth Cap, Sam Crow, Noble Yeats, Fiddler on the Roof and Dingo Dollar prominent runners as they get out over the chair. Domaine de Lille has gone. Kildasard is also down. Burrow Saint is another one to come down at the chair. 2 for gold and Cocoa Beach led them over the water. From Longhouse Poet and Lost in Translation. Then Noble Yeats and Cloth Cap and Freewheeling Dylan. Escaria 10 and then Dingo Dollar, followed by Santini and Sam Crow. Next, just in behind those is Any Second Now. Then Roman de Sanam and Black Line. Topville Ben is still going. Further back to Poker Party. And then Good Boy Bobby. Another one still in the contest at the moment is Brahma Bull, Mighty Thunder. Snow Leopardess is going to be pulled up before going out on the second surface. And Snow Leopardess is out of the National. They're racing down then towards the next one. It's the 17th and it's 2 for gold. Together with Cocoa Beach, Dingo Dollar, Lost in Translation and Freewheeling Dylan.
2 for gold and Cocoa Beach over the next. They're going to be waved out towards the right as they jump the next the fence after this one, the ditch, because there's a horse on the inside. Out wide is Lost in Translation. It's 2 for gold attacking there from Lost in Translation. There's the flag followed by Cocoa Beach. Escaria 10 and close up Freewheeling Dylan with Longhouse Poet as they bypass this fence, this open ditch. Escaria 10 follows with Noble Yeats and Sam Crow and Romanda Sanam, and then Dingo Dollar and Santini. And then further back is Fiddler on the Roof, who's lost a few places from Topville Ben. Fortescue still going. Also still going is Any Second Now. Over that one, Delta Work is stood in the race. Mighty Thunder made a mistake when in the rear. Brahma Bull is towards the rear as well with Cloth Cap, and also towards the rear Good Boy Bobby as they jump the one before Beaches.
2 for gold in the noseband, who just about had the lead to Cocoa Beach and Longhouse Poet and Freewheeling Dylan. Escaria 10, the maroon sleeves and cap. Then Lost in Translation and a yellow jacket. Dingo Dollar is just behind Remainder Sanam. Cloth Cap is being pulled up. Fortescue's being pushed along, but he's still going worse than midfield as the leaders take Beaches for the second time. First half dozen have jumped it well. Stragglers getting over it as well. There'll be 30 lengths top to tail among those still going, as 2 for gold and Cocoa Beach lead them to Foynehaven. From Longhouse Poet, Lost in Translation and Freewheeling Dylan. Noble Yeats making a bit of progress with the orange sleeves. Then Escaria 10 and Remainder Sanam and Santini. Fiddler on the Roof and Sam Crow and Dingo Dollar and Any Second Now and Fortescue and Topville Ben and Black Line and Delta Work as 2 for gold and Cocoa Beach lead them at the Canal turn. Just ahead of Longhouse Poet and Freewheeling Dylan. Lost in Translation is right in behind them. Dingo Dollar is unseated and they're coming towards Valentine's for the final time.
And over this one, on the inside, Longhouse Poet in in the red cap. Down the centre, freewheeling Dylan, the grey Cocoa Beach. Out wide, Lost in Translation. 2 for Gold has just lost a place or two, followed by Ramanda Sanam as they jump 5 out. Noble Yeats is close up, stumbled slightly on landing, followed by Fiddler on the Roof. Santini on the inside's going okay, and then any second now getting a bit closer in a white cap. Sam Crow's out wide, just behind Iscaria 10 as they jump the next. The leaders are safely over. Gone is Fortescue, unseats the rider after a blunder. Looks like Good Boy Bobby has been pulled up. As they continue on, it's Cocoa Beach, freewheeling Dylan, Longhouse Poet, Irish Runners 1, 2, 3. Noble Yeats in 4th, Iscaria 10 in 5th, and then on the outside, Lost in Translation, followed by Santini, who's within 7 or 8 lengths of the lead as they make their way across the Anchor Bridge crossing. Further back is Romanda Sanam, trying to get on terms. Delta Work in the maroon with the white star cap. Then 2 for Gold, who's now weakening. Sam Crow on the outside, and then a gap to Commodore, and then Class Conti and Black Lion. The others are pulling up as they begin the left-hand turn for home on the run towards the second last. Longhouse Poet, freewheeling Dylan, Cocoa Beach, that's the front 3, chased by Noble Yeats, Iscaria 10 and Santini. Delta Work behind those. Fiddler on the Roof, and out wide is any second now. One of these is going to win it.
They're approaching 2 from the end in the National, then in the yellow jacket, freewheeling Dylan, now taken on by Noble Yeats, the Longhouse Poet, and Delta Work coming there with a big chance along with any second now. They go on from Fiddler on the Roof. Freewheeling Dylan now begins to weaken. Santini trying to stay on. The final fence in the National, and it's any second now. Noble Yeats with any second now just going on from Noble Yeats in second. Delta Work is back in third. Then Longhouse Poet and Santini and Fiddler on the Roof. Clear from freewheeling Dylan. They're approaching the elbow, and it's Noble Yeats. He's through to the inside now to lead from any second now, who's battling away all the way to the line. Noble Yeats in front by a length over any second now. It's Noble Yeats under Sam Welly going. A fairy tale end to his career. Noble Yeats has won the National, has beaten any second now. Delta Work was home in third. 4th across the line, Santini. Fiddler on the Roof was 5th. Longhouse Poet was 6th, and then freewheeling Dylan and Cocoa Beach and Iscaria 10. Then came Roman de Sanam, and then Sam Crow, Commodore, and further behind then, still coming Class Conti, Black Lion, and then freewheeling Dylan, and behind that one, Lost in Translation.
Coming forward, and they're off for the Randox Grand National Handicap Chase. And Handy in the centre is a Wave of the Sea in a red cap. Also going forward, the big dog Minella Trump as they cross the John Hammer Melling Road. Reciter Prayer in a yellow jacket is Handy, so too Frankie de Burley towards the outside with Cloudy Glen, and also Cocoa Beach as they jump the first fence.
At the first in the National, Cloudy Glen made a very bad mistake in his unseated rider. Recite a Prayer has also gone. Hill 16 and Galvin are also fallers there at fence number 1. They go towards the second. Cocoa Beach just about landed out in front, and Fury Road has gone at the back of the field, and also the big breakaway has gone, and Durasso's another faller at the second. At the third, the open ditch, Cocoa Beach, Lifetime Ambition. They lead the way from Minella Trump, then Mr. Coffee, Longhouse Poet and Born by the Sea. Then Corrick Rambler and back on the lash, followed to the inside by R Power as they take the 4th.
And it is Cocoa Beach that leads the way. Mr. Coffee is prominent, and so too is Lifetime Ambition ahead of Minella Trump, and then Longhouse Poet as they come to take the one before Beechers. Loose horses towards the 4 as well. Just in behind the lead is Born by the Sea. Born by the Sea is just racing in front. Vanillier is towards the back of the field at the moment. Our Power is towards the inside, followed by Velvet Elvis. Frankie Duberle and Lamilos is towards the back of the field as they now reach Beechers for the first time, and as they do so, it's Cocoa Beach that leads the way to Lifetime Ambition. Mr. Coffee, Our Power, in company with Longhouse Poet and Minella Trump as they come to Foynhaven for the first time, and it is still Cocoa Beach that leads the way. Just seeing over in midfield, Capodano made a mistake at that. Dunboyne is towards the back of the field along with Gabby's Cross, and also near the back is Cape Gentleman. So 3 loose horses ahead of the field as they reach the canal. Cocoa Beach in company with Lifetime Ambition, Mr. Coffee and Our Power. Longhouse Poet is unseated at the canal there. A bad mistake in rear from Enjoy to Len. Loose horses running across them as they reach Valentine's.
Getting over Valentine's Brook, Lifetime Ambition has refused, as Our Power and Mr. Coffee are now the leading pair. Close up behind is Cocoa Beach, and then came Minella Trump and Born by the Sea. Back on the lash, and Corach Rambler more towards the inside of Guamage as they get over that plain fence. Galliard de Menil is towards the back of the field, still going though, along with Any Second Now, and Enjoy Dallin. Dunboyne is just about last of all. Wider out there is Frankie de Burle with Gabby's Cross as they jump over this next open ditch. It is Mr. Coffee who leads the national field, from Cocoa Beach and Our Power close up behind. Then Minella Trump and Guamage and Corach Rambler as they jump over this plain one from Fortescue, and then came Born by the Sea and back on the lash and Eva's Oscar. Behind Eva's Oscar is the Big Dog, then the light blue silks of Mr. Incredible. These are then followed next by A Wave of the Sea, then Velvet Elvis to the inside of Vanillier. Ain't That a Shame is further back through them, along with Carefully Selected and Sam Brown. And behind Sam Brown is last year's winner Noble Yeats, and Cape Gentleman, Enjoy Dallin, Gabby's Cross, Any Second Now, and last of all is Dunboyne.
And turning now towards the two fences before the chair, Mr. Coffee leading the way to Cocoa Beach as they race on. A hand in behind is Our Power towards the inside, Wild Marge, and then Minella Trump. And they're followed towards the inside by Corach Rambler in a pretty good position. Back on the lash, and the Big Dog towards the outside as they jump this one. Followed then by Eva's Oscar, still in the race. Also still in the race is Fortescue and Born by the Sea in a red cap. Behind these leaders is A Wave of the Sea. Cape Gentleman has been pulled up, and they're over the next. Fortescue, Noble Yeats towards the rear still. Any Second Now is well off the pace, and Dunboyne right at the tail of the field. Also Gabby's Cross is well back with Velvet Elvis. Moving on to the chair is Mr. Coffee from Our Power. Cocoa Beach the grey on the outside, followed then by Minella Trump there, and a big mistake by Our Power on the inside of the chair. Going back in the field, Gabby's Cross is down. Also Sam Brown is a faller at the chair. Dunboyne remains well behind. Cocoa Beach over the water from Mr. Coffee in second place. They are followed by the Big Dog, very handy in third, Minella Trump and Wild Marge. Then Our Power on the inside, followed by Mr. Incredible close up now. Corach Rambler, then back on the lash. They're trapped by La Milos, and then on the inside is Fortescue. Behind these is Eva's Oscar. Noble Yeats is just about in touch. Vanillier along with Noble Yeats. Galliard de Menil is still just about in touch as well. At the back, Dunboyne is being pulled up. Velvet Elvis is detached, and Any Second Now is also rather detached, and they're going to be waved round the next fence.
It's Mr. Coffee and Cocoa Beach, the leading pair, as they bypass this one from Our Power and Guamage. And then came the Big Dog. He's in a great position there, the white and red with the noseband, followed by back on the lash. Any Second Now has been pulled up, and Velvet Elvis has also been pulled up as they take this next plain fence. The remaining runners are all safely over and now head towards the open ditch again. Mr. Coffee, Cocoa Beach and the Big Dog, followed by Our Power, Guamage. And then right behind this one came on the inside Mr. Incredible, and not on the landing side there for Minella Trump, then back on the lash, followed by Capodano. Behind that one is Born by the Sea, then Corach Rambler. Delta Work is creepy into it, then Carefully Selected as they take the next one.
And it is still Mr. Coffee and Cocoa Beach, the Big Dog on the outside. Rawamash following with Our Power. They're followed by Minella Trump, the striped jacket back on the lash. Delta Work in the centre of the course, a white cap on the far left, just jumping that, making a slight mistake. Galliard de Menil as Delta Work has gone at that one, and Eva's Oscar as well, as they head to Beaches. And it is still Mr. Coffee. Mr. Coffee, the maroon, in company with Cocoa Beach. Our Power, Rawamash, Corach Rambler not far away. The Big Dog the outside. Noble Yeats trying to make ground with Capodano. A nod from Minella Trump over that. Fortescue is towards the rear with Vanillier, and Carefully Selected trying to make some ground as they come to the Foynaven fence for the second time. Mr. Coffee is leading the way to Cocoa Beach and the Big Dog. Rawamage, Our Power the inside. Corach Rambler is following those in company with Minella Trump. Capodano on the outer, and then Rachel Blackmore and Ain't That a Shame on the long side. Les Milos, then A Wave of the Sea as they come to the canal turn. As they jump in, it's Mr. Coffee that leads the way to Cocoa Beach and the Big Dog as they approach Valentine's for the second time, and Mr. Incredible is unseated approaching it.
And over Valentine's Brook, it was Mr. Coffee touchdown out in front. He leads the way from Coco Beach and Wamage and the Big Dog. Then close up behind these in fifth is Our Power. These are then followed by Corach Rambler, the purple, and Yellow Silks. Minella Trump took a big chance at that. Capadana also made a mistake. Back on the lash has been pulled up before that fence. They now race towards the final open ditch. And this is 4 out Mr. Coffee. He's over in front from the Big Dog, who lands in second. Then came Our Power and Wamage. Coco Beach to the inside, then Born by the Sea, followed closely by a Capadano, and then Ain't That a Shame, he's got much closer. Soti Galeal de Melil, then Lamilos. Next is Minella Trump. Noble Yeats is under pressure now, followed then by Vanillier, and carefully selected a long way then back to find a Wave of the Sea. So they're heading over the Anchor Bridge crossing. Then it's Mr. Coffee is clear under Nico de Boinville from the Big Dog in second. Then Our Power back in third. Corach Rambler goes well at this stage in fourth. Then Lamilos and Born by the Sea and Ain't That a Shame, followed by Capadano, Galeal de Melil, Vanillier staying on. Then Noble Yeats, Minella Trump, and carefully selected.
So Mr. Coffee is clear in the hands of Nico de Boinville for trainer Nikki Henderson and Lady Bamford. 6-7 lengths clear of the Big Dog, followed by Wamage in the blue and yellow jacket. Corach Rambler towards the outside of those with the white face as they head down towards the second last. Mr. Coffee coming in to take it over in front of Corach Rambler, the Big Dog, Wamage in fourth. Lamilos tries to run on in fifth place, then Born by the Sea and Gallard de Menil. Noble Yeats further back. Now here they go towards the final fence in the Randox Grand National. Mr. Coffee is taken by Corach Rambler, and Corach Rambler has taken it up under Derek Foss from in second. Mr. Coffee, the Big Dog, Gallard de Menil, Wamage, and then behind these Born by the Sea. Noble Yeats is making very good late headway, and then Vanillier, but Corach Rambler is well clear at the elbow. Is Corach Rambler. Vanillier is staying on strongly, the grey in second place as they race up towards the line. Derek Fox for Lucinda Russell, the one for Arthur combination. They're going to win it again with Corach Rambler. Vanillier finishing strongly in second. Gaillard de Menil in third. It's tight for fourth between the Big Dog and last year's winner Noble Yeats. Then Born by the Sea, Wamage, and then further back a Wave of the Sea. And then behind those, Mr. Coffee, who faded, Lamilos, and then Our Power, who made a very bad early mistake. And also towards the back of them was Fortescue, Minella Trump finishing tired, carefully selected. Frankie de Burle also right out the back with Ain't That a Shame.
And they're off and racing in the Randox Grand National of 2024, heading towards the Melling Road in the first of 30 fences. Minella Crooner is up there. Late Night Pass over on the far side with Farouk Delen. Corach Rambler handy with Nassalam and Glen Gooley. Minella Indo just in behind as they reach fence 1.
Rider at fence number 1, last year's winner out of the race at the first this time. Nassalam prominent with Minella Crooner and Glen Gooley as they come down towards fence number 2. Eldorado Allen and Minella Indo also prominent. Foxy Jacks is well up there towards the outside. They're all safely. They're not. There's one down at fact. There's the loose horse who fell at the back. Corach Rambler just took another tumble. Here's the open ditch. Glen Gooley, Minella Crooner, Foxy Jacks, Eldorado Allen, then Minella Indo, followed by Farouk Delen and Galvin. Late Night Pass wider out, and then Coco Beach and to the inside Iron Maximus, then the Gotha and Kitty's Light as they come to take the fourth. It's Glen Gooley who landed out in front from Foxy Jacks, Minella Crooner, Farouk Delen, Late Night Pass and Eldorado Allen. Then came Nassalam, the Gotha, Kitty's Light and Minella Indo as they approach the fifth.
And Glen Gooley just about the leader, with on the outside is Foxy Jacks, Minella Crooner just behind these with Farouk Delen in the white cap, wider out Late Night Pass. The grey is Eldorado Allen as they head down to Beaches. Nassalam is chasing them with Minella Indo, and then back in the field to Delta Work, and on the inside Vanillier in a red jacket, one of the greys, as they jump Beaches Brook, and Glen Gooley is safely over, and they're all safely over Beaches Brook. Mr. Incredible is well back towards the inside, and also towards the inside Eclat a rear as they move on towards the next plain fence. And over this one is Glen Gooley that leads the way. Noble Yeats is one of the back markers at the moment. Glen Gooley from Minella Crooner, and then right up on the outside Foxy Jacks in the dark blue jacket, Eldorado Allen as they now reach the canal turn. They're followed then by Minella Indo, who goes well into about 5th place, followed then by Farouk Delen. Coco Beach is handy. Iron Maximus in a white cap just tracking them from Nassalam, and Late Night Pass Glen Gooley at Valentine's.
And Statler's been pulled up before Valentine's as the others get their way over it. Marlin Mission made a mistake. He's just about back marker. Also, Noble Yeats is well behind at the moment. Onto another plain fence. It's Glenn Gooley from Minella Crooner. Foxy Jackson, the dark blue jacket. Then Eldorado Allen, followed by Cocoa Beach and Farrick Delen. Another mistake from Marlin Mission further back. Nasalam, Kitty's Light, Galia Dilato, Adamantly Chosen, and Late Night Pass all chasing up the leaders at this point. Then Iron Maximus now to another open ditch. Watch him get over there. Marlin Mission still right at the back. Limerick Lace and Noble Yeats also some way toward the rear. So Glenn Gooley led as they approach another plain fence before they head towards the racecourse proper. Glenn Gooley over this one in front from Foxy Jackson second. Then Eldorado Allen. Eclat de Rear made a mistake there. Farrick Delen was also a little untidy. Glenn Gooley from Foxy Jacks as they head towards the Anchor Bridge crossing. Then Eldorado Allen and Minella Crooner from Galia Dilato, the yellow sleeves. Then Kitty's Light and Late Night Pass from Nasalam, Minella, Indo and Cocoa Beach. Delta Work, Galvin, Capadano the next ones. From the Goffer in the blue and the red. Then Janadil, Adamantly Chosen and Warmarge. Mac Totty back through them alongside Eclat de Rear, Mr. Incredible. Mac Totty some way towards the back of the field with Chemical Energy. Noble Yeats, the last one turning for home this time.
So onto the racecourse proper, and the leader is Glenn Gooley in the hands of Michael O'Sullivan. Two Foxy Jacks on the outside, Minella Crooner and Kevin Sexton. The black and white followed by Farrick Delen. Minella Indo quite handy with Eldorado Allen and Galia De Lito. Kitty's Light not too far away with Late Night Pass out wider as they meet fence 13. All of them managing to get over that. Chemical Energy is just in behind the front 7 or 8. Getting a little bit closer is Ain't That a Shame. And Nasalam is still just following the leaders with Minella Indo as they jump what will be the last next time around towards the rear. Mr. Incredible with Mac Totty and Limerick Lace after an earlier mistake towards the back with Panda Boy and Noble Yeats and Harry Cobden at the back of the field as they come to the chair, fence number 15. And it's Glenn Gooley to Foxy Jacks, Eldorado Allen, and unseating at the back. Marlin Mission went at the chair and Mr. Incredible as well. Marlin Mission and Mr. Incredible both went at the chair as Glenn Gooley leads them to the water. To Foxy Jacks, Minella Crooner, Eldorado Allen is up there on the inside. Late Night Pass and Gina Andrews out wider with Farrick Delen fairly handy. And then Minella Indo and Rachel Blackmore, Nasalam, Galia De Lito, Harry Skelton, Kitty's Light is there just better than midfield with I Am Maximus on the inside. And then Galvin and Ain't That a Shame and David Maxwell, followed by Vanillier, last year's runner-up. And then Capodano still in the race with Limerick Lace and Janadil and Panda Boy. Chemical Energy has lost a little bit of ground. Mac Totty is towards the rear and Noble Yeats is still at the back as the field cross the Melling Road and are about to lift off at fence 17.
Late Night Pass, Minella Crooner, Foxy Jacks, Glenn Gooley, Eldorado Allen the leaders from Minella, Indo and Nasalam close up behind the speed along with Galia de Lito, and then Ain't That a Shame in the red and brown. Kitty's Light goes well a little bit deeper out on the circuit in those red sleeves as they race towards another plain one. It's Foxy Jacks, Minella Crooner, Kitty's Light, Glenn Gooley, Minella Indo, Nasalam, Farrick Delen and Ain't That a Shame. Many chances going towards the open ditch now, fence number 19. Glenn Gooley in the centre in the red from Foxy Jacks, Eldorado Allen, Minella Indo, Galia de Lito. Late Night Pass wider from Minella Crooner. Then Kitty's Light, the Goffer, Meaty the Waters and Ain't That a Shame, followed then by Galvin and Delta Work. On towards another plain fence now. Glenn Gooley in the centre, took off in front there. Leading from Eldorado Allen, Minella Indo, Late Night Pass, Minella Crooner and Galia de Lito. Then Kitty's Light, Foxy Jacks has lost a bit of ground. Warmarge is coming into it. Looks like Mac Totty's going to be pulled up at the back.
Eldorado Allen right up the inside. In the centre, Glenn Gooley. Wider out, Late Night Pass in the red and white jacket. Then Minella Crooner. Galia de Litour in the yellow sleeves, Kitty's Light. And then Warmarge a little wider out. I Am Maximus going well on the inside in a white cap as they arrive now at Beaches Brook. And Eldorado Allen was the leader. And I Am Maximus made a mistake, and a worse mistake by Noble Yeats, who was struggling a bit anyway, as they run on now towards the Foynaven fence. And it's Eldorado Allen on on the inside of Glen Gooley. Galia de Latour. Out wide then is Late Night Pass from Minella Indo. After these towards the inside, Cocoa Beach still handy, and then Delta Work, Kitty's Light well in touch, and out wide Minella Crooner as they arrive back at the canal turn. Eldorado Allen from Glen Gooley, Late Night Pass. They're very well grouped together. Way back at the end of the field now is Farouk Dalen racing on towards Valentine's. Glen Gooley, Late Night Pass, and Eldorado Allen on the inside.
Eldorado Allen led them then, just about in front there for in Late Night Pass. Glen Gooley still well up there in the red and white. Galia de Latour also nicely handy with those yellow sleeves. Kitty's Light, Warmage, Minella Indo, then Delta Work in Cocoa Beach. Farouk Dalen has been pulled up before. Fence number 26, Foxy Jacks, is now the last one going, although he's losing touch. They're racing towards the final open ditch. Fence number 27, 4 out. Eldorado Allen, Late Night Pass, Galia de Latour, Kitty's Light. Meteor the Waters made a mistake. We've got one down at the back of the field there. It could well be Glen Gooley. Glen Gooley, the early leader, has gone. So Galia de Latour, Eldorado Allen, I Am Maximus on the heels of the leaders with Cocoa Beach. Then Delta Work, Kitty's Light, Late Night Pass. Foxy Jacks, Minella Crooner getting well behind. So too Chemical Energy. So approaching the Anchor Bridge crossing. Galia de Latour, Late Night Pass, Kitty's Light. Then Minella Indo. Right behind him with the blue cap is Delta Work. And then Eldorado Allen, I Am Maximus and Galvin. Warmage, the Goffer's got every chance. Meteor the Waters, Ain't That a Shame. Vanillier is now been ridden along. So to Cocoa Beach, and then Nassalam, and then Limerick Lace and Janadil. They head the way towards home. Many chances in the National.
And it's Gina Andrews on board Late Night Pass with a narrow lead to Galia de Latour and Harry Skelton. Minella Indo is just in behind with Kitty's Light and Delta Work. Galvin has crept into 6th. Then Ruamage just being chased along. I Am Maximus is next in the field, along with on the outside Meeting of the Waters. Late Night Pass just led over the second last. Kitty's Light coming to challenge. Minella Indo is held together. Galia de Latour just losing ground as Delta Work and Meeting of the Waters try and improve as they reach the 30th and final fence. Late Night Pass pressed by Minella Indo and Kitty's Light. Meeting of the Waters on the outside. Delta Work is coming there. I Am Maximus is also looking to get through. There's a loose horse involved as they run towards the elbow. Minella Indo and Rachel Blackmore to Delta Work in second. I Am Maximus is in third. Kitty's Light is in fourth. Minella Indo is pressed and passed by I Am Maximus, who starts to storm clear inside the last half furlong. And I Am Maximus and Paul Townend streaking away to win the Randox Grand National. I Am Maximus the winner. Second was Delta Work. Minella Indo, a fantastic run in third ahead of Galvin and Kitty's Light. Ain't That a Shame got round under David Maxwell ahead of Meeting of the Waters. Galia de Latour, Ruamage finishing. So too Limerick Lace, Cocoa Beach. Late Night Pass got tired. The Goffer, Vanillier, many finishers. Eclat de Rire, Panda Boy, Capo Dano, Noble Yeats, Nassalam, Eldorado Allen, and Adamantly Chosen.
Flags are raised and they're off for the 2025 Randox Grand National. Last year's winner, I Am Maximus, is one of the first ones to show in company with Vanillier and Senior Chief. Going up there is Duffelcoat and 3-Car Bragg and Percival Lagalwa not far away, along with Minella Kakuna as they come to take the first.
First, Celeb Dalen is right there, 3 under through 5 on the wide outside. Broadway Boy very handy. Hewick is wide as well in a green jacket. I Am Maximus going right down the inside alongside Senior Chief and Duffelcoat. And then 3-Car Bragg, followed behind these by Percival Lagalwa. Nick Rocket jumping it in the centre, fairly prominent as well. As they jump that one now on towards the open ditch and coming into it. Broadway Boy is going to take off in front from Hewick in second. Nick Rocket, I Am Maximus, 3-Car Bragg, Minella Kakuna. Then Beauport, Duffelcoat is gone at the third on the wide outside, 3 under through 5, followed by Brave Man's Game. A Hitman is handy in a red jacket as well as they jump the next. Monbeck Genius towards the back of the field. Also towards the back at the moment is Iroko, and out the back too is Cocoa Beach as Hewick right there alongside Broadway Boy on the near side jumping the next.
And Broadway Boy the leader to Hewick, 3 under through 5 on the outside. Beauport is very prominent in company with 3-Car Bragg, and then I Am Maximus on the inside of Senior Chief. Minella Kakuna not too far away as they head down towards Beechers, and it is Broadway Boy going right down the inside. 3-Car Bragg with on the outside Hewick seeing them all over. Cocoa Beach is right at the back of the field as they head towards Foynehaven with with Broadway Boy in front of 3-card Bragg and Hewick, and then I Am Maximus on the inside. Not too far away is Beauport, 3 under through 5. Brave Man's Game in the orange on the outside of stablemate Hitman, and then Nick Rocket, Senior Chief, Celeb Delaine, Percival Lagallois, the Grey Vanillier around the inside as they get to the canal turn. Broadway Boy, 3-card Bragg, Hewick in third, Beauport. Then 3 under through 5, Minella Times, I Am Maximus the inside, Brave Man's Game the outer as they reach Valentine's.
Over Valentine's, Broadway Boy and Tom Bellamy out in front, and down there Percival Lagallois, who badly hampered Fedor and Cocoa Beach, almost brought to a standstill. Broadway Boy on the near side with 3-card Bragg. Out wide is Brave Man's Game. Hewick is in the firing line too with 3 under through 5. They're followed by Hitman close up with also Oronzo Derry. And behind these, Senior Chief and Minella Times in a white cap on the inside. Celeb Delaine is chasing them with Nick Rocket. And then in the red cap out wide, Chantry House, followed further back by Can Do Kid, and also behind those by Ida's Boys. They jump the one before the road, and it's Broadway Boy that leads to 3-card Bragg, Senior Chief. Then Hewick on the outside. Also out wide is Brave Man's Game with 3 under through 5. Grange Clare West in the red, white sash, blue cap is very handy from Nick Rocket. And then on the inside behind the leaders, Minella Times, followed then in the white cap by last year's winner, I Am Maximus, right round the inside, Paul Townend, as they race back now towards the fences in the home straight. Broadway Boy has led all the way so far.
So Broadway Boy on his run down towards fence number 13, shows by a length over Beauport and 3-card Bragg. Hewick completes out the leading 4. Then Brave Man's Game wider from Grange Clare West and Nick Rocket in the black and orange. Next is Minella Times, light blue jacket is Senior Chief, and then Celeb Delaine as they take fence number 13, 3 under through 5, just in behind the leaders. Then Hitman in that red jacket from Ida's Boy and Minella Indo. Wider out is Chantry House in the red cap. Then I Am Maximus more towards the inside in the white cap. Then came Can Do Kid, Ida's Boy and Iroko racing alongside each other. Chantry House is next, and then Meeting of the Waters as they make their way on towards the chair. It is Broadway Boy from 3-card Bragg and Beauport, the leaders, out over the chair. Then came Brave Man's Game and Hewick. They're followed by Nick Rocket and Minella Times. Pulling up at the back of the field there before the chair was Cocoa Beach as the runners now face up to the water. It is Broadway Boy over in front from Beauport in second. 3-card Bragg has landed in third. Then Brave Man's Game in Hewick, followed by Horanzo Derry and 3 under through 5. Then Senior Chief and Hitman. Nick Rocket's next. Then Minella Times, Celebra Dallon, I Am Maximus and Minella Indo from Chantry House and Can Do Kid and Ida's Boy. Then Iroko and Meeting of the Waters is just worse than midfield at the moment. Behind him then towards the inside is Stumptown. Then Fedor and Stay Away Faye from Vanillier. Appreciate right towards the back of the field with Conflated, Monbeg Genius and Highland, and Twig appears to be the final one going. They've got 14 more fences left to take.
Royal Puggai has been pulled up, outpaced all the way. Intense Raffles is pulling up as well as they jumped over the next, safely over that one. And it's still Broadway Boy from 3-card Bragg. Beauport in the centre with Oronzo, Derry, Hitman, and 3 under through 5 as they go on towards the next plain fence. Broadway Boy lifts up just ahead of 3-card Bragg. Then Beauport. Hewick is handy. On the inside is Brave Man's Game. Wider out Oronzo Derry as they return to the ditch. Broadway Boy in a good stride. 3-card Bragg over second. Beauport third. They're followed by Brave Man's Game and Hewick and Minella Times. Nick Rocket behind these. Close up then Oronzo Derry and then Hitman on the outside. 3 under through 5 slowing going into that fence. Towards the rear Monbeg Genius. Stay Away Faye conflated under pressure. Vanillier towards the rear as well as they go on towards the one before Beaches. Broadway Boy still just about the leader.
Just the leader too. 3-card Bragg, Beauport, Hewick in behind with a Brave Man's Game. Appreciate it's gone. Can Do Kid is out of the race there as well at the one before Beaches. It is Broadway Boy, 3-card Bragg, Beauport, Hewick, Oronzo Derry at the outside. Minella Times is following with Celeb Delaine as they reach Beaches number 22 the second time. Grange Clare West not a million miles away either. Hitman the outside of Nick Rocket and Senior Chief next as they get to Foynaven, and it is Broadway Boy in front of 3-card Bragg. Brave Man's Game is next in the field with Beauport, Hewick the outside of the veteran Celeb Delaine, Minella Kokuna, Senior Chief, Ironso Dairy, then Minella Indo and Nick Rocket as they reach the canal turn. Broadway Boy, 3-card Bragg, Brave Man's Game. Hewitt made a mistake there. Grange Clare West, Celeb Delaine running a blinder with Beauport as the field head towards second Valentine's.
And Broadway Boy is gone. Broadway Boy, the long-time leader, is gone. Slightly interfered with Brave Man's Game. Iron Maximus last year's winner well back at the moment. Minella Indo has been making some progress as they move on towards the next. Celeb Delaine and Beauport. Beauport led there from Celeb Delaine. 3-card Bragg. Close-up Brave Man's Game. Grange Clare West on the inside. Minella Kokuna. Then Senior Chief. Further back to Nick Rocket and then Minella Indo as they cleared the next one. Hewitt on the outside. Back in the field then is Meeting of the Waters and the Blue Cap on the inside, just chasing them. Followed then back in the field by Conflated, who was under pressure some way out. And now Celeb Delaine takes over from Beauport, Grange Clare West, followed by Senior Chief and Minella Kokuna. Then behind these is Brave Man's Game, still in with every chance. Hewitt is just behind these from 3-card Bragg as they race on towards the turn into the home straight. Back in the field, Iroko is beginning to stay on now in a noseband, pushed along to do so. Minella Indo still making steady progress, and Meeting of the Waters round the inside, back towards the final 2 fences. Grange Clare West, Celeb Delaine, followed closely by, on the outside, Brave Man's Game coming under pressure.
Plenty with a chance as they make the way down towards 2 out. Brave Man's Game joins in with Celeb Delaine, Grange Clare West, Minella Kokuna, Nick Rocket's right there, Hewitt to the outside, Iron Maximus coming right into it. That was 2 out, and there's not much in it now between Nick Rocket and Iron Maximus. Minella Kokuna and Grange Clare West. Brave Man's Game, Iroko the next 2, then Senior Chief in Hewitt and Minella Indo. The final fence in the National. Nick Rocket landed level with Iron Maximus. Couple of lengths away, Minella Kokuna. Meeting of the Waters now staying on to grab 3rd behind those Grange Clare West and Iroko. They're on the way towards the elbow. Iron Maximus and Nick Rocket, nothing in it between them. Meeting the Waters, they're staying on back in 3rd. Then Grange Clare West, they're up the running now. Nick Rocket to the far side. Last year's winner Iron Maximus to the near side. Nick Rocket just in front. Iron Maximus trying hard. Grange Clare West staying on, but it's Nick Rocket under Patrick Mullins. He'll win the Grand National. Nick Rocket has beaten Iron Maximus. Grange Clare West in 3rd. Iroko's 4th. Meeting of the Waters next. Then Senior Chief, Minella Kokuna. Then Hewitt, Minella Indo. Well clear from Twig. Then 3-card Bragg. Beauport still coming. Ironso Dairy, Vanillier and Brave Man's Game. And Chantry House, the last one to get round.